Part 1. A child is alone outside of his village training within the forest. He has built a small training ground for himself here because he wishes to not be seen training. He is Naruto Uzumaki, a truly replica of late Yondaime Hokage. If not for his whisker mark, rounded face and rounded eyes, he was a mini version of him. Well, he was son after all, not the matter to him, and yes, he knew this. Naruto is actually genius for his age. He was forced to learn everything on his own since the village hates his guts. He was disgusted how the village admire his so-called father while treating the real hero trash. Ever since Naruto learned to read on his own by reading all the posters and painted words on his wall made him genius. He is able to steal a lot of books to help his reading and writing process without getting caught or think he stole it despite being framed all the time. Since he has to hide from mobs every night, his shield is Genin level and his speed is low Chunin and his chakra reservoir is Junin or maybe Kage if Kyuubi chakra is included. Speaking of the fox hates him so much. The fox has something about him being the grandson, the most person he hates, but didn't question it like the fox won't answer his question. Naruto always trains his chakra control and his aim. Recently he started working at his physical so he can start Dojutsu. Though working with his physical is something hard to hide, he has a masked personality to not draw attention to himself. He was known for his dumb head, prankster, loud, cheerful and a child yelling he will become Hokage. It was his mask. In fact, Naruto wanted to leave this village, he hated living there. Who would love to live here when they have the same treatment as him? He was abused by villagers. He was a hunter every Kyuubi festival, which they call fox hunt. He was placed in hospital to the point he had 7 drawers full of his health documents. He has always been beaten, potioned and even crucified, and to think he was only 3 years old is nuts. He doesn't want to imagine what these villagers will do when he was an adult if he saw managed to survive until then. Only, Sandaime seemed to care for him, but he knew that man was just trying to get his trust and loyalty. He can see the man hates him and why he won't. His wife dies because of him. He was not the one killed and the Kyuubi is innocent. Someone has killed her because in the report he was sliced in the throat. If it was made by Kyuubi he will be sure the girl will be headless since the Kyuubi have a large claw. Putting in conclusion, someone has control of the Kyuubi, which makes sense. If the Biju was sealed away for decades, then why would it attack the village and risk being sealed away? He knew the Biju would just flee away and hide its existence. Only Hashirama and Madara have the ability to control the Kyuubi, or at least what the history said. Yes, people would surprised to learn he was actually listening, not sleeping, and when was pranking, their teacher busy chasing him, so they're no really to teach. Sighing, he decided to go to what he was doing. He threw the kunai and all kunai hit the bullseye, making him smile, a small achievement that can make him stronger. He took a kunai and gazed at a certain tree with his dull blue eyes. I know someone is there, he said. A very old man has revealed himself. He has long grey spinky hair that has a bit black and black eyes. Naruto can sense these men are above Kage despite the fact he masks his chakra. He can sense the power of this man. He dropped his kunai and put up his arm in defensive matter. The man raised an eyebrow on this. People would normally underestimate an old man, yet a 3-year-old child knew you can't judge someone based in their look. Aren't you a bit different? The old man commented. Who are you? Naruto asked, not showing fear, just curiously. Normally if someone saw him they will attack him. Madara. This made Naruto back up and showing fear now. He has nothing against him, he is just a weak child. Ah, I guess the fox said my name. Don't worry, I won't harm you. You are my grandson after all, Madara said. I'm your what? Naruto said in disbelief. Now it makes sense. Kyuubi hated Madara, Hashirama and Minato, and he mentions him being the grandson of the person he hates. You are my grandson, Madara repeated it. I was looking for my son since he went missing after he and my wife, Akira, got attacked in a festival. I thought it would be easy to look at Uchiha with blue eyes, but it wasn't if the person looking for genes was sealed away along with his dojutsu and memory. I have known about this since his wife is pregnant with you. I thought I couldn't leave my hideout because of my weak condition. I only regained a bit of energy now, he explained. Understandable. I thought how this person managed to put a seal on me when I was born. Naruto asked. Jiraiya put a genjutsu on you when you were still in the belly of your mother and put this seal afterwards, Madara replied. Before walking towards him, he placed his hands on his neck and removed the seal there. In instant, Naruto hair becomes black, his tan skin becomes fair-skinned and whiskers birthmark despair. So that birthmark is part of the seal, how amusing, Madara commented. Are you going to free me this hell? Naruto asked with a pleading look on his eyes. Yes, I don't want my grandson to continue to suffer here, Madara replied, making him sigh in relief. Thought I would need to keep my present here, despite how I hate this village. This village is full of useful jutsu, also I don't want to be wrong, ninja, Naruto stated. Zetsu told me how naive you are, but I guess it's all an act. You can be my spy here, but for now we can leave Zetsu clone behind, Madara said, making him an eyebrow. A white creature raised up on the ground. Channel your chakra on him, he will be able to disguise as you and take your place. Naruto nodded in understanding. He channeled his chakra on the clone who took his appearance. Madara places a genjutsu seal on a clone, giving it his old appearance. They watch the clone blink before humping off towards the village. Madara placed his hands on Naruto's shoulder and both despaired on the area. Part 2. Madara has trained Naruto for a couple years while the Zetsu clone takes his place back to the village. He teaches him the shadow clone since it will be useful for him, especially with his large chakra. Naruto uses the clones to perfect his chakra control. They always climb on the mountains of Mountain Graveyard and sometimes to the bones there. He uses the ocean to train his chakra control there. Sometimes he was the one training his chakra control. He would push up above the water with leaves on his body. Madara thought he will torture him, but he was the on torturing himself. Madara was also amused when they started to train his Sharingan. Flashback. Madara looking up at his grandson who doing sit-up on the ceiling of the hideout. He is now 5-year-old and his chubby body slowly becoming muscular. He have theory his body will have muscular very soon, maybe at age of 12 or maybe less, because how they both cruel at his training. Like grandfather like grandson, they said. 100. Naruto continue his push-up despite asking for 100 push-up, making him smirk. With how high his chakra, the boy can last 500 or maybe 1000. That enough, Madara said when he said 105. Come down, he ordered. Naruto jumped in front of him and cleaned the dust on his black pants. He wore a black shirt with a high collar as well. He was slightly tall for his age. His spinky hair is grown a little. It's now reached below of his neck with chin-length strands that framed the sides of his face where his side bangs were supposed to be, and he had a few strands that fell between his eyes. Yes, grandfather, he asked. We will begin to train your eyes. Channel your chakra into your eyes, Madara instructed. He watched Naruto close his eyes. When he opened it, he was shocked to see Tomo that perfectly line up to each other. He was amused at two parts. One, he already has two Tomo, and second, he has the perfect Sharingan. He and Izuna only able to have a perfectly line up Sharingan, even their father Sharingan aren't lined up. End flashback. He begins Naruto to train his Sharingan. The fact he knew he already awakened it despite being sealed away is the fact the villager has attacked the bow, but the seal forbidden him to use his Sharingan, but still there. He has 3 Tomo now. His body is very muscular and tall. He was only 12 years old, yet he has a body full-grown man. Over time, Naruto hair grew to the lower shoulder length with neck strands that framed the sides of his face where his side bangs were supposed to be, and he had a few strands that fell between his eyes. It also became less wild and untamed and became smooth and silken. The top of his hair has fallen and no longer has spinky on the top acts like a bangs of his hair. Imagine his hair when it's wet. His rounded eyes are now narrow eyes with slightly rounded eyes. His jawline becomes sharp and nose is also removing his rounded face. He wears a black shirt with high collar, black leather vest, Anbu-style pants, fingerless leather gloves and a pair of black ninja sandals. There is an Uchiha symbol proud display on the back as well as small Uchiha crest on the left side of the vest. His height is 143, which is higher for his age. He has a black sheath that has a red Sugio knot holding his katana that has a black handle. It was hanging on his black robe belt, the belt on hanging down to his left side white, the katana is on the right side. He stood in front of Madara after doing some training. His grandfather called him saying he has an important thing to say. Naruto, you are a true prodigy but also hardworking. I think it's time to tell this. Madara started before coughing, making Naruto worried about his grandpa. I have student, he continued. His name is Obito Uchiha. He is out there in the world to continue my plan. What is this plan, grandfather? Naruto asked. I knew you were aware in this world full of pain, suffering and futility. Everywhere you look in this world, wherever there is light, there will always be shadows to be found as well. As long as there is a concept of victors, the vanquished will also exist. The selfish intent of wanting to preserve peace initiates war, and hatred is born in order to protect love. I was used to wishing to change it. I wanted to create a world with only victories, a world with only peace, a world full of love. I wanted to create such a world using infinite Tsukuyomi. I wanted to put everyone in unbreakable Genjutsu and make their dream world come true, the world everything is possible. I train Obito to continue this dream, but I wanted you to stop him and kill him along with my plans, Madara explained. But why? Naruto asked if seeing his plan can benefit everyone, even him. Because I found out the table stone where I read these is being changed by someone and I have theory it's Setsu who I notice has manipulated me, Madara replied. I was able to get Sage of Six Path Journal and all the ancient book and scroll. I found out the reason why he's split the 10-tail that can achieve my dream. If everyone is trapped within this dream world, Kagaya the mother of chakra will set free and will absorb everyone's chakra to wipe the humanity, he explains. Also we will gather all the tail beasts and extract them from their Jinchuriki, and I don't wish to hurt you because of my desire in peace. I already lost my brother, my wife and my son, I can't afford another loss, he added. Naruto smiled knowing his grandfather cared from make him happy. I will stop him, grandfather, he said. Good, I think you should stop by the village. The Sandaime has been suspecting the clone you left behind, plus it will be better for you to know who your classmates are and will be team with, Madara said. I will leave then, I will see you tomorrow of night for training, Naruto said before he despaired in the crowd of bats. Part 3. In the middle of nights a crowd of bats flying away from their cave home and went their way in Konohagakure. The bats flew around the village until they went inside of open window of apartment in Red District. The bats circle around the bedroom until a figure of human form, he is Naruto. White Zetsu clone was waiting for him as if he knew he would arrive. Naruto placed his hands inside the clone to gather his memory before the clone crumbled away. Naruto used a power genjutsu thought by Madara to change his appearance. He now have his spinky blonde hair, rounded face, rounded blue eyes and whisker mark. He wear orange jumpsuit which disgust him. The genjutsu he used is so powerful that even Cage level couldn't detect. There are genjutsu only in Uchiha who have Sharingan active can see his true appearance but not detect it. He's still working with a seal that can change his appearance. He learned sealing after he stole the Uzumaki sealing scroll. He was master with sealing but it's in lower Junin which still good. He will need a lot of seal to use to hide especially his Sharingan, so he can use it without someone knowing it. Maybe in case he awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan he will have that seal so no one can see it even the blood. Speaking of Sharingan, from the clone memories only Sasuke Uchiha is the last Uchiha has left. Itachi Uchiha has slaughtered his own family making his brother cold and emotionless. He knew it's very valuable to keep hiding emotion but he also knew letting your emotion is a good defense of the station. This is the only reason he doesn't suppress his emotion but only surpasses it when he is training or will surpass it when he is in action but for now he will stick his mask. He have few friends which surprising, among them is Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamaki and Kiba Inuzuka. They always sneak out of the academy which is amusing. The clone also learns sexy jutsu which is transformation jutsu. His dumb mask can use this and no one asks how he can use this but can't do the regular transformation. To top it of all, he still don't know how the clone got this idea but the clone offended used it on his pranks especially the Sandime. The academy, he frowned when he learned the clone failed despite the fact the little chakra he channels into it. Though Mizuki has asked him to steal the forbidden scroll, he remembers his grandfather said all the forbidden jutsu written down here. Maybe he can learn something new there. He grinned as he left the apartment. He disguised his chakra at the same level before he left the village making him look weak and defenseless. He began to run and pure his chakra to activate the gravity seal to slow his speed. He put to the highest level to the point if he has the same speed when he was still a child. Using stairs to go up the Hokage tower and jump off to the first rooftop of the building, he ducks until he reaches the Hokage office. He looked and saw no one there even the Anbu who always guarding the Hokage but can sense the Hokage is there. He learned a Sandime always watching him with his crystal ball but can't track him around the forest where train or far away so he figured the old Cage knew what he planning to do and use him to catch the traitor. He sighed before carefully opening the window and took the large scroll lying there. He spread his senses and couldn't sense the Hokage still away from his location. Using this opportunity he took the small scroll there and replaced it with an empty scroll. When he heard the door he went to the window and acted as if he was there and about to leave. The door opened and revealed Hiruzen who narrowed his eyes. Naruto-kun, what are you doing? He asked but Naruto can sense alert and realization on his tone. He went along with his act which actually started jutsu from him and made handseal and yelled, sexy transformation jutsu, in puff of smoke, Naruto in his girl version. He is now a girl with blonde hair that is tied in two ponytails. His eyes are cute looking with a cute face and the most obvious, she is naked only the smoke covered the large beast in the private part. Hi Hiruzen-chan, he said in sweat tone. Hiruzen fainted with noise bleed making him giggles and dispel the jutsu, got you. He yelled before running away. He ran to the forest on the outskirts of the village and went to the place Mizuki told him. He knew the man would be late and he was early. He scanned the scroll with his Sharingan that hides behind his genjutsu. Only multi-shadow clone is something he knew in this scroll. He knew he was still being watched so he pretended to read while he was dead. He learned many types of clones, regular clones and shadow clones among them. Water clone, earth clone, human cloning, blood clone and wood clone. The human and blood clone the most interest him. Both do not disappear even if struck with sufficient force but human cloning will allow the clone to have own personality which can lead in betray but blood clone is different. They don't have own personality or will but have own mind to think and hard to kill. He will also not suffer in incoming memory which is useless because of Kyuubi healing. When he knew he was not being watched he took a scroll to copy past all interesting jutsu. All the jutsu can't be used because of the limit of clan or just useless. Summoning, impure world reincarnation is interested him. He can bring his grandfather in death if the man will allow him and will gain help from the death. He learned seal on him called dead demon consuming seal. He scuff asking why his father used it and 8-gate also interest him. It might lead his death but being Uzumaki and Jinchuriki can allow him use the jutsu without dying. He put the seal on his left arm where a storage seal was placed. He also put the unknown scroll there. When he senses of someone going near he pretends he has been training and dust also mod on himself until Iruka who has been shown cared towards him recently. Naruto, he called up making him look up and grinned. Iruka-sensei I learned cool jutsu and now you will let me pass. Mizuki-sensei said if I am able to steal this scroll and learn cool jutsu I will become ninja. Naruto exclaimed. What? Iruka shouted clearly shocked at what he learned. The Chunin teacher he was talking about appeared in a tree branch. Hi Naruto give me the scroll, Mizuki said. Don't, Iruka yelled. I wasn't planning to kill you Iruka but I guess I have to, Mizuki said before turning to Naruto. Naruto do you why everyone? Yes Naruto thought as shook his head. Mizuki don't, Iruka yelled. People said the Kyuubi was killed but it was true, the Kyuubi was sealed to a baby. You are the Kyuubi. Mizuki yelled, Naruto forced to wide his eyes and stumble in the ground. He watched Mizuki throw the large shuriken on him, he closed his eyes. When he felt a wet dropping above him, he opened his eyes again and saw Iruka who took the attack for him. He looked at him in shock but this time a real shock, he was not expecting this. I was like you Naruto, I made myself a fool to gain attention, we both lost our parents because of the Kyuubi, remember you are not Kyuubi. You are a ninja of Konohagakure. You are Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka said with teary eyes, forcibly tears falling on Naruto's eyes. He really touched his words. No one said something like to him except Madara, but this is something that can't make him cry. He heard scuff making him look at Mizuki. Why are you protecting that monster? He killed your parents. He said as he took out the other shuriken. I guess I will kill you now. Run, Naruto. Iruka yelled. Naruto got up and took the scroll to his behind, said in loud voice. I will not run, I don't run away. He made a cross sign and yelled, multi-shadow clones. There was a lot of smoke which covered all the areas once it cleared their 1,000 Naruto clones, shocking everyone. Naruto has perfect control with his chakra, allowing him to summon the only clones he needs, so he purposely summons 1,000 to keep with his mask. Come get us, him and his clone said at the same time, making Mizuki scream before they beat him until he was unconscious. After the fight, he dismissed all the clones. Naruto came here. He looked at Iruka with confusion and went to him. Otherwise, close your eyes. He followed the instructions and closed it. He heard a Klingon cloth being tied up before feeling something heavy on his forehead. You can open them. Naruto opens his eyes and touches his forehead only to feel cloth and metal with the familiar symbol. Congratulations, Naruto. Naruto forces other tears to fall and begins to cheer in happiness. Part 4. Last night was a whole different level. He couldn't believe a lot happened in a single night, but he won't. The world is full of surprises. He is now wearing the Konohagakure hat I ate on his head and was making his way towards the academy. He heard more whispered like why he was let be a ninja. Not that he cared. He wasn't planning to serve the village but wasn't planning to destroy it either. He wanted to leave and spend time with his grandfather, Madara, but knew this village is full of knowledge and wasn't planning to be wrong. He was waiting for the time he could fake his death. Now he fully arranges the Zetsu clone memories. He learns how the academy has changed. His grandfather has told him that Tobirama is the one to establish this building. Back in their time, students were taught in chakra control and had physical exercise every day and history, but now it's pure history and other subjects that aren't useful except math and science. They are forced to fight after teaching the academy stand and will need 3 basic jutsu to pass, unlike others. He now understands the real genin, which was existence when Sandaime became Hokage. He was early unlike usual and sitting on his chair. He pretended he was sleeping but actually reading the one of unknown scrolls he stole. It was a list of fire technique. He took the 2 scroll techniques for water and lighting. He still hasn't figured out his affinity, so he sealed it away again and now really sleeps on his desk. After minutes he was awakened when someone topped his shoulder, making him look back at the owner of Arm and saw Shikamaru Nara. What are you doing here? This is only past students. He asked, making him roll his eyes before grinning widely and pointed his height. I ate. Are you blind? Don't you see this? I passed that Bayo. Naruto exclaimed, nodded and heard him muttered troublesome blonde as he walked away. He mentally shocked off his head before scanning his area. He noticed all the student past is already here except someone. He wanted to sigh so bad when 2 fun girls run to the door and push each other. The pink-haired who has named Sakura Haruno pushed him off his seat, making him fall on the ground. Go away, Naruto. I will sit beside Sasuke-kun. The girls screech. No, I will sit beside him. The blonde girl argues, who named Ino Yamanaka. No, I will. No, I will. The 2 argue who will sit beside Sasuke Uchiha. Normally as a mask he would jump in front of the man, but he has a feeling if he does that he will end up kissing him. He saw the Raven as his rival when he wore his mask, but when he wasn't, he was a jutsu stranger. Zetsu clone who was his mask thought they are related and can connect to each other since they both lost parents, but it was different. Sasuke has experience in having family and being loved by them only to lose them. He was treated like Prince in Konoha since he was only Uchiha. While him didn't even meet his parents and was treated worse than dirt or trash by villagers, only Madara cared for him, or at least he hoped. His grandfather hard to read. Naruto sits beside Sakura, who happens to be his crush. Sure, he was like a girl when he was a child, but not anymore when Iruka arrived and shouted to control the chaos in the class. He didn't pay attention to his speech, which was most actually for him, before he began to call off the team selection. Team 7, Iruka began. Naruto Uzumaki. This gained his attention. Sakura Haruno. He cheered, which pretty much fake. I'm doomed, he heard the pink-haired muttered. Sasuke Uchiha. They now switch emotion. He was now the one sulking while Sakura cheering. I will give the best acting in the world. For the past couple years, both have become slightly closer but still argue in a friendly way. Kyuubi figures the Raven who hides behind blonde is not like other Jinchuriki since he was the first person to seek friendship with him. Your sensei is Kakashi Hatake, Iruka said before going to the difference team. Kurama, do you this Kakashi? Naruto asked the Bijou. He was a student of your father and was only left on his team. Well, not anymore since we learned from Madara. Obito is still alive and he wasn't another member with Rin Nohara. He has a Sharingan which was gifted by Obito when he was supposed to die, so I suggest you finish that seal. Thank you for the warning. No problem. By the way, I heard he is always late. Naruto sighed. The most he hated was waiting for someone who was late without having a good reason. When they are the only ones left, he stands up. Where you going, you baka? Sakura asked, more likely demanded. He now asked how he fell in love with her. After all, the girl was just a bitch. I will just go to the restroom, Sakura-chan, Naruto said with his fake grin before hopping towards the restroom. When he was inside, he spread his senses to find the Sandaime chakra to see if he was watching. Good he was not watching, he said before pulling an empty paper and started making a seal. This is the seal he has been working on for weeks. He uses his sharingan that hides behind his blue eyes to check any mistaken error. When he uses Shadow Clone to test this design because sometimes when it is not right, it will explode. When the clone safely changes his appearance of Naruto Uzumaki, he uses a sharingan to see if they see his real appearance. He smirks when the only thing he can see is the blonde-haired with whisker mark. He dismisses the clone before putting the same seal to himself before going to the room again. In back Sakura-chan, he yelled the girl just shouted at him before flirting with Sasuke who was ignoring her and looking out the window as if he had better things to do. He looks at the cloak and notices he spends 1 hour in the restroom yet there is still late. He sighed silently before going to sleep, more like talk to Kurama, speaking of which he hasn't tried to use Kurama chakra well, he don't want to use it without his permission or made an agreement. Hey Kurama, do you want me to make an agreement? Naruto asked, knowing him can read his mind. Sure, it will be fair if I got something in return for allowing me to use my chakra, Kurama responds. You will allow me to use my chakra in return. I will be allowed to be outside of the world every day, though I can't make it forever since I will die. I will just summon you. You can choose if you want to hence as human or make yourself as normal fox and act like my pet, Naruto said. Deal. Kyuubi said he has been wanting to be out, not seal away. He might still seal away, but at least he can be out every day. Outside, the two looking at the sleeping form of Naruto as if he grows another mind. The girl just shrugged it off while the boy is wondering why. Both turn their attention in the door when it opens. They see a boy with gravity silver hair that wears a mask to cover his mask along his forehead is down, covering his left eyes. He scanned the room and eyed the blonde who just woke up with loud yawn. My first expression, you all boring, he said, still keep an eye on Naruto. Naruto raised an eyebrows. The man seemed expecting him to do something, like expecting a prank which he normally does, but why expecting this? It's not like he knew him that well. He looks at his silver hair and notices the same shadow of silver and gravity hair of an Anbu that has dog mask called Inu, which him think he was the man who saved him from mob along with Whistle who was just missing after the massacre, making him think he is Itachi. Meet me in the rooftop, he said before disappeared in puff of smoke. So this guy knew Shadow Clone, Naruto thought before going to the rooftop. Part 5. The three arrived on the top of Academy and saw their future sensei waiting in the railing. They all sit down and wait for him to start the conversation. After a couple seconds he spoke up, since we don't meet each other, why don't we introduce each other? Kakashi suggested. What do you mean? Sakura asked. Naruto mentally thanked her because he didn't want to ask a dumb question since he already knew it, but also asked himself how she was the top of the class in the academic. Like, tell your like, dislike, hobby and dream, Kakashi replied. Naruto can detect the annoyed of his tone. He wanted to annoy him more for making him wait without such a good reason. Why don't we introduce ourselves so we know what to say? Naruto suggested. Me. Kakashi asked to look at the sky. I'm Kakashi Hitaki. I like many things, dislike many things and hobbies. You too young to know it and dream never thought of it. This made Naruto frown mentally while Sakura's sweat dropped with thought. All he told us his name. Your next loud blonde. A force thick mark appeared on his head. Hey you pervy sensei, you didn't say anything except your name Dadbayo. Naruto yelled. He can see Kakashi's eyes almost fall off his socket at his nickname. Sakura on the other hand bombed his head, which is not hurt at all. Shut up and don't call our sensei that, she yelled. Ow, Naruto said while holding his head, but he wasn't hurt. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like eating instant ramen and hate waiting for 5 minutes for the ramen to cook. My hobbies is comparing the different types of ramen and my dream is to become Hokage and surpass all the Hokage who become before me. Believe it. He yelled, believe it. Not anything he said is really true except his name and the fact he likes ramen. Ramen is his favorite food. Maybe the fact he only ate ramen when he was a child before meeting Madara who gave him proper goods which led to his good health condition, and or the fact he was named after the ramen topping. He also loves tomatoes, dango, onigiri and inarizushi because Madara always feeds him with his favorite food, inarizushi. The others he got after eating it for the first time and grew liking it, but ramen was still the best for him. Might as well stop by at Ichiraku Ramen, Naruto thought. He was to catch up to his thought to the point he missed the two introduction and only returned in reality when their sensei coughed loudly. Tomorrow meet me at training ground 7 at 5 o'clock for Genin test, Kakashi said. What do you mean, we already passed the Genin test? Sakura asked more like a screech. Naruto is wishing he was the one asking to play as dumb as he was supposed to be to save his ear. That's not a Genin test, that test is to remove the weaklings. This Genin test is different. Only 40% able to pass this test. This made Sakura gasp while Naruto forced gasp. Don't be late and don't eat if you don't want to throw up, Kakashi said with a smile. You can dismiss now, he said before despaired in puff of smoke. We have been talking with Shadow Clone. Wow, such lazy ass, Naruto thought before leaving the rooftop. How does it go? An old man asked as he looked at young Raven Hair in front of him. Boring, but last night a traitor tried to trick me to steal the forbidden scroll. I copied the jutsu interested me and managed to steal 3 more scroll. It's quite surprising the Sandime haven't figured the scroll on his desk is fake, Naruto said to Madara before handling the 4 scroll. Madara read and saw the jutsu Tobirama has developed but didn't finish because of the inhumanity of the jutsu. I wanted to revive you with your permission when you die, Naruto said, making him look at him. You can revive me because I wish to see what you can do and make you unstoppable because I know you are the only person who can surpass me and Hashirama, Madara said, making him smile. Don't worry grandfather, I will surpass you and train hard, Naruto said. We will train your affinity now since I can see you're ready, Madara said. Can we do it tomorrow because I wanted to gain information about my sensei? Naruto asked. Why? Madara asked because no one was able to get his grandson's interest except him. He has a Sharingan and I can sense he has Mangekyo Sharingan. I wanted to see if he has the same ability as Obito since it was his original eyes also his another ability, Naruto replied. How did he not see your appearance? Madara asked. He covered his Sharingan also I finished the seal in been working for, Naruto replied making him eye-witted before chuckled. Since when Madara taught him sealing, Naruto became professional at sealing as if he had been doing this for ages. He didn't know if the fact he was Uzumaki and was their nature or he was just truly prodigy. I'm guessing you will let Zetsu clone to a participant in the test since you are afraid to get carried away in dancing and might revealing your true potential. Madara asked. Naruto just nodded in response. I will be allowed to gather information but tomorrow we will dance not stop, Madara said with his sinister smirk. Naruto just nodded not afraid of taught training yep his training. He despaired in a flock of bats and these bats fly towards the east. They all have red eyes with 3 tomo and squeal in the nights. The flock bumped into each other in the alley of Konohagaka before a tall figure formed. He had black hair that was spinky on the bottom, his hair lower shoulder length with neck strands that framed the sides of his face where his side bangs were supposed to be and he had a few strands that fell between his eyes. He wears a black shirt with high collar, black leather vest, Anbu-style pants, fingerless leather gloves and a pair of black ninja sandals. There is an Uchiha symbol with a proud display on the back as well as a small Uchiha crest on the left side of the vest. He has a katana that has a black sheath. His height can make anyone assume he is 15 years old. This person also wears a black mask to cover his mouth and also covers his neck as well. He has red eyes with 3 tomos. This person went to the Hokage Tower and using his incredible stealth that would put the Anbu in shame. The person went to the library and easily went inside using the window. He looked at the record but stopped and hid when he heard the door being unlocked. 2 Chunin went inside and carried a large scroll that had kanji for forbidden and put the scroll inside a vault. The figure mastered the code of the giant vault before watching them leave. With his sensor ability he can sense the 2 truly left. He went out the shadow and looked to the record 4. When he saw it, he took it and replaced it with an empty record before going to the vault. He put the same password and went inside. He noticed all the scrolls hidden inside it. He saw the Senju scroll that Hashirama used in his fight. He just burned it knowing its only purpose was to summon trees and weapons and a 2-way storage seal. He saw the Mido Uzumaki scroll which was full of sealing technique. He sealed it on the storage seal on his arm. He also sees 2 more scrolls which have his name. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze which gained his attention and took it seeing it was his inheritance. He left and closed the vault before despairing once again in flock of bats. Part 6. Madara walking to his hideout. Since ever he feed himself with 2 powerful shinobi chakra he was able to move around and also thanks to the Naruto cell who allowed him, he was able to move but he's still weak but he can still move around and train Naruto. He went to the Naruto room who built this for himself. He saw the kid is awakened and probably outside to take a bath. He decided to wait here knowing the kid will return here to pick up his kanata. Naruto room is small but big enough for himself. It only have black futon, wooded reading desk and chair, drawer and closet. Naruto kanata was in the wall supported by a wooden wall stand. Madara armor when he was still fighting is display in the stand, instead red, it was painted in black with drawing of Uchiha crest. Though it's still big enough for Naruto, this is the reason he hasn't worn it. Naruto entered his room and saw his grandfather sitting on his futon. This is unusual because Madara always waited in his chair like throne every time. You shouldn't have walked around your grandfather, you are still not strong enough to get tired, Naruto said as he picked his kanata that was hanging near the door. Madara chuckled, it's also not good for me to sit around, he said as he stood up. Naruto said making him chuckle again understanding their famous language. Madara held out a paper, Naruto took it and knowing what it is and what to do, he channeled his chakra. Not even second later the paper split in 4, the first side of paper burned to ash, the second of the paper wickled, the third part become turned to dust and crumble and last become damp. You have the 5 affinity which rare, a normal person will have 2 or 3 affinity and will train to gain the other affinity and barely people born with 5, Madara commented. Do you have all affinity grandfather? Naruto asked. Yes but my main affinity is fire and wind and never use water but have it as well so I can teach you with those, Madara said before heading outside the hideout with Naruto follow behind, create 50 clone and create a 5 group for the 5 affinity that will assign them and channel their chakra to these leaves until it split, burn, become dust, wickled or damp. Naruto nodded and did exactly what he was told to as Madara went back inside. His clone began to master his affinity while he sat there and opened the record he stole last night. Name, Kakashi Hitaki. Title, Copy Ninja of Sharingan. Age, 23. Birth, September 15th. Rank, A rank level, Junin Kekkei Genkai, Sharingan Affinity. Lighting Earth Water Mission, S rank, 38A rank, 276B rank, 433C rank, 139D rank, 140. His Mangekyo aren't record here therefore they keeping it secret, Naruto said as he switched the page which only record all suggest and fail mission but he noted he was retired and well he already guessed it since Inu and him are very similar even in chakra and voice. What happened in the Genin test right? He asked no one before decided to train his reaction again. Meanwhile, back in Konohagakure in training ground 7. A blonde boy was tied in trunk that's standing in the middle of ground with one post each side of him. Beside him is raven-haired boy and pink-haired girl sitting in the ground with lunchbox in front of them. In front of him is Junin with silver gravity hair. You fail, Kakashi said, you didn't manage to get Bell before the team run out, he continued, however, I will give you a second chance. Eat your lunch after eating you will continue but don't give Naruto food since he sneaked to eat it's his punishment, he finished before turning away, I will leave you be, with that he disappeared. After many seconds maybe minutes, Sasuke held out his box towards Naruto, here, he said. Sasuke-kun, Kakashi-sensei said don't give him, Sakura remind him. He is not here plus we will need him to get the bell, if he don't eat he will be burden to us, Sasuke said, Sakura think about it before giving his food to Naruto. Sakura-chan, Naruto said with sparkling eyes. Here it. Naruto tried to get it but, I'm tired, this gained thick mark on Sakura before beginning feeding him. Don't accept this will happen every day, Sakura said as she and Sasuke feed him. There was a puff of smoke and the weather suddenly became dark with thunder before their anger sensei appeared shocking the three, you. He said with dramatic pause, pass, he finished with I smile shocking the three once again. What do you mean we passed? Sakura asked. In a shinobi world who break the rules is scum but who abandon comrade is worse than trash, Kakashi said before putting the stone near there, this stone is the memento for hero of Konohagakure, they are the people who die while protecting the village, this made Sakura and Naruto gasp. My friends is among them, their silence only the gust of wind can only heard, remember your comrade is the true treasure can't easily replace, Kakashi said with I smile, you can all dismiss. Naruto sneezed in the mountain graveyard, why I feeling someone teach me life lesson. He asked himself before shrugged and continued fighting white Zetsu clone. He wearing blindfold because he wanted to improve his sense of hearing, smell and touch along to train and control his amazing sensor ability. He stabbed the clone from his back before kicking him, he can heard Zetsu crash in the wall. He heard footstep behind him making him spin around and stab the clone, he brow the clone kunai and slice the another Zetsu in the throat. He flips in the air to avoid 10 kunai coming from and while in the air, he throws many sinbins at Zetsus. He knew only 3 died at this because of the loud bang. When he landed, he kicked 2 Zetsu using Uchiha kick before waving cross hand seal, multi-shadow clone, 10 clone with blindfold of him appeared and help in the battle. Team 1 failed. Team 2 failed. Team 3 failed. In the Hokage office, all Junin sensei are reporting the Genin test. The team failed and continued it until it was Team 7. Team 7 pass. This shocked everyone because Kakashi Hatake was known for failing all the students he held. What happened? Kurenai asked. At first they failed but when I was given a second chance they would break my rule and feed Naruto despite telling me don't feed him, Kakashi replied. How about their performance? Hiruzen asked. Sasuke was able to perform the C-rank fire jutsu, he very analyzed but ignorance, Kakashi said. Sakura I highly doubt her record, in record of academic they said she was good in genjutsu but she easily fell in genjutsu and kept fainting. Naruto is just fighting and doesn't have plans or strategies but he is able to summon a lot of shadow clone and seem his move in his own without thinking, when I defeat him he sneak and tried to eat on his own, Kakashi said making Hiruzen chuckle. Naruto-kun is always a chaotic child, I have a feeling he won't like the D-rank mission, Hiruzen thought. Part 7. Naruto is watching his clone that is training with his affinity, the clone has moved on the second part. The clone using their chakra affinity in the waterfall that Madara created until the water reacts to his chakra. So far only wind and water has made the water react. He suddenly remembers the 2 scrolls he has stolen from the vault which is actually for him since it has his name. He unseals these 2 scrolls and reads one is for Flying Thunder God and the other one is Rasengan. It was all steps for the jutsu and tips for the jutsu. He knew it will take age the Flying Thunder God so he wanted to focus in Rasengan but he will need money to buy Balin, he sighed again before disappeared in crowd bats. Madara raised an eyebrow as he wondered where he's going. Naruto arrived at his apartment to find Zetsu packing things, wondering why he stabbed him to gain his memory. Soon he learned he was going outside of Konoha tomorrow for C-rank mission. He also learns his senses aren't teaching him anything and not taking him seriously. If I continue this Act 1 will learn nothing about this village, Naruto said out loud, I'm also tired wearing this mask, he needs to be himself to learn something or else staying here will be useless. He noticed the sky slowly becoming dark, he smirked this is the first time he was excited to get beat up by the villagers. He went not before turning on the seal on his neck to change his appearance. He walked around alley and hoped to bump to someone who hate him and to his luck, he found Drank Man who saw him. The man beaten him until in the case of dying before leaving. Kakashi was walking by when he saw Naruto bleeding so bad and unconscious. Naruto woke up in the hospital in his usual spot. He looked around and saw no one. He no longer uses genjutsu to fake his sparkle in his eyes. He looks down, not really care, with an emotionless look. When he heard the door, he looked to see who and looked at their eyes. Hiruzen flinches at the cold and dull blue eyes of Naruto. The life of his eyes die, Hiruzen thought, those damn villagers. Gigi. Naruto voice brought him in reality. Hiruzen smiles. How are you, Naruto-kun? He asked as he walked towards him. Naruto looked down, hiding his eyes. What is true? He asked. About what? Hiruzen asked. I'm really the Kyuubi. Naruto asked before looking at him. I don't understand why people call me Kyuubi. I didn't ask his Jinchuriki. He said, now tearing up. I'm tired. I'm very tired at their treatment. I can't do this anymore. I just wanted to be gone, Naruto said. Wow, this acting is whole different level, Kurama said as he watching everything while eating popcorn that somehow he got. I'm tired of this Gigi. Why me out of all the people? Why fourth choice me? Naruto yelled. Naruto-kun, the fourth don't want to involve a child, but he have no choice and you were the child born that day, Hiruzen said. Why he didn't get back to the Kyuubi first Jinchuriki before me? Naruto asked about catching him off guard. How you know there is different Jinchuriki before you? Hiruzen asked. I'm not that dumb. I've been acting like dumb, prankster and knock-headed to hope villagers saw me as a normal child. I'm afraid of what they will do to me when they figure I've been learning on my own. I'm sorry I use a mask to fake my personality Gigi, but I just wanted people to accept me, but I guess that will not happen, Naruto explains. Hiruzen was shocked and doesn't know what to say. Those cheerful tones of his, those smiles and everything about him all lie. He can't believe this, Naruto-kun, he called. Why? I already told you, I just wanted people to accept me even if it's all my mask. Didn't you accept me because I'm a cheerful child or just because I'm your village weapon? Damn. Naruto-kun, but. Or because you have promised to keep to my parents, Naruto cut him off. Naruto was shocked. You always lie to me saying you didn't knew them, but I can easily figure who my father, I'm literally his carbon copy. I understands why you keep for everyone, but why also me? Do you not trust me to keep this from everyone? He asked. Naruto sighed. I'm sorry for putting my anger at you Gigi. I will forgive, but I wish for something. What is it? Hiruzen asked. Can you tell our sensei to train us? I wanted to be strong so I can be Hokage, but he didn't teach us to only focus on Sasuke. It's obvious who his favorite, Naruto said. I also wanted to read books, but I'm not allowed in the library or any building, he added. Hiruzen smiled. Sure Naruto-kun, if you promise you will show your true potential. I will Gigi, but what about the villagers? Naruto asked. You know they are afraid of something they don't understand. I will take care of them, Hiruzen said with a promising smile. Naruto smiled slightly. What a dumb drama. Shut up before I talk loud. Fine. Naruto slices the throat of one of the demon brothers, shocking everyone. When the man went to him, he moved to the side very fast and next they knew it was him slicing his throats. Naruto Baka stopped acting cool like Sasuke-kun. Sakura screeched and about to hit him only to be caught by Kakashi. Sakura, Naruto had a hard night last night, Kakashi said before pointing at the bandage picking out Naruto orange jumpsuit. He was pretty injured and almost died last night. He will die for sure if I didn't find him, he added. Oh, Sakura said looking at bandage wrap around Naruto. It wasn't visible since his jumpsuit covering it, but on his hand, neck and foot have slightly bandage picking out. Leave him alone for now. He was not the same now because of what happened last night. Let him be please, Kakashi said before letting him go. What happened to the dobe? Sasuke asked as they continue. Part 8. Naruto returns to the mountain's graveyard letting Zetsu clone to do the C-rank mission. He might have told the Hokage he was faking his personality the entire time, but he hasn't told the man he is level of low Junin now. He doesn't want to be carried away since he has the theory that the C-rank is not a C-rank mission but an A-rank. He might want to test his limits and power, but not right now. He needs to train harder and harder until he becomes strong to fill his mission. He didn't call it a dream but rather a mission. His mission is stop Zetsu and Obito, and for that he need to be strong like his grandfather, Madara. He need to train harder and harder to stop the incoming war and all the future death of people. After that what? He never thought about the dream. All he wanted was a place where everyone was accepted and full of love. A place where all Jinchuriki or people see a monster to be accepted. A place where he can be a normal person with friends and family. He wanted to create a place like that, a place there no hatred and treated equally. He wanted to save those people who suffered from such a hatred like him. He will create a kingdom, not a village, a kingdom ruled by him and his grandfather, and treat everyone equally. It doesn't matter what people see them, but matter they are people need a place to call home. He smiles. Yes, this will be his dream that he will do everything even if it costs his life to achieve. He took out water balloons and gathered his chakra inside the balloon. The chakra is spinning inside the balloon when the balloon didn't pop. Naruto used his Sharingan to analyze and saw he spinning his chakra in the opposite of his normal rotation, making the two fight make the balloon wiggled instead of popping it. He changed the rotation of his chakra and not even a second later, the balloon popped. He took another balloon and tried on his left hand, which will take long since he is right-handed. Meanwhile Madara saw his grandson training and decided to went towards him. What the jutsu you're learning? He asked as he stopped meter away from Naruto. It's called rasengan. It's both chakra control and shape manipulation. Naruto replied, father has took 4 years to learn and master it. He wished to add an element of this jutsu but can't do it and hope I will able to. He added as the balloon pop out and he process in second step. What are doing while I'm gone? He asked as he took the balloon but this time it didn't have water and made of rubble balloon. In watching your clones training, they all finished the second step and now working in third step. I also noticed the clone learning seal. You really overworked yourself than I do, Madara said. I don't have better to do plus my training will be worth it one day. I knew it, Naruto said as the rubble balloon made a hole causing the air to be out. Naruto took another balloon and tried it again but this time drawing a leaf symbol to focus his chakra on the center. You should go and do a mission. You need to fight something else than the Zetsu clone or your clone, Madara said. I'm going to Wave of Land and raid Gato hideout. Not that I need money but I wanted all the weapons and scroll in there, Naruto said making him chuckle. Not really, you need money to build a whole kingdom, Madara said making him pause at what he's doing to look at him with how look, I'm your grandfather, I know what your dream is and I can easily read that smile, he said. I will help with you because it seem of my vision, Madara said with slyly smile that almost unnoticed if Naruto aren't used at his smile. Thank you for supporting me, Naruto said as he bowed. No need, Madara told him before leaving alone to continue his training. Naruto is lurking in the shadow of the night and looking at the huge building tower hidden within the forest. He wear long sleeves black shirt and gloves that have small metal claw. He also wear anbu pants and boats. His shirt are connected to a mask. He sneaks to the guard and slices their throats before entering the building as he enters an arm of civilians wanting for him. Who are you? A tall man demands that he has brown hair and black eyes. He has a katana hanging to his left side. I'm the Phantom, Naruto replied as he unsealed 2 kama. The kama have metal handle with clean and sharp head and the 2 connected to a chain. Let's dance, he said with sinister smirk. One of the gang rushed at him. Naruto didn't need his sharingan because the man rushed in front of him making his move very noticeable. Naruto spin one of the kama and throw it at the man and trapping him. He used the other kama to beheaded him. Naruto fastly pulled the chain making untied from the beheaded man and used the chain to turn the kama and slice in the left man who tried to sneak behind him. He used the other kama to cut his right body creating an X mark on his body before using the left kama to slice of his throat. Naruto went it in hand seal before put a 2-finger over his mouth. Fire release, great fire annihilation. He exhale a massive fire burning a lot of people alive. After a couple seconds he dismissed the jutsu. He noticed all wood and other things are burned while some lucky person went to hidden within the supporting pole that have burn marks. He sealed his karma and took out his kanata as he channeled his wind chakra making it a lot sharp. He didn't along for man who hold katana early to reveal himself and block his attack. The man tried to slice his stomach but Naruto see all this because of his sharingan. He blocks as he takes note the man is slow to react, and uses this moment to spin his sword in blinding speed and cut his stomach. Because of wind covering of the sword, the wound is a lot deep that usual damage. He sliced him again creating more deep wounds and kicked him to the wall. He heard a loud crash and bones breaking when the man collided to the wall. He put the katana to the sheath and gathered his chakra to the claw of his glove and looked at the left people. He ran very fast to them and used his claw to put them in a dying position but didn't kill them before he went to the second floor. He found Gato sitting on his chair that looked like a throne before the man could speak. He was behind him and sliced his throats before sealing everything with it in the building. As he did, he saw a lot of women trapped inside a prison. Please help us, one woman begged him. Sir, please help us, a kid at his age begged. Naruto noticed her red-haired. He looks at kids that have bites in her arms and look at dying women who look like her. Move aside, Naruto said making them all move as he went in hand seal. Earth release, earth dancing dragon. The earth of the floor rise and took off the shape of Japanese dragon made of earth. It danced before destroying the cell also the back of the wall. Naruto moves to the woman and uses the little knowledge in medical ninjutsu to save her. He mixes his chakra and Kurama chakra creating a purple chakra that glows to his hand. He uses his glowing hand to heal the girl bites until she is no longer in danger. Thank you, the girl said. It's no problem plus you from my clan so I will help you, Naruto said. Wait, you're Uzumaki but you look like an Uchiha, the girl said. Because I'm half Uchiha, Naruto said. Now I help, I wish you to help me, he added as he looked at her red eyes. What do you need? The woman asked. I wanted to create a kingdom where all people need a place to call a safe home. People who suffered from people's hatred, the people who experience the pain and suffering of this world, I wish to save them and create a place for them, Naruto explained. Would you help me? He asked. Sure, the woman replied not even thinking about it. I'm Yumi Uzumaki by the way and you are? Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha but if someone asked else who him tell them I'm the Phantom. Yumi nodded not bothering to ask why. When will you build this kingdom? Yumi asked. In the west, we will use the mountain as a wall and protect from other villages. I raid this base to get money or supply for this plan, Naruto said. Ah so you only starting, Yami said. Mum where will we go before that? The child who been beside her asked. I don't know Karen, Yumi replied. You can stay in my hideout or return to your home, it's your choose, Naruto said. We have family back home and are probably looking for us. Same here, a lot of women have family to return to their homes. Can I come? One of the girls asked, and she was a bit younger than Naruto. She has long brown hair and purple eyes. My home was destroyed and my family sold me to that guy, so I have nowhere to go, she informs them. Sure, but I will let you know my grandfather lives in the hideout and he is a bit sadistic and cruel in training, but he will make you strong, Naruto said, and the three feel a Chilean fear at this. All girls left the building as the three left and helped him raid the building before leaving towards the hideout. Naruto summons a dragon, scaring the shit of the three. Draco, can you fly us to the mountain graveyard? Sure, if you promise you will summon me in the battle next time, Draco said. He was more huge than a mountain and had black skin with red in the middle also on his wings, and he had yellow slits eyes. Why not, Naruto said as he helped the three ride the dragon. They flew in the Element Nation heading towards Mountain Graveyard. Part 9. Madara raised an eyebrow to the person who went inside his hideout with his grandson, Naruto. They're barely there yet the boy has returned with people who he can easily guess as Uzumaki. Naruto, who did you bring here? He asked. Hi grandfather, this is Yumi Uzumaki and her daughter Karen Uzumaki. Naruto introduced the two red-haired women who said, hello. This is Ayaka Kamisato. He introduced the brown-haired kid who waved her hand, Yumi, Karina and Ayaka. This is my grandfather, Madara Uchiha, and don't worry, he will not hurt unless he sees it as a threat, he said. It's a pleasure to meet the god of shinobi in person. I'm glad to meet you Madara-sama, Yumi said with a bow. Likewise, Madara said before looking at the brown-haired girl, you are part of the Kamisato clan or faking it? He asked the girl. Why would someone fake a citizen clan? Ayaka asked with her head tilted in confusion. Kamisato is not an civilian clan, they are the people worshipping Shinigami and willing to serve her. They know for being wise and determination, also their skill in kenjutsu. The Kamisato clan have legend of Po that can take someone's soul to give it to their god, Madara explained. They also have ability to return someone former death but will need to trade someone else's life and can control this person, even their personality. Legend said it was gifted by Shinigami for serving her, he added. What are you saying about my clan serving Shinigami? Ayaka asked. Madara only nodded in response. That explains why my adopter family is so afraid of me and why those wrong ninja attack our village, she said. They have the ability that same with summoning, impure world reincarnation jutsu, Naruto commented. Not really, this ability isn't with Tobirama jutsu. Once a soul is returned they can't break through the summoner control, and the summoner can give their full power of their prime and still can't break through their control. The only way to break their control is for the summoner free them, or if the summoner die, but if the summoner die they will stack in the earth. Even seal won't work to set them free, Madara explained. Wow, I didn't know that, Ayaka said, but once I am able to find out how to use it, it will help us a lot, she added with a smile. I don't know how to awaken that ability, so you will have to figure it all for yourself, Madara informs her, who nodded. You can train him for a while I figure my fake self condition, Naruto said as he despaired in flock of bats. What does he mean by a fake self? Yumi asked. Naruto from the Konohagakure, he is hiding behind a mask and recently broke this mask. No one knew he is Uchiha or his status not being in the village because I sent White Zetsu clone to take his place. This clone can copy anyone's look and personality and some of their skill if the clone absorbs their chakra, Madara explained. This is why if someone asks you who he is, tell them he is the Phantom, especially if this person from the leaves, he said. Alright Madara-sensei, Karen said. Good, now shall we dance? Madara asked with smirk. Naruto arrived at the forest of Land of Waves. He saw the clone talking to a person. He can sense this person is not a citizen and the level of low Junin. He also can sense a cold of his chakra. It's cold like an ice, making him raise an eyebrow. The person noticed him. Who are you? He asked. I'm nobody important, Naruto responded. Oh, hi again, the clone greeted him with the fake grin he always showed. How does the mission go? Good, also not good. Kakashi has fought a wrong ninja named Zabuza and he was pretty exhausted, the clone said. Did he overuse his Sharingan? Naruto asked with an amusing tone. Pretty much, the clone responded, but he taught us chakra control, but since I easily did it because I already learned it, he taught me jutsu based on my affinity, he added. Shall I leave? The person asked, seeing this as a personal matter. Before you leave I wanted to ask why your chakra is cold. Naruto asked. What do you mean? Sensor, I can sense your chakra and know the fact you aren't a civilian, but I wanted to know why your chakra is cold like the ice, Naruto said. His name is Haku and he is a boy, the cold informs him, made him nodded. Haku looks at him and looks back at the real him. Only if you said who are you, he said. I will show who him if you're promised to not tell this to anyone, especially to the Leaves teams, Naruto informs. Your friends are from the Leaves, so why not? Haku asked. Because of this, the fake him said as he stood beside Naruto. Naruto put his arm to Zetsu and absorbed his chakra, making him grumble away. Naruto activated the seal on his neck, making his appearance change. He is now back at his blonde spinky hair with whisker mark. Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha. The person you've been talking is fake, he informed him. Now answer my question or I will kill you, he said as he unleashed a huge kai that have a little mix of Kurama kai but enough to make Haku kneel down on his knees. It's my Kekkei Genkai, Haku said as he sweat in fear that he never felt before his life. Out of everyone, a child at the age of 12 makes him fear, showing he is not an ordinary child but a prodigy child. What is this Kekkei Genkai of yours? Naruto asked us to increase the kai he unleashing, making the ground below him crack at the chakra he unleashing. It's ice release. My clan was feared of the ice release and was killed, leaving me only behind, Haku replied. Naruto stopped unleashing his kai. Ice release, you have very unique ability, I must say. Tell me, do you want to join me? He asked. I'm loyal to Zabuza and only serve him, Haku said with glare. I'm not asking to serve me, but I was asking you to join me and help build a kingdom, and your master can join us as well, Naruto said. What is this kingdom? Haku asked. Listening, in this world is full of hatred and their people suffered because of this hatred. People would kill someone to avenge their family only for this person to get revenge for him. This is the circle of hatred, but if there is a circle, there is a center. People who are in the wrong place and get involved with people hatred. Do you know the Jinchuriki? Naruto asked. Haku just nodded in response. Jinchuriki is the best example of this. The Jinchuriki has suffered from the villagers' treatment. Being chased down and hunted like a wild animal and being hated by the villagers because the damn villagers can't tell the difference between a kunai and a scroll seal inter. Their life is ruined because people saw a monster or a tool, a weapon of their village, but never as a person. As Jinchuriki myself, I wish to save the people like me who've been suffered from the hatred of people. I wish to create a place from them to call home, a home where they will live happy and accept who they are or their background. I will create a kingdom that I will rule and created a law to protect my people and will use my power and strength to protect them even it cost my life, Naruto said before looking him. I wish for help because we will need to stop someone, a person who seek for destruction. Your ability will help us stop the incoming war will happen far from the future. Haku looked at him for a minute before responding. I will ask my master, but your intention to seek my interest, he said. Very well, we will meet next week and don't bother to find Gato, he is dead, Naruto said before he despaired in a flock of bats. Part 10. Naruto meets up with Zabuza and Haku in the middle of night before the 2 weeks arrive. There is still 1 day left, but you already mined out your mind anyways. What is your decision? Naruto asked. We will help you build this kingdom of your only in few conditions, Zabuza said as he led back to the tree. What this condition will be? Naruto asked. First, I wanted to be your assistant or guard. Second, I wanted to know all your ambition, and third, I wanted to promise us that you will not betray us like what you're doing with your team, Zabuza said. I don't betray them, Naruto informs them, rather I have no choice but to be with them. I don't want to be wrong and I need everything I can learn to stop the incoming war. This is the main reason why I'm still keeping my present to the leaves, he said. Haku has mentioned this war you talking about, what do you mean by that? Zabuza asked. My grandfather has a student named Obito Uchiha. He taught him everything and trained him until he could continue his plan. He wanted Obito to continue the infinite Tsukuyomi, which an unbreakable genjutsu. He wanted to create a world using this genjutsu, and for that they will use the reflection of the moon to put everyone in the genjutsu. For that, they will need to gather all the 9-tailed beasts to summon the 10-tail, and one of them will be the 10-tailed Jinchuriki and put everyone in the genjutsu. However, my grandfather has figured the plan was lie and he was being manipulated by a black creature named Zetsu. Years ago, he traveled to our ancestors' land once again and found the sage of a 6-path journal and figured the truth of infinite Tsukuyomi. You see, before chakra existence, their only person who have chakra, and she is Kagara Otsutsuki, the mother of chakra. Legend said she ate the chakra fruit which gifted her the chakra. She have 2 sons who half human, they are Hamura Otsutsuki and Hagoromo Otsutsuki. The 2 give the people chakra using ninshu. Ninshu is the power of love and connection. After a year, they notice their mother becomes a power hungry and will trick someone to go in mother tree to absorb their chakra. They seal her away and create the moon basically her prison. Only infinite Tsukuyomi can free her. This is why Hagoromo, also no sage of 6 paths, split the 10-tail in 9. If Obito achieves his goal, then humanity will be erased by Kagaya, Naruto explains. I see, Zabuza said. The future is full of destruction and death and you want to stop that before it starts, I'm right? Haku asked. Yes, this is one reason why I wanted to collect the Jinchuriki myself, not only to keep them safe but also freeing them from suffering, Naruto responded. Very well, we are going to help you, Zabuza. Good, now hold to me, Naruto said. They all hold to him before despaired in black flash. A black flash interrupts the training going on in the mountain graveyard before Naruto appeared beside Madara, who was sitting above Yumi, making him sweat drop. Aren't you too cruel to their training? Naruto asked. They look of physical strength, Yumi and Karen body in too thin as well Ayaka, but Ayaka body seem to be lock of food, plus their healing faction can help them heal fast unlike Ayaka. Madara said. When did you learn the flying thunder god? He asked. Just yesterday, Naruto said. Can we rest for a minute? Yumi asked. No, if did your rest, other 100 push-up will add, Madara response, making her groan and continue the push-up while the kids doing squat. Are you Naruto grandfather? Haku asked. Yes, and who the hell are you? Madara replied and asked. I'm Haku and this is my master Zabuza, Haku respond. Ah, the bloody demon of the mist Zabuza Momoki, pleasure meeting you, Madara said. It's pleasure to meet you too, sir, but the brat never mentioned your name, Zabuza said. He didn't. Madara asked. The 2 nodded while Naruto shrugged. Same of him, my name is Madara Uchiha. This shocked the 2. Impossible, he died long time ago, Zabuza said. Did I? Madara asked with smirk. Do you really believe I will easily get killed, especially by Hashirama? The two shook their head. You're genius. He successed killing me but I cheat my death by using Izanagi, he said to them. Enough with this chat, we need to train you two as well, Madara said with smirk which sent chill in their spine. Rest in peace, Ayaka muttered quite loud for two who fall under his hand and control in the training. Part 11. A brown-haired girl at age of 10 avoiding all sinbins sent to her by a man who looks like a girl. She holds two kunai to block all the sinbins but sometimes would dodge. After weeks passed, Ayaka became fast and her reaction grew and was thanks to Haku help using his ice mirror to help the two kids train. Ayaka has grown muscle but still keeping her woman figure, she become tall and more wise. She is no longer shy like she used to be but she becomes more determined and confident. Karen was training with Zabuza on sword since he was base when it comes to sword. She also grows muscle but still has her woman figure and she also becomes tall. She now merciless very and never hesitated to kill her opponents. Yumi isn't far behind them, with the help of Madara, Naruto and Zabuza she is now the level of Anbu. Her ceiling is flawless and her chain can easily capture someone, her skill to jutsu and kenjutsu also flawless but her genjutsu needs a lot of work but can break through A-rank genjutsu. Yumi helps Naruto awaken his chains which are not gold like normal Uzumaki chains but instead black chains which are much stronger than regular chains of Uzumaki. Naruto's skill in Taijutsu and Kenjutsu becomes much more flawless and his reaction can't be any better. His power and skill is now lower cages and was thanks for non-stop of training. The six also have begun the kingdom they are working for. With the money they stole from Gato they managed to create 10 houses and 6 businesses and 3 factories. The kingdom they are working for is lucky is above of a bounded gold mine making it easy for them to collect money. This mine not only has gold or silver but also diamond and ruby and money expensive stone that can create to new things and seal it. Many people who do not have homes have joined them and helped to improve the kingdom to be successful and powerful also the very secure kingdom that Hidden Villages has ever seen in Element Nation. One of them is called Calloused Mijo, a girl who sent a shop and created beautiful clothes that become popular among the nation. The clothes she makes are very comfortable to wear and can wear in battle. She also knew a simple seal to put in the clothes for protection. Other people who help the politics of the kingdom are Kia and Nisu who make a lot useful weapons and powerful. Both of the sealers have set up a merchant guild outside of every village especially the Land of Waves since now they are free from Gato. The Ryo they manage to earn always donate to the leader making the process a lot faster and easier. The people who become citizens of the kingdom are the people who have been abused or tired of living in their corrupt villages. Both Madara and Naruto decided to call it Arcadia which stand for peace and love. They have symbolize of their village, they create metal bracelet that have curving of a bird to symbolize peace. Naruto also made a giant golden gate between two mountains that only open the kingdom. Only people with the bracelet can get in and out and if someone tries to get it, it will alert them since the gate has a seal and only the custom bracelet is the key. They still need more people to join them and help the kingdom grow but Madara is proud at the process of the kingdom. After the 3 training, they went to Madara who now back at his weak status and about to die next week. I'm very impressed with your process. Yumi you are now level of Anbu and with more work you can be lower cages. Ike and Karen both of you are level of High Jonin if you keep your training you will be level of Anbu in no time, Madara said to his students before looking at 2 wrong ninja. You both also improve and help others improve, your skills are far from the original. I'm sure you two will do a lot of achievement, he said before looking at the last person. Naruto I'm very proud of you, you made a lot of process and now working with your own kingdom is becoming slowly successful. You are truly prodigy and also hardworking if you keep this up, you can surpass me in no time and I know you can do it. Grandfather, I will bring you back like I promised, Naruto said as he held back his tears. Madara smiled, I wanted to revive me 3 years after my deaths even I wanted to spend my last day with you we need to let the others that the Arcadia has existence. I enter you in Chunin exam but since you will there as candidate of Konohabuka only Ike, Karen and Haku will join as candidate of Arcadia and Yumi will their sensei, he said before looking at 3, better pack your things and start leaving to arrive in the Konohabuka in time. The 3 nodded and leave the hideout. Naruto you can rest now, he said to his grandson who nodded and went to his room. In the middle of night, a tall man sneaked in Naruto's room. Naruto is sleeping peacefully on his bed when the man tried to stab him with kunai. Acting in instinct, Naruto hold the man's arm and bend it making him drop the kunai. Before the kunai can drop in the bed, he snatched it and stabbed the man before the lights hit the man's face revealing his attacker. Naruto widened his eyes as he looked at Madara who had kunai on his chest. Grandfather, Naruto called out as catch the man on his shoulder, a blood tears dropping from his eyes. I'm sorry Naruto, Madara apologized before closing his eyes and took his last breath. No, 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 Naruto said panicking now crying hard, grandfather wake up. He yelled and shook him but no invalid, please don't die on my arms, Ojizan. He pleaded now crying on his shoulder, I'm sorry I didn't mean it. Naruto Ayaka arrived at his room to tell him something before cutting herself after seeing what was happening in the room and letting the young Uchiha grave at his lost. Naruto just stared his grandfather body and crying, he knew his grandfather will be disappointment to him if he saw him being weak and got defeated by sadness but he need to let go his emotion and this is time he can't hold his emotion and letting them all go. I'm sorry Ojizan, promise I will not let you down, Naruto before turning to get ready for incoming Chunin exam. Part 12. In the middle of night, Anbu and Fu Chunin sorting the request letter for Chunin exam that will happen very soon when an eagle flies to the office and drops a scroll. One of Anbu with the cat mask looks at the scroll tag seal on the scroll and her witted when she sees the bird symbol on the tag. She took the scroll and body flicker into the Hokage office and said, "Sandime, we have a late request letter for the Chunin exam from the Arcadia." Arcadia? Hiruzen asked as he raised an eyebrow. Aren't that the famous kingdom that popped out of nowhere? He asked. Yes, they are also the owner of a merchandise guild that can be found outside of every village, especially in the Lane of Wave. The Anbu said. They will send one of their genin team to participate in the Chunin exam. Very well, keep an eye on them and make sure they don't cause any harm or threat to the village, Hiruzen ordered. Hi, the Anbu said before despairing. In the morning of Konohagaka Gate, Izumo and Kotsuto are playing cards out of boredness while guarding the gate of the village. When they see four figure coming towards them, making them on their guard. When the figure is near, they can see two kids around 12 years old, one looks about 15 years old and the last one is about 25. The adult is female with long red hair and red eyes. Her red hair is tied in a ponytail. She wears a red shirt and black pop pants with white harry on top, with kanji for bloody death on the back. The teenager is looking like a girl, but he is a boy with long black that's tied in a bun, white clip with snow supporting his hair, and he wears a blue high collar shirt and black pants with black harry that have ice and snow design and kanji on the back for Ice Dragon. One of the kids looks exactly like an adult. She has small red hair and red eyes and wears glasses. She wears a red shirt and black short and black gloves with black boats. She has a katana hanging on her side that's being supported by black rope belt. The last child have long brown hair with purple eyes. Her hair is tied in French braid. She wear black shirt and black short with black fingerless gloves. She have katana on her side support by purple rope belt. The four went to the gate and was about to go in when they stopped by the two Chunin. Who are you and what you're doing in the Konohagaka? Izumo asked, standing in front of them with Kotsuto. We apologize for causing trouble, but we are the team sent by Arcadia and we are here to participate in the Chunin exam. The adult girl said who they guess is their sensei. They saw the metal bracelet that acting like a armor for their hands and saw the bird curving making them hide their kunai. Please tell me your name so we can write down it, Kotsuto said. Imeyuka Kamisato. Haku Yuki. Karen Uzumaki. Uzumaki. Izumo and Kotsuto said in shock and gaining a lot of attention. What are you shocked about? Should you not know our clan? After all, Konohagaka is an alliance with our clan, or did you loyalty and alliance die when our clan wipes out? Yumi said before smirking. This village barrier and seal protecting the village is from our clan, and seeing you forget your dead to us can confirm your village just killed their alliance with us, and I have the right to remove your protection since it's our clan right. Yumi said. Sensei, calm down and don't start a fight. If you continue we might end up in a war and we don't want that, right? Ayako asked, making her side. Fine, Yumi Uzumaki. You can enter the village. The Team 7 is waiting for their sensei in the Red Bridge for at least a couple of hours. Sasuke glaring Naruto as if figuring what was going on with him, while Sakura tried to go on a date with him and Naruto just read a book about sword and style. Naruto no longer wears his orange jumpsuit he normally wears, but instead his black shirt and black pants with a grey jacket that is left open. He wears a pair of Anbu shoes and his forehead protector on his hair makes his spinky hair down. Since when he decided to break his mask, he slowly showed his real self even when the clone of Zetsu took his place. He learns that Kakashi has taught him a couple of lighting jutsu and earth jutsu because this is the only affinity he knows he has. Zetsu has used simple genjutsu to fake the result of chaka paper for the people to limit his skill. Also, the man improved the taijutsu told to him by Mizuki, and after that nothing else the man taught. He also learns that Sasuke becomes interested in learning about him after he slowly shows his true self, and he can tell the raven like the quiet of him more than the loud one, but seems to get used to the mask. Sakura on the hand refused to know that he was actually a prodigy and it was no better than her Sasuke-kun and only showing off. Naruto never bragged his skill and knew his own limits, but he knew he could easily defeat Sasuke at his current strength, but he was no ignorance and would not do that. He knew better than letting his ignorance and pride the best of him. After another hour of waiting, Kakashi finally arrived with, "Yo. You are late," Sakura yelled. "Would you arrive in time?" Naruto asked to put away his book and look at his eyes, showing his dull blue eyes that have pure sadness and reject. "You will get a skill one day and I'm not in mood waiting for my lazy sensei to arrive," and made the most dumb excuse when literally he was staring a stone the entire time because he can't let go someone death. "I know you lost someone, but don't involve us at this because we have our own life," he said with his cold gaze that sent shivered on his spine. Kakashi sighs as he gives out 3 envelopes. "This is Chunin exam candidate letters. You can choose to participate it or not, it's your choice," he said, making the two nodded while Naruto just stared at it and his teammates. "You can go now, and Naruto, we need to talk." They watch the other genin leave the bridge. Once they are fully out of the sight, Kakashi turns his attention to Naruto before asking, "What happened?" "Nothing." Kakashi sighed. "You will not be this sad if nothing happens, and your eyes have finally lost sparkle and emotion, so tell me what happened." "It will not change anything if I told you," Naruto said. "I'm your sensei, my job to help my students," Kakashi told him with firm tone. "The villagers almost killed me again. Now what are you going to do? Kill them?" Naruto asked as he looked in another direction. I don't understand why the Hokage haven't done anything like this. I thought he saw me as his grandson, then why he can't protect me from his village? Did he enjoy me getting hurt and secretly wish me to die because I felt like this what he wanted and reason haven't give me protection? Naruto, that not true. The Sandaime cared for you deeply, he can't just easily put a law to protect you, Kakashi said. Yeah right, say whatever you think, sometimes I wish I never born in the first place, Naruto said before leaving him. Part 13. The Team 7 arrived at the academy and went upstairs to go to room 301, but once they arrived at the second floor, they saw a lot of genin from different villages gathered around in front of a room. They looked at the number of the room and saw it was written 301. Naruto sighed as he wondered how these people haven't figured out it's only a genjutsu. Not wanting to deal with it, he just went to the stairs but stopped when he heard Sasuke yell. Hey, drop this genjutsu of yours, this room is not room 301 and it's only second floor, this room is 201 inches, he sighed. Such ignorance and arrogant, Naruto thought as he looked at the scenes his teams created. Sasuke looked at Sakura, who seemed in deep thoughts and afraid of something. Sakura, you are the best in genjutsu out of all us, you should have noticed it. Even Dobe noticed this, H said before looking at Naruto with glared as he defeated him on something. Of course I noticed it, I can't believe Naruto Baka also noticed it, Sakura said, making the person he just mentioned sigh again, because ever since he reveals his true personality no one has accepted the truth and keeps refusing that he was prodigy and not a dumb-headed they all knew. Naruto just continues claiming upstairs but once again stops when a guy with a green jumpsuit challenges Sasuke, who accepted it and was easily defeated by the guy who named Rock Lee before they went to the room and saw Kakashi waiting for them. Seriously, how many times we will have to stop before going to the room? Like if there is no intervened we will get to the room since early. Naruto yelled on his mind. Life hate you, Kurama commented. I hate life more than I hate death. Naruto yelled to his companion who living inside him since he born. But you love death, Kurama said. Just shut up. Because of his argument with Kurama he completely missed out what their sensei said to them and only returned to reality when the two opened the door and they all entered. They were quickly greeted by people staring at them with killing intent, but being rookie, the two teams just went to the rest of the rookie while Naruto chilling in the corner not wanting to see by anyone. Naruto scanned the room searching for someone and he saw Haku, Karen and Ayaka in the back of the wall not wanting to gather attention. He wants to talk to them since they are the only people he was close with but can't because it will draw suspicion and he doesn't want that to himself. Would you all keep it down? A silver-haired person asked as he approached him. There are other here that doesn't like really noisy, but since you are rookie you might have no idea on that, he said. This gains attention to the other people in the room and more radiating their killing intent. Naruto can see some of his classmates looking at people who have been staring at them. Who the hell are you? Kiba asked him. My name is Kabuto Yakushi, the silver-haired person said. Naruto senses his chakra and noted that he was not a genin at all on level of lower jonin. Why would a jonin disguise himself as genin? He asked Kurama. I never saw him before, there was a high chance that he was a spy of someone, Kurama said. That for sure, as long as he was not in my way I will keep my mouth shut, but if he is the way, I will kill him, Naruto said to Kurama as Kabuto said some information about Rock Lee and Gaara who they meet yesterday. What about the people on the back, do you have information about them? Shikamaru asked him, which but surprised. Kabuto looked at the girl red-haired, black-haired boy and girl brown-haired team who were talking on the back of the room the whole time and now looking at them hearing they have been mentioned. They are from a place called Arcadia and I heard it was not a village rather a kingdom. Sadly I don't have any information about them because they just built their kingdom in recently month, he said. What is the difference between a village and a kingdom? Sakura asked, making Naruto stare at her. Aren't she supposed to be the smart one, then how come she doesn't know the difference between the two? He thought. The village was ruled over by cages while the kingdom ruled over by the king and queen. King and queen are more powerful than cages and unlike cages, king and queen are passed down in royal blood and sometimes the king or queen will take over other kingdoms to spread their power, Kabuto explained to them. And you don't have any information on those team? Sasuke asked but interested at them. No, but I do have information about one of them, Kabuto said before taking one info card and gathered his chakra before Haku information applied at it. Haku Yuki, a 15-years-old genin, he done 2S rank and 5A rank on his own. People can easily mistake him for a girl and he have Ice Keke Genkai because this he was called Ice Dragon, he said. Wait, if he is a teenager then why would he be with a bunch of kids in a team? Kiba asked. Like I said, Arcadia is a new place that is being built in an unknown place, so there is a chance he can't place in a team with his age, Kabuto said. If I'm you I will not mess with his teammates, they can be good like him, he warns them. Not even a second, he said. The protector arrived in a puff of smoke in front of the room. I'm Ibiki Morino, the protector of the first exam for Chunin exam. Get your number inside the box and sit on the chair of your number, he said. Naruto sit near the window, in the middle, and the only person he knew beside him is Hinata Hyuga, a girl who has crush on him. He scanned the room and saw how each team are far away from each other. His own team, Sasuke and Sakura on his behind him. Sakura are 2 row away from him while Sasuke in the middle of the row. He also see Ayaka in the back while Haku 2 row in front of him and while Karen on the first row near the room. He also sensed few Chunin inside the room and sitting in the chair. He looked at his paper and thought, this paper test actually to test if we can gather information without being seen by the protector, this will be easy. After the Ibiki explained the test, he waited for the time before starting the test. Naruto active his Sharingan and make sure he active his seal so no one can see his eyes and would ask about it. He copied the Chunin in front of him. He also saw Sasuke use his Sharingan to copy someone's movements while Sakura used her brain but got possessed by Ino Yamanaka. Meanwhile Ayaka used her intelligence and knowledge to answer all the answers and summon single white butterflies to pass the answers to Karen while Haku used a small ice mirror to copy someone's answer. After a while the 10 questions arrived but Ibiki said something before he said the last question. Before I said the 10th question, I would give you a chance to give up. Why would we want to give up after answering all 9 questions? Kibra asked. Because whoever gets this wrong will not be Chunin forever. Ibiki said this made everyone gasp except for select people including Naruto. I get it, Naruto said to himself with mentally smirk. Whoever wants to leave raise their hands, you will eliminate along with your teammates, Ibiki said. Not after minutes, the room slowly becomes empty but there are still many people left. Naruto looks at Sakura because he knows she wanted to give up for him since the girl still refuses the truth. He gives her a glare that makes her hand put away. But this gains attention from Ibiki. What about you Blondie, do you want to continue? He asked. Yes, Naruto replied. Are you sure? Ibiki asked. You will be Genin forever if you get this wrong. You're saying I'm dumb to answer your question? Naruto asked with raised eyebrows. No, Ibiki said before turning his attention to Ayaka. What about you girl, do you want to back out? Nah, I'm answering your question right, Ayaka said. What do you mean? Ino asked. He haven't asked anything. Yes, he just said the last question and the right answer is staying in the room, isn't that right Sir Ibiki? Ayaka said with smirk. She letting her ignorance the best but might be good for people to underestimate her, Naruto thought. Yes you are right but how do you figure it out? Ibiki asked. Simple, in the world of ninja you will need all determination because in gathered information like we just did minutes ago can lead to your death for the people stop you saying their information. You will risk your own life for the safety and information and as a ninja you can't easily go back and be coward. A lot of people has died in a war yet you will be afraid to risk your life, it's only prove you're not ready to be ninja, Ayaka explained. That's correct, everyone is still in the room. I'm congratulating you for passing the first exam of Chunin exam, Ibiki said before something broke the windows. A black sheet unfolded and 4 kunai hit the wall making the sheet stand up and girl with purple hair styled in a short, spiky, fanned out ponytail with brown eyes. The sheet has written that read, Anko Matarashi the sexy protector. Hi brats, I'm Anko Matarashi the protector for Chunin exam, follow me for the second exam. The girl yelled. Part 14. Naruto walking in the forest death with his teammates Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura hiding their school which is Heaven Scroll and they need to steal someone Earth Scroll and get at the middle of the tower before the time runs out which will be 5 days ahead. He is on his guard at any attack comes towards him because he have feeling the woman early is targeting him and he can tell this woman is level of cages. Flashbacks. Naruto looking at the forest while Anko Matarashi explaining the second stage of the Chunin exam. This forest full of chakra and a strong one too, Naruto thought as he sensing the chakra coming from the trees. That would because the Shodaime Hokage created this village, Kurama informed him. Why would he build a dangerous forest? Naruto asked as he remembers how Madara said that the Shodaime Hokage naive and would sacrifice his own life for the village. He created this forest for himself. I believe he built a secret base within these forests and those creatures is to stop someone finding it. Kurama response. Eventually Tobirama has thought this will best place to hold the second stage of the exam, he added. Does Ojiazan knows about this? Naruto asked him. Not really because Hashirama has built this base to hide valuable information and chill there when he was upset. If someone managed to find it he believes they're the right person to heritage this, Kurama responds. I see, Naruto said before going back in reality acting on his instinct and blocking the kunai coming towards him with his kunai before glaring at his attacker who turned out to be the protector, Anko Matarashi. Don't space anywhere brat, it will get you killed, but I'm impressed that you blocked my attack despite being space out, Anko said before appearing on his back. Tell me what you're thinking right now. She asked or demanded, Naruto unsure which one. Why is matter to you? Naruto asked not even surprised at her speed. I'm stranger after all, the only makes difference is the fact we are same village but I'm stranger to you like how you a stranger to me, he said. You are strange like they said brat, but I'm curious what you're thinking early, Anko said to him. How the possibility for me to die, I can get killed by this people or get eaten by these creatures, Naruto said without showing emotional on his tone or face. Why would you think your own death? Anko asked as she raised eyebrows. I'm tired of living, Naruto said to her with cold tone. Even the cold air joined his dark moment. You a strange one, Anko commented. He is indeed, a girl wearing straw hat agreed. She is tall and have long black hair and black eyes. She wear white battle kimono with purple rope belt along with high aid of Kusagakure. But what Naruto caught attention is the power and chakra of this person. It's almost the same chakra of a Kage's and can sense her dark aura which not normal for Kage's, especially her power. Sure they're genin with Kage's level of power like him and Gaara, but Gaara chakra large chakra is from Shukaku and him being Uzumaki and Jinchuriki, but the power is from his own hard work. They're Junin level like Kabuto who red mark for him like this girl and Karen and Ayaka who he knows while Haku being only level of Anbu but there some Genin is level of High Chunin. The two girls talk before the exam began. End flashbacks. The only reason Naruto thought she was targeting him is the fact she always glanced at Sasuke with a look he can't explain but he knew he would need to be on guard. So far they haven't gotten attacked by her or anyone which is good. He's scanning his Sharingan eyes that hiding behind the seal and he spread his own chakra to sense anyone chakra which but hard during the fact the forest itself have chakra. He also put high just because he have theory the seal won't work for someone like her. The only reason he can easily made the Sandaima clueless is the fact the man aren't on his guard which made a lot easy for him but Naruto knew his seal won't work for someone who's same level of cages. With the use of his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan he can easily put Genjutsu to himself. He have eternal because he transplanted Madara original eyes to himself to not worry blindness. The middle of his become Madara Mangekyo Sharingan and the line pattern on it changed into thick side blade. Using this eyes, he also scanned the forest for any incoming attack. When he saw something very coming towards him, he jumped off the ground as a large snake rushed towards his former direction. It blow away Sasuke and Sakura but they are perfectly fine. Naruto made hand seal and perform a jutsu that Kakashi thought the Zetsu clone, Chidori. He yelled out as massive lighting form around his hands before he rushed towards the snake that trying to capture him and stabbed the snake with the jutsu. The snake despaired in puff of smoke. A summoned snake, only the wrong ninja named Orochimaru have such summon, Naruto thought before glancing the girl who appeared there. What a lovely jutsu you have. I'm surprised the copy ninja has taught you that jutsu but should I be? The girl said standing in branch of a tree. Orochimaru the snake Sannin, member of the legendary Sannin, former student of Sandaime Hokage and member of the clan become wrong once Sandaime caught you experiment with children's, woman and adult, Naruto said as he glared the man hiding behind a mask of a girl. You truly a prodigy, such ashamed you don't posses I'm looking for but posses a greater power that can lead in destruction, Orochimaru said before removing the mask skin revealing his pale skin and yellow slitted eyes. Naruto bit his lips even though he can beat him but can't because of the fact he limiting his skills, the only he can use to something he learn on his own or teach him by his sensei. Now he is glad he asked permission. Will the clone ask permission to read in the library that only for Hokage since he always kick out at any building he went to including library. He also know that Hiruzen watching him when the clone training himself even though Naruto didn't learn him he can still perform the jutsu the clone learning and even improve it but he knew he will need to limit his skills and right now he doubt himself can do that since he love a good dance, something he heritage from his grandfather. This is exactly reason why he been letting Zetsu to do all the action in front of people since he always end up showing his best to test the limit of his opponent. He can't defeat Orochimaru right now and need to stop him being bloody warrior like he is but he also can't let him kill his own teammates. Not he care about them, he barely close to them but he will need them. Naruto waved his hands in a couple of hand seal before yelling, Earth released, dancing dragon jutsu, Earth rise above the ground. He was standing and rushed towards Orochimaru. It spin as it takes a form of Japanese dragon. Orochimaru wave hand seal in such of spin but Naruto recognized it takes to his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan being active before he said, Earth released, Earth dragon head. The dragon head raised from the ground below the tree Orochimaru standing in and rushed towards the Earth dragon made by Naruto. The two dragon clashes at each other and dispel each other. Sasuke jumped in front of him and said, Step aside Dobe, I can handle this. This made Naruto mentally facepalm himself. It's very obvious the Raven show him as his rival but Naruto show him only his comrade in the battle and mission and nothing else. Sure, rivalry can make anyone strong. Madara and Hashirama are a good example of that. Two powerful men trying to be strong than another and working hard to defeat the other one. That was true meaning of rivalry. Such a relation between a two can make both strong since they always push their limit just to defeat someone but Sasuke's are nowhere his strength and power. In fact Sasuke is far too weak for him to defeat a Junin and let alone someone who level of low cages since the Raven is lazy and barely spent to train himself thinking he is strong because he have Sharingan. He thinks only Uchiha can defeat and Uchiha something a pride passed down to generation expect him. He knew Sharingan only mere tool unlike any tool, you will need train with it to fully extend the power of the tools and get used with the power without drawing too much of chakra but if you don't train the tool will be useless. Right now Sasuke's Sharingan are useless for him because he was but still a rookie who just become a ninja. Nevertheless, he let him fight since he will need all help he can get. Now he wish Kakashi has trained Sakura as well, because of fun girl attitude of the girl, Kakashi having hard time teach her since he can barely teach her anything. He gives him simple exercise for her since she easily get tired during of having small chakra. In fact Sakura is the first ninja from Citizen's Clan. Normal a Citizen Clan would fail but because her high score in academy and knowledge in the academy jutsu she easily pass it but her taijutsu are trash. She was pathetic and useless and it was not surprised if she die here. He sighed and focused in the battle. Sasuke has used fire jutsu to burn the man alive but to their horror he escaped with burned skin and before another of him come outside his mouth with no damage at all. Naruto knew they will need to run before this become bloody. He went in several hand seal before slamming his hands on the ground. Lighting released, lighting shocking wave. He channeled his lighting chakra to his hands making the ground sparkle in lighting and rushed towards Orochimaru who got electric by the jutsu. He was yelling in pain but once the jutsu was undone he come again to his own mouth undamaged. Orochimaru seeing him as threat towards his, Naruto took kunai with seal and tried towards him. Orochimaru held the kunai but Naruto held out ramp seal making the seal spread the seal over his body. Orochimaru realized it was paradise seal, a seal stopping someone to move but still can think and spoke. Orochimaru opened his mouth and another of him come out of it free himself from the seal before waving seal and slam his hand in the floor, summoning jutsu, he cried out before a puff of smoke covered the view once it clear, a large snake in his place and Orochimaru itself raiding it on the head. Naruto made a shadow clones to fight the snake while Sasuke spamming fireball overall they can't defeat it and only overwhelm them will only Sasuke who overuse his chakra and now left defenseless while Naruto still standing takes to his perfect control on chakra. Naruto thinking a plan to escape while his clones fighting Orochimaru and the snake, he avoid the snake when it tried to crash him. It was clear the man not wanted him death but don't want to be his way. Orochimaru begin wrap around brunch to brunch running towards him, Sakura see this and throw exploded tags to save him time. The only thing she can do on her position is to trust him. Orochimaru turned his attention to her knowing he can easily beat her, he rushed towards her instead buying time for Naruto to think. Even though Sakura physical weak and lock of train, she can't underestimate she is the smartest on the rookie 9. She loves to read history and the ninja art, she used to train but stop and focus on her looks once she became fun girl of Sasuke but nevertheless she can distract Orochimaru and keep him away from Sasuke and Naruto. Using all her knowledge in genjutsu, she put the man in many genjutsu she learned from the book, throwing kunai and shuriken and do everything she could do to distract him. She might fast but she genius, she doesn't strength but she have brain, she the brain of the team and use advantage the forest to hide and sneak attack not she can do a lot damage to him but she was trying and there was only thing she can do. Seeing this opportunity, Naruto made a small fire on sky to send a signal from the different team he have in the exam. Sasuke get up after getting a small rest and went to help Sasuke. Naruto joined them, together they have each other back protecting each other and making perfect defense for each other. Sakura telling them what to do and planning everything out and telling them a possible weakness of their opponent making her a leader, she tell what to use to encounter or attack when to defend and when to attack. Using her team's skill, she made a plan for them to overwhelm Uchiha's level until someone comes to help or for them to escape. Naruto clones only 10, Sakura said to her blonde teammates who did what he was told to, 5 of them use fire jutsu while the other 5 earth on count of 5. Got it, Naruto and his clones as they prepared their attack. Sasuke get ready your fireball, Sakura said looking at Raven who only nodded. 1. Everyone ready their hands channel their affinity. 2. They begin to sant in hand seal in spend of the counting. 3. 4. 5. Sakura yelled as everyone finished the hand seal. Fire release, fireball jutsu. Earth released, earth dancing dragon. Lighting release, lighting dragon. 3 just rushed towards Orochimaru who withered his eyes in shock before going in hand seal and cried out, summoning jutsu, Rashomon, 1 wall that have red frame with demon face and open mouth defend Orochimaru from their attack. Naruto looks at the gate wall that defends Orochimaru from their attacks, he knew this wall is the demon gate wall that can't easily break. He looks at his exhausted teammates before looking at Orochimaru who is now rushing towards them. Please arrive in time, Naruto said to himself and took out the Tanto knife that was gifted by Kakashi when he saw his potential in Kenjutsu. And preparing to fight was again. Part 15. Orochimaru running towards to them, Naruto is holding his Tanto ready to defend his teammates even though he doesn't want to. When suddenly a gust blows him away from the 3 genin, Orochimaru hits a tree very hard with cuts over his body and clothes. Everyone looked at his attacker and saw the genin from the new village that preferred to be called a kingdom. The brown-haired girl holding a middle-sized gunbai that has a chain connects to the scythe. The gunbai is tall as her with black face and white edge that have 3 skulls on each side of the face. The scythe is bit smaller than her with black handle and bloody blade. The genin from Arcadia, what a pleasure to meet you, but why you helping the genin from Hidden Leaves? Orochimaru asked them. The oldest of the group spoke for his teammates, we our own way to the tower when we see you fighting these kids. It would be unfair if we will attack someone get attack who not supposed to be here in the first place, instead we all decided to help him. Haku said his tones has changed to more male and deep tone over the years. It surprised no one has recognized his voice, especially this specific team. Ayaka swing her gunbai as she mutter a jutsu name, wind style, majestic wind destroyer. A gust of wind blowed from her gunbai and shred many trees and even cuts down many trees into piece. I will style in element nature jutsu from now, it's seeing it's much better to use and fit than release. Orochimaru seeing the destruction made by a wind jutsu made hand seal before yelling, earth style, earth wall. He slammed his fist into the ground before a wall rose from above the ground and defend Orochimaru from the wind that cutting his through towards him. Haku waved hand seal and cried out, ice style, demonic mirroring ice crystals. A water buble from the wet trees slowly forming a mirror of ice trapping Orochimaru in the center. Knowing what the snake Sannin can do, Haku didn't waste time and went inside the mirrors and throwing sinbins after sinbins in blinding speed. Orochimaru become cactus because of the sinbins pierced to his skin. Haku caught him off guard. He is very fast, in fact he can rival the speed of the Yondaime Hokage. But Orochimaru wasn't called for no reason. He summoned his snake, shredded the ice into pieces while Haku flew away to the trees. Karen saw this and used his adamantine chain to stop the snake from causing trouble. Orochimaru looked at the red-haired girl with raised eyebrows. You, he said looking at her, you are Uzumaki, he said with sneer. Sasuke and Sakura are confused. They didn't know Uzumaki a clan. In fact, they assume is just random name added to Naruto, but a wanted criminal saying it's clan. Yes, I'm Karen Uzumaki. What about it? Karen asks, standing with composition of confidence and power. I thought only one Uzumaki left. Even everyone knew about Uzumaki has thought only Naruto. Uzumaki is the last Uzumaki after the Uzumaki is slaughtered by 3 nations during Third Shinobi War, Orochimaru said. Karen eyes withered. There are other Uzumaki. She shock on the tone of shock, but this is far from the truth. She very know there are other Uzumaki left, especially Naruto. I didn't know Uzumaki is a clan, but I'm Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said, looking at her on her eyes only, speaking on their eyes the truth and the need to act in this stations. Karen stared at him back before saying, you don't possess the hair, but with your chakra alone I can tell you a part of Uzumaki. What do you mean, you don't possess the hair? Sakura asked, forgetting they in a fight, but it's like they are worried. Uzumaki is very no having bright red hair like I and my mum have, but he have blonde hair, but Uzumaki is great sensor, they can detect someone chakra and can tell by chakra alone which clone they from, Ayaka explained to them. Seeing this as an opportunity for Orochimaru, head rush at Sasuke, his leg extended aiming to bite him, but Naruto showed this and cut off his head, stopping him what he's doing. Orochimaru yet again come out of his own mouth with his before sinking in the ground, leaving the tired out 2 genin and other 4 genin perfectly fine. Karen picks up Sakura while Haku picks up Sasuke and helps them to get near possible in the tower, but stops to rest because they knew the genin needed to rest. Why are you helping us? Sakura asked as the Ayaka handle them a food she pack up for this exam. Your comrade is a distant cousin of Karen and possibly the only other person living from their clan, and any of our friends' family is our family, and family help each other even it cost our own life, we always protect each other, Ayaka said with a friendly smile. This wasn't far from truth. Sure, they went here to save their leader, but their bonds made them a family. Ayaka has swear she will not let down her friend, who the only person who accepted who she is and was not afraid of her even after knowing what she can do. She still remember how her own so-called family parent who adopted her after finding her in the forest treated her. They even seal her, showing her purpose on their family is to serve them, and once she became useless they will throw her like a garage. Yet, a stranger on her age full heart welcomed her in his home, even trusted her to help him to his plan, not even afraid to get betrayed by her, showing he trusted her, and she swears she will die for Naruto, who she show as big brother. Karen on her side doesn't want to lose the person who saved her and her family, and Haku saw them as his little siblings. They are family, not even related, but to their eyes they are family. Shooking this thought, they focus to the genin they just saved. Sakura is pretty wounded but not in danger, her clothes have shred and dust, her own body has dust, and her eyes showed traumatized. Sasuke is physical and chakra exhausted during having spammed his own jutsu many times, his stoic expression completely destroyed and have horror on his face, but still not letting it out because of his pride. He have couple cuts and burn, but he was fine. Naruto on the other hand is perfectly fine, his wounds healing quickly and not tired at all. In fact, he can defeat him, but he is limiting his own skills and abilities. This is the reason he signals for hello, because he knows he will not defeat Orochimaru without using all his potential. Not he overestimate Orochimaru because he is level of cages like he is, but he doesn't want to underestimate his opponent and would expect it unexpected to them, and knew it will best to show everything he is capable of, but this is not right time. Karen held out her earth and heaven scroll to them, which shock them well. Expect Naruto along Haku and Ayaka. Take this, we have extra scroll we took just in case we lost ours, she said, handling the scroll to Sakura, who she healing with all knowledge she knew in medical ninjutsu. Haku look at Sakura, thin body, you really need to train yourself, Pinky, it will get kill if you unprepared and can't always rely on your teammates. You need to focus on the kara you enter, being ninja is not a joke or game, remember that, he said to her before he left the cave they hiding to get some air. If you have perfect control on your chakra, maybe you be master in genjutsu or medical ninjutsu or both, Ayaka commented, seeing this best option for her and to consider. We will go now, see you in the tower, she said as she and Karen left the cave and run towards the tower with Haku leading them. Naruto watches his teammates go to sleep before gazing in the into the cave. He can't sleep, even thought he easily to fall asleep, especially after a long training, but the event made him alert and guard. He knew Orochimaru truly left thanks being censor and having Sharingan, but he can't bring himself on relief and peace, instead remained on guard, protecting his teammates. They mean nothing to him, but he's still considering them as his friends. Few of people who don't hate for something he haven't control of, not like they know. But the two is the most people who truly he become close within small amount of time being with them. He at least wanted to protect the little people who clueless and innocent of the crime of others. Sure, Sakura is mean to her, but the girl keeps scolding Zetsu when he diggest as him and would do something stupid. She would push the clone and even refuse to believe he is smart, but nevertheless she reminds doesn't have hatred towards Naruto. Sasuke might have hatred towards him, but wasn't being what he is, but rather his power. He hated the fact he growing strong while him being left behind, but still, it's made difference. As he looks within the memories of Zetsu, he saw there still people truly cared for him, not because he is weapon or anything, rather care for him since he is a child like them. The rookie 9 cared for him, but showing it in different ways. An innocent child who doesn't know what he is accepted him, even tired to help him when he's slowly drowning in the darkness. The example of this is the Ichiraku family, a person who been there since he stumbled in the stand. The person who cares and even give him milk for free. The man might know his compound or parents, but Naruto can see on his eyes that he only show him a kid need a family. He wished to protect this people before he left. He doesn't rejecting his own decisions or considering to change his one mind, rather want the innocent people to live on his place, but he knew that will not easy because they are loyal to their village and home where they're born. He only can do is protect them before he left the village. Right now it's coming to play. His protective nature that he been developed when he meet Ayaka, Karen and Yumi, who stack with her along Zabuza and Haku, and all them become family and swear to achieve their mission. Naruto continue guarding the cave while his teammates is sleeping. It's easy for him not sleep since Madara has trained him for this reason. Part 16. The Team 7 has arrived at the tower as soon after they eat their breakfast. When they open their scroll, they are greeted by Iruka and explain them the concept of the written within a whiteboard in the wall. Because of too many candidates, the third split into two, the primary and last exam. Both exam would need to fight till the last body. Naruto didn't really pay attention on the fight, he talking to Kurama the entire time until he heard a name yelled, to familiar name that he wanted to pay attention, Ayaka Kamisato vs Hinata Hyuga. Good luck Hinata, he heard Kiba yelled at his teammates, who clearly very nervous and went downstairs. I'm very worried of her, we knew nothing about the Arcadia Genin, Karen said as she watches the brown-haired girl went to center with confidence and smile on her face. Asuma put a hand on her shoulder and said, don't worry, she will be fine. If they save the Team 7 from Orochimaru then it means they're nice. All the Junin has received the news what happened to the forest there and we're looking for any trace of the Sannin. Hajime. Hinata active her Byakugan and read her gentle fist. Ayaka know it will dead wish to fight Hyuga in close combat now she glad she liked long combat. She unseal and gunby from her arm and hold it on her right while removing the side connect to it and seal it away leaving the chain connect to it. Wind style, singing winds, she yelled as she channeled her wind chakra to the gunby as she swing it. A massive of wind that have loud sound of air blowing, blowed Hinata to the wall. She hit the wall hard making her cord out blood. Ayaka raised eyebrows. And she expected her to something. Well, she did expect her. Why didn't you use your clan jutsu to defend yourself, L? She asked, showing her curiosity. Hinata looks down, Ayaka understanding her by just scanning her and her whole personality she saw during the exam. I get it, you don't want to hurt anyone, she said before shook her head. You need to break your own shell, if you don't it will get you killed, she said making her gulp. I will show you the reality of the world you enter, kid, Ayaka said before forming handseal in such of spend that gain attention of the adults. Illusion mirror, she said before a lot of figure play in the battlefield. A memories of the play fight in a war and get killed, losing their family and friends. It was like they watching the war states that playing in the field and wasn't even far in truth. The genjutsu even show the fight of Madara and Hashirama, showed the second shinobi war and third. After many different deaths of someone, Ayaka release everyone in the genjutsu. Listen, being ninja is not a child play. Our ancestors die in the battlefield to save the next generation that possible to bring peace, something I see impossible, she said with cold looks on her face before small tears left on her eyes. I lost my own clanmate because of war and to top it off, I didn't know I have clan until my mentor told me the history of my clan. I still doesn't know how I survived as Toodle in the fight or who took life of my clan, but I'm glad I'm living and continue their legacy. She grabbed her gunby tightly. Take me seriously because we about to dance, she said with large grin. Meanwhile somewhere in the afterlife, Madara sneers with the thought, who the hell uses my line? Ayaka swag her gunby many times before yelling, wind style, spiraling wind, 3 spirals of wind rushed towards Hinata who widded her eyes. In fear of dying she yelled out, 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven, she spun around as gathered her chakra on her finger before a dome of chakra protected her from the wind that shreds anything on their paths, even the candidate watching guts cuts from the wind. Neji Hyuga is shocked to see the heir of Hyuga using such a jutsu even though she hasn't taught her this yet. A lot of people who know her are shocked to see her like this, while Naruto just wondering what Pontil Hinata has for Ayaka to do this. Ayaka never really cared if someone is weak or strong and needed help in self-improvement unless she saw a lot of Pontil to them. Ayaka smokes seeing the dome of chakra. Her theory is right, Hinata Hyuga is strong and prodigy but her own personality hides it all, locking away her true strength. Instinct is always the best tool for us. It made us do something based on instinct and sometimes surprised us when we did something we didn't even learn, Ayaka said as she watched Hinata panting. She put away her gunby and rushed towards her to have a taijutsu battle with her. She knew this was deadly but she wanted to push her limits. She pushed her stomach, which doesn't hurt but strong enough to push her, made her choke her blood. Hinata fear only grew and using gentle fist to shut down her chakra points. 8 trigrams 64 palms, she yelled as before she started closing Ayaka chakra palms with countdown. When she struck her stomach, Ayaka despaired in puff of smoke. Shadow clone since when? Karenio asked. She didn't see Ayaka created a clone and no one does, or at least he thought. She created a clone as soon Hinata said the jutsu, yelled her jutsu going to use to her and switch place with the clone, Naruto said looking at Ayaka who's standing in the middle of the fields. A deadly jutsu you have but not fast enough to stop me using a shadow and switch with her place. The last thing you have to do in bad station is to panic, Ayaka said as she prepared handseal. I quit. She stopped when this world fall out from Hinata mouth. She sighed as she looked at her. Hinata eyes full of fear and panic as if she about to cry. Ayaka looks at the small damage she done to her. It was not much, only many cuts over her body, but the mentally damage she done might stack forever. Making an innocent child witness the blood truth about their world can make them trauma, especially watching many people died in the battle. This is the particular reason why Academy avoid this topic to young generation. War's really traumatized event for everyone, especially to a child, but the wall in their village can't keep them safe forever. They need to witness the truth of the world, and she knew it. She knows hinata pontil, but her lack of will to hurt and will to kill make her weak. Her own personality stopping her skill and strength with the things she saw her can improve her personality or maybe become more worse. Winner, Ayaka Kamisato. Ayaka went to her teammates again, which on the other side of the railing where Naruto while medic check up on hinata. The board went to several names again before it stopped. Karen Uzumaki vs Tenten. Uzumaki. Ino yelled as she looked at Naruto, who eyeing the red-haired girl with glasses. Kakashi, Asuma, Might Guy and Karenia looking at the Sandime with knowing look, while Haruzan look at girl who's standing in the field, while the rest of Rookie are pure shock as they look at red-haired girl. Hajime. Karen draw out katana that have black sheet with design of golden chain. The handle is red and blade itself are very sharp. How do you take out weapon from your body? Tenten asked. She have brown hair that tied in two buns with pair of brown eyes. She wear Japanese pink sleeveless shirt and black pants. It's storage seal, Karen replied, not even showing emotion to her. You mean storage scroll? Tenten asked. Karen shook her head in response before pulling up her left sleeve to show the seal mark on her upper arm. Tenten recognized the marking as the seal on the scroll of storage scroll. This is storage seal. It can draw at anything even in your body, but it's normally draw within a scroll. My clan made this long time ago to storage anything useful in a mission or war, she explained. Speaking of which, I never heard Uzumaki clan. I know someone with that name but assume his random name added to his name since he is orphan, Tenten said. Karen stared at her dumbly. How the hell you don't anything about Uzumaki when this village are allied with our clan? In fact all the barrier and seal Konoha using for protection is from our clan, she said with disbelief on her tone. Wait, Konoha allied with Uzumaki? Someone asked. Karen pointed the crest symbol on the leaves jacket that protector wearing. Our clan crest is put in Junin and Chunin jacket of leaves to symbolize their connection of the two, she said. Karen looked at the Sandime as he said, to be honest I actually thought the hidden leaves is the village haven't forgotten our clan after our clan got destroyed, but seem they also want for new generation to not knowledge a clan who protect their village. I wonder what Lady Mido Uzumaki thinking about this. After all she is married to Shodime Hokage, and what also Hashirama react to know his own village chose to forget their distant relative, she said with smirk. What do you mean distant relative? Kiba yelled. Senju and Uzumaki have the same ancestor, Ashura Otsutsuki, making him a distant cousin, Karen replied before putting her katana on the left side. I will show you a Kekkei Genkai that can hold even the Kyuubi itself, she said before gained golden chain blast out for her body and wrap around Tenten. This is adamantine sealing chains, an unbreakable chain that can hold into anything, even into beast like Kyuubi. It was used to seal away the Bijou by Mido Uzumaki when she is Jinchuriki of the Fox, Karen said. Tenten tried to get out of the chain but won't budge. I suggest for you to move. This chain can absorb chakra and moving make it a lot faster, Karen said. Tenten glared at her before sighed and raised her hand and said, I give up. Winner, Karen Uzumaki. As the protector said that, Karen freed Tenten and went to Haku and Ayaka while Tenten went to her teammates. The board went to many names before stopping at two people and would fight this round. Haku Yuki vs Neji Hyuga, the protector announced. The two went down to the battlefield and stood strength, facing each other while the protector in the middle, Hajime. Neji activated his Byakugan and went to stand every clan members of Hyuga would used in the battle, not losing his eyes contact to Haku eyes. Showing Kekkei Genkai always a clan members would do to brag their clan, but it's actually their weakness, because if their enemies have information how their Kekkei Genkai work they can easily figure the weakness, and Byakugan is not far from the truth. But since you want to fight with your Byakugan, why not I will introduce to you an unknown Kekkei Genkai, Haku said before waving hand seal and yelled, Water Sty, Water Dragon. The small amount of water from the water he bringing come out the jar and form a Japanese dragon that rushed towards Neji. Neji barely move out the way as the dragon rush past him and destroy the wall. Ice Style, demonic mirroring ice crystals, an ice dome of mirror trapped Neji in the center before Haku went inside one of the mirrors. Not even second, Haku appeared at all mirrors before he started throwing Sinbins. It happened very fast for Neji to react. A couple Sinbins throw at him before he started defending himself using 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven, but Haku throwing Sinbins faster and faster and faster, no stop. Even Sasuke who active his Sharingan can't keep with his speed, but Naruto can. Not only he have Sharingan but his eyes are trained at his speed. For Neji, he looks like teleporting at mirrors just as fast as he is. He has few Sinbins at his body during having to stop his technique to rest, but he keeps using it since Haku won't let him get a break. Since he has been on the train by Madara itself, he manages to remove his softness and innocence, but still there just doesn't use it during a battle. He's so fast, he have same speed of Yondaime Hokage only with limits, Karenia commented watching the battle. Haku has stopped when Neji drop in the ground very exhausted during spamming non-stop his jutsu. With the hint on his neck he is knockout but alive. This made Kakashi witted eyes because the what the Anbun in did to Zabuza to help him escape but shrug it off. Winner, Haku Yuki. Haku breaks all his mirrors in single hand seal before leaving the area. The battle went out until there were only 2 person. The board even take only 1 second to reveal the 2 person would fight in the last battle. Naruto Uzumaki vs Kiba and Izuka. Kiba jumped to the railing before facing Naruto with pointed, "Get your ass here so I can beat you up," he yelled with smoke on his face along with confidence. Naruto merely blinks before he is behind him and continues walking as if he just didn't active his egos. Kiba along with select people are shocked at his spend. It was obvious he used body flicker, but his speed is fast to the point they didn't even see a flicker. Sasuke is gripping the railing very hard, making his hand bleed as he glancing his teeth, looking angry and jealous at Naruto while Kiba had become smoke before turning around him. "What the hell up with you?" he yelled as he watches Naruto stand in front of him. "You been off character this lately, what the hell is wrong with you and why you suddenly acting cool, you clown class?" Kiba yelled, causing many snickers at clown class. Naruto just blinked, keeping his emotionless expression on his face. "There's nothing wrong with me, you adjust to the news," he said as he crossed his arm to his chest. "What the hell that means?" Kiba asked. "You know who I always say I wanted to be Hokage?" Naruto asked, making him nodded. "I only wanted to be Hokage to gain respect or for the people treated at least a human. Being living alone forced me to learn everything on my own, but in seek of attention I make myself a fool, dumb and knock-headed like everyone knew, because I know villagers will more hate me if they learn my true personality. I hide my personality and everything I learn on my own in a mask. You all get used to it, but when the villagers almost ended my life, I realized they will never accept me as a person, would never respect, even they do, they accept the mask, not me. I'm tired of living hiding a mask and decided to break it. Kiba, I'm being myself now and I don't care what people would think to me or try to kill me again. I don't even know what the value of my existence if my life like this," Naruto said, looking down before showing his dull blue eyes staring at the black eyes, sending shivered at his cold icy look. "Hajime. I will show your face then," Kinda said as he feed Akamaru a pill before he become a clone of him, fang over fang. Kiba yelled as she rushed at him, spinning, making a drill-like form along with Akamaru. "He is done for," Karenia said as Kiba keeps spinning over the field making smoke. "Don't be sure about that, even I doesn't know Naruto true pontil," Kakashi said as the smoke slowing despaired. "Holes on the floors and some in the walls as well." Kiba has stopped and standing in the one of hole with Akamaru on his side smoking but witted eyes along with all people as they look at Naruto standing still in the middle, didn't even move from his position. Holes surrounded him but there not a single scratch on his body, and standing look at Kiba with bored expression. "Is that all you got?" Naruto asked, making Kiba glanced his teeth before spinning again with the yell of fang over fang. Like early, Kiba just damaged the battlefield while Naruto still standing there with bored expression. Releasing his arm to his, Naruto run towards him with Tanto on his hand. His speed is pretty expressive, that all adult can say, before he's standing behind Kiba with his Tanto on his neck. Kiba staring at him in shock on his speed and fear because he's of his position, sweat coming down his face as he stare at cold icy blue eyes of Naruto. "Winner, Naruto Uzumaki," the protector yelled, making him drop down his weapon and move aside for Kiba to run in fears. After minutes of rest, the Hokage explained the last test that will happen in a month, which allowed them to get trained and rest before dismiss them. Part 17. A tall man is talking to Hiruzen in the Hokage office. He has long spinky silver hair with a pair of black eyes. He has red line marking below his eyes that draw down to his chin. He wears red battle kimono with green haori jacket and a silver horn protector with the kanji for oil. "You want me to train Naruto for Chunin exam?" he asked Hiruzen, who's sitting on his chair behind the desk that full of paperwork. "Yes, Jiraiya, you are his grandfather. If he finds out he still have family to rely on, his emotion might return and saw a light in life," Hiruzen said as he releases smoke from his pipe while looking at man who identify as Jiraiya. "I received your letter about Naruto and I can see two outcomes at your plan," Jiraiya said. Hiruzen sighed. He knows this outcome that can possible to happen, but this is his chance to give light to Naruto life. He been trying to help him but he always failed since ever his mask break. He been to focus to his training and reading, also keeping distant at him. "I know Naruto either will be happy to find out he still have a family or doubt it because he been avoiding me for years since his mask break," he said, putting his pipe in the desk away from the paper. "I've been lying to him and he knows it. He knows who his parents," he added. "What?" Jiraiya yelled. "How?" He can only ask since no one knows he is the son of the beloved Yondaime Hokage, only the clan head and some people who see their resemble. "He is genius and knows he is the son of Minato. He said to me this, you said you don't know who my parents when in reality who used my father to be successor. I did ask how he knows it and only said, I'm carbon copy of my father, which is very true. He look exactly like Minato with whisker mark that gives difference between them." Hiruzen explained to him, "Remember a night when Naruto is unconscious week after getting beaten again?" "True, this means he don't trust you anymore?" Jiraiya asked. "I'm not sure. He still listened to me and asked me to help him train, but I don't if he still trust me," Hiruzen replied with a side of disappointment and reject. "I see, but that not the other outcome I'm talking about. There a chance Naruto will hate me for not taking care of him. As much I wanted to take care of him I can't. My spy network is important for the village and I don't know how to deal with infant," Jiraiya said to him, and admit why he didn't bring Naruto along with him. "Then this is your chance to make up. Use this chance to fix your mistake and help him find his light. You will see him training in the forest near the outskirt of the village," Hiruzen said, making him grin. "You can count me," Jiraiya said before jumping out the window and rooftops. Naruto training in the outskirt of the village for the Chunin exam. He will fight against Sasuke, someone who been asking him for a fights. Knowing he can't use his fire affinity or water, he will need to rely on his speed. He putting weights gifted to him by Hiruzen on his legs when he stopped feeling a present of strong shinobi. What do you want to me? He asked the silver-haired person who railing on of the tree. Hi brat, my name is Jiraiya, Jiraiya said with grin on his face. If you are here to finish what your snake friend didn't finish, do it already, I don't really care, Naruto said, looking at his black eyes with his dull blue eyes that seemingly staring at his soul, making Jiraiya feel chill on his spine and body. I'm not, Jiraiya waving his own fear away, I'm here to train you for the Chunin exam, you are lucky for a Sannin to train you, he said with grin. If you want to train me for the Kyuubi power then no, Naruto said firmly, making him wide eyes, I can see in your eyes you're only after the Kyuubi power and I don't be your tool, the Kyuubi is not property of Konoha, you'll only capture it and make him a weapon. In the book, Kyuubi along with the rest of Tail Beast is created by the Sage of Six Paths and made them as the guardian of the lands, not a weapon. You have no right to make it a weapon, and since Kyuubi still inside me you will make a weapon as well, and I don't wish to be a weapon, he said, glaring him. But the Kyuubi power will be such as waste if you don't know how to harness it, and will give you power and strong, Jiraiya said to him. I can earn my own power and strength but I don't care about those, I don't want to live anymore, the only reason why I'm alive is because I know it's sane to kill yourself, Naruto said as he turned, there nothing I can for anyways expect learning to harness the Kyuubi chakra, I learn rasengan last and a week and have control over my chakra, so leave me alone, he said. I can give you Toad summon, Jiraiya said with smirk, no one can deny such an opportunity since Toad is a legendary summon. No. What? Jiraiya yelled in shock at his answer. Toad is useless, they know Fujutsu and such but they are useless in the ocean since they are allergic in salt water and I don't think I still living when I'm in the age to go in war, Naruto said, looking him at the corner of his eyes. But Toad is the strongest summon, Jiraiya shouted. Do I look I care? Naruto asked and Jiraiya only sighed, it's very obvious he doesn't care at all, very well, I'm leaving, he said before despaired in smoke. Jiraiya stared at his former direction, I'm been talking in shadow clone. He said in disbelief he have sensed the small drop of his chakra but he haven't meet him either but wonder where the original, he turned and left to report this to Hiruzen. Naruto jumping to trees in the forest of death when he reshived the memories of the clone he left in his little training ground in Konoha to distract anyone who would try to look for him. He shook his head, he has sensed the Toad Sannin chakra early in Hot Springs and Kurama has told him that Jiraiya is his grandfather and the person who actually named him, but the man choose his research over him but he doesn't care, now he is want to train him to harness the Kyuubi power made him disguise to him. Sure, he trains himself to harness Kurama chakra but he always asks Kurama first before doing it and fulfills his promise to him. Kurama is sitting on his shoulder helping him to find secret base, it's really can't call a hideout since Hashirama only spend his teams here to be alone and hide his clan secrets. Since he allowed Kurama to be out the whole day, Kurama allowed him to use his power and even help him to harness it without losing control. When it's the time is right, he will face his own darkness and Kurama darkness. Hashirama might build the base on the oldest tree in this forest. It the biggest tree in the center of the life of the forest, even animals afraid to go here, Kurama said, making him nodded and change his direction towards the biggest tree. The biggest tree in the forest is in the end of the forest in Borden part of the forest. There are rumors that everyone who come there only found death by the brave people, no one knows if it's real or not but that part is the most dangerous part of the forest. Once he is near, he can see how this part is scary and dangerous. Large snakes climbing on trees, huge animals eating small animals but he not afraid, in fact he is excited for a challenge, ready to face anything on his way. He created large fire from his mouth to kill the animals ready to attack him and keep going. He reached the biggest tree in the forest, he could see all animals roaming around him but staying away since he was lurking his chakra making the animals afraid to even approach him. Now how to enter this base, he said out loud and began to look at anything that can be at the entrance of the secret base. Looking around the tree he can't see any entrance or seal mark. Decided to get near, he stepped on the molten ground still releasing his own chakra but dropped down, he was able to land on his feet once he landed on the ground. He looked at the dark hallway and looked up where he fall, this is not very secure area like I originally thought, he said before using fire jutsu to light up a stick and use it as a torch. The hallway wall is stone with carven of 2 lines till the end of the hallway, between the lines a carven circle, triangle, square and diamond, above it is Senju symbol. He walked along the hallway until he reached an opening area that looked like to be living room, there are many doors on the side of the room. He decided to check out the first room of the left side. The first room is a master bedroom, it has double king bed, fireplace, reading desk, chair drawer and walk-in closet with own hot spring. Their picture on the wall, the picture is Hashirama with a red-haired girl who he can guess is Mido Uzumaki. He left to check out the second room and it's a small kitchen, he left not seeing useful in the room and went to the last room which is mediation room. From this area, it seemed he also wear a mask, Naruto said before checking out the only room in the right side. It was a large library, the bookshelf can be found anywhere in the middle of the room except in the middle where there is a large table and chair, above the chair is a large scroll, the scroll is left unfold, he can lines marking symbolize seal that he never seen. Moving close to the middle, he saw a whirlpool of marking, what this seal? He asked curiously, he channeled his chakra on the seal. The whirlpool mark spin very fast bring all marking on the middle. After a minute later, the room becoming dark and darker until Naruto lost conscious. Part 18. It's very cold. The cold breeze of the wind makes him feel the cold of the weather. He feels the grass touching his skin and moving with the wind. Naruto opened his eyes as realization hinted to him. There was no grass in the base he just had a few hours ago. Looking at the sky of night that sparkling in stars and moon forbidding source of a light prove him he was right. He is no longer in base, he searches for and Kurama sleeps peacefully base him. Picking up the fox, he walked around the garden and suddenly he found himself. It's a very beautiful forest, with many flowers and unique plants and even has vegetables and fruits planted to it. There was a lake nearby that was very peaceful and I saw a man sitting in the docks. He approached the man alert with kunai ready to defend himself from this unknown man. No need to be afraid, kid, the man spoke. He voiced a deep yet soft and calming tone. The man turns around to face the child behind him. He has long straight black hair and black eyes. He wears white kimono with a green haori jacket, but Naruto recognizes him as the Shodaime Hokage, Hashirama Senju. I will not hurt you, Hashirama said with a smile. Sandaime, you are alive? Naruto asked as he looks at the man who now stood up. No, I seal away my soul to find a successor, but seem likely my successor will be my best friend grandson, Hashirama said making with eyes. Naruto didn't deactivate the seal, so he should blonde hair with highlight on the head making his hair down with 3 whisker mark on each cheeks, but he looks at his reflection on the water and saw he have his black soft and silky hair instead and his whisker mark has despaired, but it didn't explain how he knew. He looks nothing like Madara. Nothing can hide me here, child. I made this universe for my soul and I can see your memories. Don't worry, I know you will hurt my village, so you are okay to me, Hashirama said with smile. Naruto nodded and went beside him before sitting. So you also have hidden your true self, Shodaime? He asked looking at the lake as Hashirama sit beside him. Yeah, I did, Hashirama replied looking at the lake as well. But why? Naruto asked. As the older child, I saw myself as the father for my siblings. I don't want to worry my siblings to my own darkness, so I decided to hide it and wears a mask because if I showed I'm also sulking in sadness, my siblings won't have to rely on and would help me instead, Hashirama said as he looked at him. But I don't hide any pondil like you do. I'm very aware I'm not that smart and all my work all pure hard work. I just hide my own feelings, he said. You build the base for you to let it out? Naruto asked looking at him now. Yes, I build to be myself and let out all my feelings here also to forget my problem, Hashirama said before smiling. You are my version who decided to break the mask, maybe not for good reason but it's good for yourself, he said. I didn't tell to Uchiha or to anyone but seem you already know it. The truly reason I broke the mask because I wanted to show my true feeling to the village, letting it all out. I don't know what I will do if I end up sink into darkness of my life, Naruto said as he put Kurama on his lap and stroked him. Kurama been trying to cheer me up since we become friend. You know he hate you for sealing him and separate him from his siblings and made their life miserable, he said still stroking Kurama who's sleeping peacefully. I'm naive that time, I didn't realize giving the Bijou can only cause more wars, Hashirama said looking down ashamed at his actions on the past. Why I'm here by the way? Naruto asked to him. You send yourself here when you active the seal on the scroll. I'm wanting to show my memories and power to the someone who will found me, but I think you deserve to have Madara will then mine, Hashirama said after a second he said that. The lake glowed before a blue flame flowed out the lake and floating towards Naruto. Madara also seals away his memories and power for his students to benefit but totally forget about it. I'm sure he will be happy for you to heritage his will, and since I'm sharing some of my power to you as well, since you are Uzumaki, our distant cousin and my village alliance, I can see you deserve to have the wood style, plus I have no one to heritage it, Hashirama said as he placed his hand on Naruto's head. Naruto body glow in green light when it's despaired. He can feel new power running to his veins. Decided to test his new power, he made a small tree and it worked. The blue light ball flowed to his hands and the light glow even brighter. The light slowly surrounded him. He lost his consciousness as he watched Madara life on his dream world. Naruto wake up with groan, holding his head because of the headaches. He been forced to watch his own grandfather life until his death caused by him. He still sad about it and remember it's make him guilty about it. But the pain on his head is better than his feeling once the headaches die out. He stood up and saw he sleeping on the floor of the library of the hideout. He stole the books and scroll of the library and saw he been sleeping almost a month, only one day before last of the exam for the Chunin exam. Meaning he will have no time to get ready. He opened one of books that have Sasuke name. There are a lot of books that tell the history of the person and even their future, but saw Sasuke have a lot of books for his future, meaning he will have many times to choose paths to his life. He picks one of them and read the future events that will happen. Naruto read this event will happen many months after the Chunin exam and Sasuke has decided to flee the village and become wrong. A team was made by new Hokage that has their name blank maybe for future protection, but Naruto saw he was in the team to capture Sasuke but was killed by Sasuke. Sasuke has gained access to Mangekyo Sharingan because of it, but he still chooses power over friendship. He becomes the destroy and destroy the world in the end. Sasuke reject everything he done and killed himself out of guilty and reject leaving the world completely destroy without a single human population. He closed it. He will not let that happen, taking all the books before leaving the base and went to Madara hideout to create his own library using the books he stole and separate the books where he can the faith of a person. Part 19. A lot of people gathered at the stadium where the last of the Chunin exam was going to be held. They are from different villages gathered in one place, most of them from Hidden Sounds, Hidden Leaves and Hidden Sand. They all gathered to watch the future shinobi of their villages, but most seek to watch the fight of the last members of Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha, the daimyo of the Land of Fire, went all the way of Konohagaka to watch his fight against Uzumaki Naruto. There were also people who wanted to watch him fight, and wanted to see the true pontil of Uzumaki Naruto and the prodigy of Uchiha. But most of the people wanted to watch the Arcadia Genin fights, they all wanting to see the newly built nation power and strength. Wanted to see their weakness or gathered information about them, since they are mystery and unknown to everyone. All the Genin has been arrived at the center for at least a couple hours, but still waiting for Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto. Ayaka bit concerned to Naruto since he never been late, he never once arrived late, always come on time. Where is he? She asked, the worried of her tones as she looking around to find him. She feels a heavy hand on his shoulder, making her looks at the owner of the hand and saw it belonged to Haku, who staring at her with soft smile. Don't worry, he will arrive. He probably choose to be late because he knows Sasuke will be late, and we know how impatient Naruto is, Haku said in low voice, for the other Genin won't hear him. But we haven't seen him for months after the primary, and we supposed to meet up, Ayaka said worried. He can't been seen with us, he probably can't go because of his sensei or the Hokage, but I'm sure he will alright, Haku said, trying to dismiss his worries. He can take of himself, don't worry, he will be fine, now saying bit loud, putting the most sweet smile he have. Ayaka sigh and look at him in the eyes. Alright, I'm hoping for him to be alright, she said. I'm sure he will alright, Haku assured her as he ruffled her hair. Shikamaru, who heard them talking when they starting to talk bit loud enough for him to hear them, wondering who they are talking about and why the brown-haired girl is worried about this person, he shrugged it off as he muttered, what a drag. Hiruzen sitting on the chair above in Cage's bot and the Kazagake sitting beside him. He sighed for the 50 times, he thought Kakashi would arrive on time this time, but he's still late, making Sasuke late as well. He have trained Sasuke for this exam, both the late and Naruto. He looked at the Genin that arrived with sighed. Naruto also late and been missing. Jiraiya has failed to convince to train him and train on his own, probably somewhere in the village, very hidden for the people to not distract him. He has sent Anbu to find but can't find the blonde. He and Danzo racing to find him but both couldn't do it. He glad Danzo didn't find him but not glad he can't find him either. If the people aren't here to watch Sasuke fight, Naruto already disqualified from the exam for being late, but seem both them will not be Chunin this year. They have to arrive on time as responsible future Chunin, but the two decrease their point for being Chunin. I think we wait enough, we should start the exam. If they still doesn't arrive when it's their time to fight, both will be disqualified, Hiruzen said, making Kazagake nodded in understanding. He stood up walking to the railing and coughed to gain everyone's attention, especially the Genin. Greetings everyone, today is the greatest day of the Genin standing in front of us. He spoke loudly, they made a long way to get this far. Today we will see who deserves to be Chunin. Today we will see the strength of the next generation. Today we will witness the next generation ability, and today is the day of this Genin been wanting for on their life, he said, looking all Genin present below them. I'm Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Hokage of the Hidden Leaves, announced the last exam of Chunin exam has start. Hiruzen yelled, making everyone cheered and claps. He sit back to the chair. The protector look all the Genin one by one and his cloak, it almost 8 feet cloak, yet 2 Genin still missing. He looks at the Genin again before begin to speak. I'm Genma, the protector of the last exam. He introduced himself to the Genins who were listening to him. Please go to Genin booth, Ayaka Kamisato and Temari please stay behind. The rest of the Genin left and went to the Genin booth, standing behind the railing to watch closely the fight that will happen very shortly. Temari stood in front of Ayaka with smirk, her giant fan on her back ready to fight her. Hajime, Genma said before jumping out his way between the two. Temari held out her giant fan as she spoken, I never fight against a person with wind affinity, this will be interesting. Ayaka smiled as she unsealed her gunbai. I'm also excited to fight another wind user, she said. Their silence for quick second before both wind users swing their weapon, making a gust of wind and dust flew. Ayaka went in Hansley using a single hand, making everyone wide eyes at her skill in hand seal. It was also fast, wind style, majestic wind destroyer, she yelled out as she gathered chakra on her gunbai. Swing her gunbai, she created 3 tornado that completely destroy the trees on the arena. People watching near the railing has been moved to not get hurt by dangerous wind or blew away. Temari wide eyes before quickly opened her fan, wind style, free moon fan, she yelled as she swung her fan, making a gust of wind to change the tornado's direction. Using her knowledge in wind, she changed the direction of 3 tornadoes, making those tornadoes clashed at the wall hiding towards the village, but Ayaka stopped it. You managed to change my tornado's direction, how clever, Ayaka commented looking at Destry wall. I'm quite surprised you dismissed it when it was heading towards the leaves, Temari said with amusement on her tone. Ayaka shrugged, leaves aren't our enemies, neither allied, plus I don't involve innocent life, she said as she put the gunbai on her back. Let's keep dancing. Without weapon, Temari asked. I wanted to see how you good in Taijutsu, Ayaka said before sprinted towards her. Everyone shocked at her speed while Karen and Haku smirk. They quickly figure out she playing with Temari, probably to get rid her worries or to give Naruto a time to fight. Ayaka kicked Temari on stomach very hard, making her flew. On speed she suddenly behind Temari and kick up. Jumping very high, she kicked Temari again to the ground, but before she hit the ground, Ayaka kicked her again towards the wall and repeat everything she did in few seconds ago. She only stopped when Temari almost lost his consciousness. You lot of training into jutsu, it seems you only rely on your skill controlling on wind and completely forgotten your other abilities to focus on, which makes you weak. It's not every time we can use our weapon, we can easily lost our weapon. This is the reason why we also learns the other art of ninja arts, Ayaka said with disappointment tone. She looked like scolding her students for being weak. Ayaka smiled as she went in several handseal that can't be recognized. Wind style, free howling wolf, she said before blowing on her 3 fingers. The wind slowly took shape of a wolf, free wolf, then howling very loudly and coming towards her in such of spend once they have their feet. Temari throw her fun in air and jump to it, raiding the fun across the other side. The wolf in the wall creating a crack on it. Ayaka smile again as she turns around. Want to play with me? She asked with titled head and evil smile on her face. On Genin booth only Haku and Karen understand those world can only say, oh no. Yumi, who's standing on the back where everyone watching can only face palm. Oh great, she said out loud, gaining the attention of the other sensei watching, especially the Sand sibling sensei. What wrong? Karenia asked her. All the failed Genin turn around to listen, some people also listening what they talking about. Temari is so dead. Ayaka seemed not in good mood, and when he play with her target they can only wish to die already, that being a toy of her, Yumi said before looking at Sand sibling sensei and Bo. Very sorry at your soon to be loss, she said before standing up. Everyone speechless and went back watching them. Ha, Temari said in confusion. Ayaka's smile grew bigger and unsealed a scroll. She put down the scroll on the ground and make ramp sign. On puff of smoke a dead body laying on the ground. She has brown hair, but Temari, Gara and Kankuro recognized her. It was their death mother. Since you saw my friend's Kekkei Genkai, time to show mine, Ayaka said before beginning to draw on the ground using her own blood. She drew a circle with a diamond in the center where she laid the body. She went in several handseal as she spoke. My clan serves the Shinigami. We saw her as our gods because of our loyalty and keeping to serve her. She gifted us a power that can't steal by someone or used signs to have this power. The power to bring someone back to life, but of course with a sacrifice of a living person. A girl that tied up appeared on the circle in front of a diamond. She was a random girl Ayaka found on the road, so it doesn't matter. Shinigami reanimation. She yelled. The circle glow before the Shinigami itself appeared standing over the death body and behind the scared girl. Everyone is very scared now seeing the Shinigami being summoned by the members of a clan that serve her. Shinigami is very beautiful woman. She has long black hair and black eyes, wearing black kimono that have blood, her body covered with scar and blood. Her eyes only focus on the tied up girl with confusions. Her scythe on her lap and floating above the dead body. My lord, Ayaka said before kneeling down, gaining her attention. I'm Ayaka Kamisato, my lord. Kamisato Ayaka, you said, Shinigami said in deep tone they ever heard, making everyone shivered on fear. What the hell, she the death of God? Sakura can only asked as she watched the fight. You are the daughter of Kamisato Akira, right? Shinigami asked. Ayaka looks down. I'm sorry my lord, I don't know my parents' name, she said with sadness on her tone. Makes sense, you're only infant when you clan been slaughtered, Shinigami said without thinking what she's saying or caring about her feeling, but I'm glad someone survived. I thought my successor has completely wiped out, she said before noticing their station. She looks at Temari and the body below her and back to Ayaka. Do you want me to revive this girl? She asked. Yes, my lord, and the beautiful lady in front of you is my sacrifice, Ayaka replied, still looking at the ground. Very well, I will revive this girl without taking this ugly girl's soul in one condition, Shinigami said. This made Ayaka look up at her. What it will be? Ayaka asked. You let me watch this fight. This made Ayaka raised an eyebrow. Shinigami saw this and shrugged. I'm been trapped on my realm and this is the first time I've out, so why not enjoy it, she said. Ayaka's sweat dropped. She never expects such of attitude to the god of death. Sure, as long you promise to not kill everyone here then you can stay till exam is over, she said with smile. Hell yes, take that Kami. Shinigami yelled before coughing to gain her old self. I said I will stay in a corner, she said before despaired on smoke only to repaired behind Yumi spoken everyone. The brown-haired girl that being deaf so many years, has to open her eyes and stand up looking around her and look at Temari. Temari. Mum. Temari yelled, tears dropping down her eyes. She your mother? Ayaka yelled. She doesn't, that one. I really need to stop stealing a random dead body, she muttered out loud. How could you? Temari yelled, more tears coming down on her face. It's cruel to revive someone who dead, she said. Ayaka shrugged. I can't just ignore a gift, gifted to me by the god, she said before going to the hand seal. Karura glow in blue and black before looking alive, her skin back to the color they used to be when she alive and her eyes have sparkle on her eyes. Let's play, she said. Temari Juno out the way as her mother used sand to capture her. Mum, it's me Temari, Temari yelled. She can't speak. I still haven't figured out how to give their personalities, but she have her memory, but the problem, she is my puppet, Ayaka said as she ordered her mother to take her out. Temari used wind to block any of their mother sand. She looked at Genin, Boosty, Kankuro and Gara gritted their teeth as they look at Ayaka with intent to kill. This is very sensitive for them, especially to Temari who was forced to fight her own mother. The whole people still shocked but most fear, not paying attention to the fight going on as they focus on their eyes on Shinigami who's standing behind Yumi who show no fear. That was completely lie, Shinigami suddenly said, completely made the people shouting. With one glare they all quiet down. She know who body that was, she finished. I know, but Ayaka been acting off character this morning, she probably toying her opponent to get back on her old self, Yumi said looking at the girl. She is worried. Seem likely, Yumi agreed. It was obvious Ayaka is worried and she knows she worried to Naruto. She Naruto like her older brother, him being missing for months can make her worried. Even if it happened to others, she will be worried that being the youngest on the team make her look up to everyone as her older siblings. Who's she worried for? Asuma asked to see if he can help to save the poor sand girl. Well, I actually don't know. Ayaka is the youngest one on the team and saw any of her friends as her older siblings because she wanted to have family, maybe one of her back home, Yumi said. Youngest? Karenia asked, making her nodded. She looked like the same age of Karen, she commented. She is just tall, but she is only 10 years old, Yumi said, making him nodded. Everyone went back watching the two. Ayaka, seeing she had enough torturing her mind, decided to send free Karura, using her scythe to take out her soul out her own body, killing her. Karura's soul went to her hand before she put the soul inside the jar made out of wood, not any normal wood but a wood from a tree that been feeded by Chaka. Temari gritted her teeth. She hated the fact Ayaka used her own mother as a puppet and now looking out her soul. At first Ayaka is a girl that loves fight but nice person who wants to help someone get strong but fight her, now making her change her mind about Ayaka. Wind release, sickle weasel technique, she yelled as she swung her giant folding fan, creating tornado, trapping Ayaka in the middle. Ayaka got blew up. The wind cuts at her body and arm. When the wind despaired, she dropped on the ground unconscious. What a pathetic, Temari commented looking down at her. She wasn't breathing, her clothes torn apart and bleeding badly, especially her head because of her fall. Winate. Puff. Genma was cut off by the sound of puff and smoke. Ayaka has despaired in puff of smoke, which can only mean shadow clone, Temari said with wide eyes, staring where the clone has despaired. Since when? She asked. After I summoned the Shinigami, Ayaka spoke up from her back, making her look back at her. I know it will piss you off if I revived someone related to you, therefore I created a clone to switch place with me. It's funny even Genma here didn't see the switched, she said. Why the hell did you even revive my mother and act you don't know she my mother? Temari asked. Simple, Ayaka said with a soft smile. I'm bored, she said with bored expression, completely wiping her smile. You brat, Temari yelled as she swung her fan again to blow her, but Ayaka simply cut the wind gust with her that covered with wind chaka. Ayaka went in head seal before saying, fire style, fire breath. She breathed out a fire that head towards Temari. Knowing her wind chaka and no against fire, she barely dodged out the way. But Ayaka follows her, making her run in a circle. She ended her jutsu. Ayaka looked at Yuki. Yuki only nodded, reading her expression. She smiles. She is happy she was led to use the technique. She went in several hand seal, lighting style, free lighting dragon. She yelled out as rise here, hand in the air and channel her wind chaka on her finger. The once blue sky suddenly became dark and grey. Heavy clouds gathered above the arena. Lighting coming out the clouds before the lighting took a shape of Japanese dragon head. There 3 dragon in total, everyone sure no one can survive it. Ayaka put down her hand, that covering in lighting as well, making the dragons follow her hand, and went straight down to Temari, who witted eyes. Everyone in the arena has moved on the back, not knowing how dangerous the jutsu. Genma seeing the danger, he snatched Temari from the battle and carried her out the way. The 3 dragon has smacked the ground. A light exploded with lighting sparkled. Everyone has closed their eyes to not blinded by the light. Once the light died down, they opened their eyes. There a smoke covered the area. Once it was clear, they saw the damage has the technique. The wall completely destroyed. The ground is super dead and has cracked sparkle of lighting still poking out of the ground. The arena completely destroyed, but to their horror, Ayaka completely fine. She's still standing without injuries from her own technique. Genma has few burns and is a bit electrocuted by the jutsu since he didn't move quickly enough to avoid the first dragon head. Temari passed out because she got electrocuted by the lighting that somehow managed to damage her organs. Looking at Ayaka, who is looking up to them, her gaze is focused on Temari. Winner, Ayaka Kamisato, Genma announced, breaking everyone's shock. Everyone just claps, not cheering at all. They don't know what to saw this time, while Karen cheering for her and Haku just clapping the loudest to show support to her teammates. Part 20. It's been minutes since the first fight has ended. The arena wall has been fixed and Temari has brought to the clinic of the stadium. However, the second has not matched yet, people starting to complain about it. The next fight is Naruto Uzumaki vs Sasuke Uchiha. People being impatient to the fight. Even Shinigami has left in boredness. They've been wanting for minutes now, but none of the contestants has show up. Sakura has worried for her teammates, also annoyed for them being late and blaming her sensei. Where is Sasuke-kun? Big forehead. She gained thick mark at the nickname but sighed, this is not the time to get angry. I don't know, she replied to Ino. Kakashi sensei always late. I'm not surprised he also late now, but I didn't expect for him to make Sasuke-kun late as well, she said. How about Naruto? Shikamaru asked. The blonde newly attitude has interested him and wanted to get know this new person. He is, after all, his best friend. Sakura thought about it. Since Naruto changed his personality, he never been late, also not even when he's still the idiot she knew. He never once late in their meeting, but she figured out Naruto is impatient like he always does. After a second of thinking, she spoke up. Naruto is impatient like always. He probably knew Kakashi sensei and Sasuke-kun will be late, so he decided to be late as well. On the cage's booth, Hiruzen is talking to his Anbu. He has sent out Anbu squad to pick up Kakashi and Sasuke while the rest to find Naruto, but Naruto has nowhere to be found. The Anbu has sent out to get Kakashi and Sasuke hasn't returned yet, meaning they still arguing to Kakashi. Sighing, he looked at Kazagake who gazing the gate. Where is Sasuke-kun? I went all the way here to watch him fight, he said in disappointed tone. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. Aren't here to watch you children's? He asked. Yes, but I'm also wanted to see what the last Uchiha can do, the Kazagake said. I understand, sorry about your daughter, our nurse will do their best to save her, Hiruzen said gazing the genin booth that near the clinic. It's alright, Temari will be alright, plus this is Chunin exam, anything can happen here, the Kazagake said without any hint of emotion. Should we disqualify them or wait for them? Hiruzen asked. I suggest to wait for them, the Kazagake said. Hiruzen nodded and ordered one Anbu to report their decision to Genma. Genma just nodded in understanding and look at cowards, the contestants hasn't arrived yet, we will pause the exam for 10 minutes Genin get break and proper for your turn, he announced. Karen tugged Haku clothes gaining his attention. What it is? He asked. We should get something to eat, Karen said as she looked at Ayaka who staring the arena in deep thoughts. Understanding this she pulled the two to the audience booth and went straight to Yuki. Yuki saw them, went up and asked, why you three here? She asked. We thought to get something to eat, Karen said as she gazed at Ayaka who lost at thought. Yumi raised an eyebrow. What happened to her? She asked. We don't know, Haku said looking at Ayaka who suddenly closed her eyes and passed out. Ayaka! Karen yelled as Haku catch her with one hand. They have gathered attention because of this. Yumi approached her and placed her on her neck to check her pulse. She is alright, seems she used up all her energy and chakra to summon Shinigami, she said before picking her up and place him on empty chair in the back. Can we still get something to eat? Karen said putting baby eyes making her chuckles. Why not? Haku watch over her, Yumi said. Yes sensei, Haku said before despaired in snow along with cold air. It's been minutes yet none of contestants has arrived, Haku and Karen even able to finish their food and went back only to see Ayaka awake now. Good morning sleeping beauty, Karen said as she approached Ayaka who's still adjusting in the lights. What happened? Ayaka asked before yumming. You passed out because of chakra exhaustion, Yumi said as she handled a pill. Thanks, Ayaka said as he took the pill before drinking it. You shouldn't have used a jutsu, especially a Kekkei Genkai technique without fully control over it, Yumi scolded her. Sorry, got carried away, Ayaka said with grin on her face before looking at arena. Contestants hasn't arrived yet? She asked. Yeah. In the Hokage booth, Hiruzen has been waiting for the Anbu to arrive. When the Anbu arrived he quickly stand up as he asked, how it goes. Hitaki and Uchiha are in their way here but we can't find Uzumaki Lord Third, the Anbu with cat mask spoke up. Hiruzen sighed and went to the railing gaining everyone attention. The contestants hasn't arrived therefore, I'm announcing the. Puff. Hiruzen stopped when smoke appeared in the arena, Sasuke and Kakashi standing in the middle. Yo, Kakashi said with his casual eyes smile, are we too late? He asked. No, we paused the exam for you three, Genma replied. 3. Kakashi asked. Uzumaki Naruto hasn't not arrived yet, Genma said making Sasuke smirk. He probably too scared to face me, he said. Say who? A familiar voice said as Naruto appeared in front Kakashi. Naruto looked at Kakashi with pissed look at annoyance. I already told to never be late, he said with hit of angry on his tone. Aren't you late as well? Kakashi asked with raised eyebrows. No, I just didn't show up in the beginning but I'm here since early, Naruto said. Sasuke smirked. I thought you will not show because you scared but it seems you aren't coward, he said. Naruto merely blinks before he turned around to went to his position making Sasuke gritted his teeth. Seeing the station, Kakashi left and went with other sensei. Genma looked at both Sasuke and Naruto who were glaring at each other. Second match, Uchiha Sasuke vs Uzumaki Naruto, he announced before yelling Hajime. I will defeat you Dobe and show where you are nothing but an idiot, Sasuke said with a smirk on his face. What an arrogant, Naruto thought as he stared at him with bored expression. Sasuke seeing his bored expression made his blood boil. You dope, Sasuke said as he acted his Sharingan. His Sharingan has 2 tomo now unlike the last time him having 1 tomo. In fact he only awakened his eyes when the Team 7 went and did the Land of Waves mission. Sasuke went in several hand seal before yelling, Chidori. A sparkles of lighting comes out of his hands. He rushed at Naruto aiming to kill Naruto in the heart. Everyone witted their eyes as he running fast at him. When he is near Naruto, he despaired in yellow flash. Everyone is very shocked at this, even Hiruzen. All the villagers of Konohagaka can only say, Yondaime-sama, now looking close, they can the resemble of the late Hokage to Naruto. There only one blonde-haired boy with blue eyes in the village and that was Minato Namikaze. People who hate Naruto refuse to believe he is his son but the evidence is right in front them. How he learned the Flying Thunder God. Hiruzen asked no one has teach him that so he must learn it on his own but that will be impossible since he doesn't even know the process of the jutsu unless Naruto has been learning Fuinjutsu and accidentally discovered the technique. Yeah he still doesn't know the scroll missing. Sasuke has pierced his Chidori in wall. Naruto took this as opportunity and make hand seal, lighting style, lightning thunderstorm technique, he said finishing the seal by sending a sparkle of lighting in the sky. The sky become dark again now many heavy clouds have sparkle coming out of them. The lightnings begin striking down to the ground not really aiming at anyone. Sasuke saw this and went covered to the left free as the lighting hitting in ground. More and more lighting striking down the land, lucky the ground aren't wet or it will be worse. Naruto seeing his disadvantage in the area decided to end his jutsu, he can't use any his chakra affinity expect lighting and earth to not draw any attention. Sasuke growled as he glared at Naruto, you freaking dope, I will show I'm the strongest genin ever existence, he said as he went in hand seal, fire style, fireball jutsu. Naruto just dodged his attack without effect, he sighed as he looked at Sasuke. He noted to himself that Sasuke only increased his speed a bit and maybe his taijutsu as well unlearn a bit of technique. However he never put down his pride, him being arrogant hold back his true strength also his dark mind that full only revive made hard for him to think letting his emotion control his actions. If he keeps training and completely changed his personality, Sasuke might grow stronger than Itachi however it wasn't now. Naruto hope he will not need to kill him, even he doesn't see him as a friend Sasuke still his teammates but he won't hesitate to kill him once he gets his way on his mission of his life. Naruto made hand seal and slammed his hand on the ground, earth style, earthquake wave, he said before the ground shake, everyone begin dizzy of it there only few people doesn't affect of it and Naruto among those people. Naruto made head seal again, earth style, dancing earth dragon, he said before the dragon danced his way to Sasuke. Chidori. Sasuke yelled as he tried to pierce the dragon using Chidori but failed, he only managed to create small crack before he is launched forward by the dragon, if he wasn't launched he will sure die on the spot. Naruto appeared on his back with yellow flash, Sasuke has saw him thanks to his Sharingan but was slow to react. He was knocked out by Naruto's simple shutting his chakra on his neck, he caught Sasuke before he fall on the ground. Hiruzen seeing the fight over, he stood up to announce the winner of the fight, winner for second is Namikaze Naruto, he said in loud voice making whisper to break out. People have a theory about it after using Thunder God, seeing their similarities between them makes sense of them being related. There's still people who refused he is related to Minato Namikaze the beloved Yondaime Hokage even after the Sandaime has announced it. Other way, it's hard to refuse when the proof right in front their eyes. Naruto has looked at Hiruzen from the below with raised eyebrows, he haven't expected from him to reveal his heritage after hiding it from many years but he can guess he announced this for people to change view to him after all his father is truly loved by his village and if people knew he is the son of Minato Namikaze, they will treated him like a prince. He can guess Hiruzen has done it for his loyalist however Naruto already have his loyalist to the Arcadia and his grandfather, Madara Uchiha not the village he treated him like a trash or a worthless person. Naruto will disguise to see the people changing their view because of the fact he is son of Yondaime, a knowledge he will accept because it's only disgusting and remind him the fact he only been accepted but because he is Minato's son. He doesn't need that knowledge, he already have his friends' knowledge who truly accept him as the person he is and cared about him even he is Jinchuriki, seeing him as their siblings. He smiles as he slowly went to Genin booth. Ayaka, Karen, Haku, Zabuza and Yumi is the best person he has met, people who serving their loyalty to him and even will their life to protect him not because he is the leader but he is their brother. He has witnessed Ayaka worried about him when he decided not to show up even acting not her character to get rid of her worry and almost has killed the girl's member of San's siblings. He would admit he worried and want to show himself when Ayaka passed out because of chakra exhaustion but knew she will completely fine and can't even do it in front of the eyes of people. He will admit he saw her as his little sister and would protect her like all his friends. Kurama also his friends despite fighting over something stupid, they still friends who experience the same hatred of the village. Only both of them truly understand each other since Kurama has been with him after being born to this world, he is the one who keeps both them alive and to survive. Kurama also knows all the secrets he has during being inside him and Kurama sees him as his friend since the person allowed him to at least get fresh air every day. And he will not forget his own grandfather, Madara. His memories of him always the great, his grandfather is not cold towards him and saw love and support to him. He the first person truly accept him not because of his power but as his grandson, taking care of him since child and helping him grow in the person he is. Even though his life is tough and messed up, his life is the reason why he is here now and the reason why he meets everyone he cared for. He was happy that he had and wouldn't change anything, even if I went to the past, I will not change my life, he said as went to the audience booth, even if the village treated me like a prince, I will not change my plans and stick with my friends he thought smiling as he remembers his happy memories with his friends and Madara. This is his life and he will not change, he will change who is because of acknowledge, he won't change his plan or abandon his friends for the village who hated him because he is Jinchuriki but change all the suddenly because he is the son of their beloved Yondaime, he will not accept the fake love coming from this village. He looks at Ayaka and Karen who ignoring his present not because they are mad but need it. Good job Naruto, he looks up to see Kakashi who said those words, but who teach you the flying thunder god? Kakashi asked. Naruto has revealed the fact he can use it because he will use the invasion to his advantage. He knows there will be invasion will happen because the fact Orochimaru is the village and he has read his story using the faith of books, he still doesn't know how those books can see the future and write down it to themselves and creating more books once the person timeline change. He only glad those books showing up to his library he created not in Hashirama base or else he will need to go there to get it. Finally, he answered Kakashi question, I went to the Namikaze mission and saw a scroll laying down there, it have my name so I took it. Kakashi widened his eyes. How did you get in without alerting anyone? He asked. The seal need blood to recognize a person when my blood similar to father. The seal recognized me despite not having pure my blood before, Naruto explained, making him nodded in understanding. Naruto places Sasuke in the wall. He alright, I just shut down his chakra pressure on the neck, he said before walking away from him and sit down wanting to rest but also watch the fights. Part 21. Genma looked at his clipboard to see who will fight in the third round. Next round, Kankuro vs Aburame Shino, please come forward, he announced. Protector, I forfeit, Kankuro said without even starting the match. He can't use his puppet before the invasion started, so he needs to forfeit the match. Genma looked at him before announcing who the winner, Aburame Shino. No one really cheered since the match hasn't even started yet. Kankuro forfeit. Next match, Nara Shikamaru vs Yuki Haku. Genma said before Haku can even use body flicker. Shikamaru raised his hands as he said, I forfeit. Why? Ino yelled from her sit. Simple, I have nothing against ice user, Shikamaru said with shrugged. Genma merely smirked at that as he announced, winner, Yuki Haku. A lot of people starting to get annoyed of this continues forfeit. Next match, Uzumaki Karen vs Gaara. He announced, Gaara body flicker in sand while Karen rained down the audience booth and jumped down to the arena. Go, Karen, do your best. Ayaka yelled supporting her teammates. Are you both ready? Genma asked, gaining nodded from the both them. Hajime. Mother doesn't like your blood. Gaara spoke up. Mother said you will not feed her, he said. Karen just smiled and did not really spook by this. Tell her, don't underestimate me, she said as she ready all the seals she created this month. She has learned all the possible seal that contains Shukaku and possibly to help Gaara and him. She will need them to hold back Akatsuki plan after all. She runs towards him holding 3 kunai with seal on it. Gaara saw this and tried to capture her. Karen backflips as she saw the sand coming towards her. She feels something heavy on her feet making her look down and saw the sand trying to cover her. She has seen this technique during the primary and she will not let it happen. Creating a hand seal in such of speed, she yelled, water style, water storms. All of a suddenly it's starting raining very hard. This is the first time Konohabuka has seen the land of fire raining. It's almost impossible to see the land to rain. The only time it's rain when someone die, adding cold atmosphere to the event. But it's rare to rain. The water made the sand heavy, allowing Karen to escape since Gaara having hard time to use sand. Using this opportunity, Karen jumped really high and throw the kunai at Gaara. The kunai didn't really hit him, they only landed in the ground 2 across from each other on the back of Gaara while 1 in the middle creating triangular barrier. Karen yelled, the kunai glow before blue barrier in the shape of triangle trapped Gaara. When Karen landed she made hand seal before her finger glowed, 5 element seal. She rushed towards Gaara. She knew this seal won't do to hold a Bijou, but it locked the Jinchuriki and Bijou mind and chakra, forbidden the Jinchuriki to access their Bijou chakra. When her hands near the barrier it suddenly despaired, allowing her to place the seal on Gaara's stomach. She pushed it hard to knock out Gaara. Boom. Explosion has gained his attention and summoned everyone under the genjutsu. He saw a purple barrier has appeared above the cage's booth. Kankuro has approached her with his puppet out. If you don't want to involve here, handle Gaara to me. Karen merely stared at him before saying, you really trusted Orochimaru, how can you sure he will not betray you? How do you know this? Kankuro demanded, reading his puppet to attack. I meet him in forest to death and figure it out, Karen said before putting the barrier. Told you, Kankuro looked where she pointing and saw Orochimaru has disguised as his father. I will make an agreement, Karen said, gaining his attention. We will give you home where everyone accept you if you serve our kingdom with honest and loyalty, she said. I don't need a home, I have home back to sand, Kankuro said. Where almost everyone hated your beloved brother including your father. Karen asked, I know you will accept this offer since Ayaka has used your mother to fight, but you should think about it, she said. How can you sure everyone will accept Gaara? Kankuro asked. Because everyone have similar life like Gaara, Karen said with sad expression. Ayaka have abusing adopted parents because of his Kekkei Genkai and even seal her. My old village has abused my ability and almost killed me to death, and our leader is Jinchuriki as well. He knows Gaara life because he experienced it, she said. Now do you want come with us? Karen asked. Kankuro looked at Gaara. We will only for one condition. He was shocked to heard Temari who standing behind him. What it will be? Karen asked. You will help Gaara with his tailed Bijou, Temari said. We always help our citizens as long you went to us, so why not, Karen said with smile. Then it's a deal, Temari said. Okay, come with me, I will send you 3 to your new home, Karen said as she and Sand siblings went far away the village. Naruto looked at the purple barrier standing in front him as he watched Hiruzen fought Hashirama and Tobirama. Hashirama doesn't seem have his memories in afterlife, because if he does, he already said something about him or rather keeping it. He appeared in front Hiruzen blocking the attack from Tobirama. Hiruzen shocked to see him, let alone teleport to him, since he doesn't even see him this month, which means he learned this before the exam. Who the hell are you? Hashirama asked as he stopped attacking Hiruzen. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, Lord First. Naruto introduced himself to him once again. Uzumaki, you are from Mido clan, but you are the first person to have yellow hair in your clan, Hashirama said. I got my hair from my father. Ah, that makes sense, Hashirama said. Brother, don't forget why we brought back, Tobirama said as he glared at Orochimaru. Naruto, what you're doing here? Hiruzen asked. Sorry, Lord Third, but I will not let die here. You are the most important in this village, and if you die now, the village will crumble because you haven't chosen a new Hokage. I know what you're planning to do here, but don't forget about the village that still need you, Naruto said. Act like care, aren't we? Kurama asked. I would gladly to help Orochimaru burn down this village, he said, making him mentally sweat drops. Kid, you should have involved yourself to fight you aren't supposed to be in, Hashirama said, looking at him. He hated the idea fighting against an innocent child that break his belief and his reason why he built this village. Naruto just smiles slightly. I know, but I have no one to live on. My life is just useless and I can't find any reason to continue living, he said, gaining shock from both former Hokage. I wanted to use my life useful for once. Judge, please, if I die here, don't make the same mistake of others. If you try to capture the Kyuubi again, don't involve and ruin innocent child life. If you even decided to create another Jinchuriki, don't reveal his status to anyone, keep it a secret to yourself. Don't tell it to anyone except the child. Raise them and give the love he needs. Let him have normal life and that will make me happy. With that, Naruto has used reverse flying thunder god to send Hiruzen outside the barrier. Naruto just smiles at him before turning serious as he face of Hashirama and Tobirama. He made a hand seal before saying, dead demon consuming seal. The Shinigami has formed behind him, capture his soul. The Shinigami that been summoned is the real Shinigami that been summoned early, rather her evil side that only desires to take life. What a brave child, you really want to sacrifice yourself for the village, Tobirama said, making Naruto quit as he clones that suddenly appeared holding the two forbidden them from moving. He smiles before sealing their soul away, letting their body crumble away. He look at Orochimaru who's smirking. Don't think I will let you live. Golden chain has captured Orochimaru, forbidden him from moving at all. He run towards him and tried to take his soul. Orochimaru fought for his life before vomit the Kusanagi and stab him. Naruto just caught out blood but didn't give up. He made hand seal using his tired, shaking hand seal before muttered, lighting style. Lighting shocking wave. Since the roof is very wet and have a lot water, it made the lighting more dangerous and electrocuted Orochimaru to the point of unconscious while Naruto being fine. The technique doesn't really affect the user, so he is fine because of Orochimaru's state. It allowed to Naruto seal away his soul. He smiles at the Shinigami before his soul being eaten by the god of death. Naruto, Hiruzen stared at the life body of Naruto behind the purple barrier. The person he saw as grandson had died, and the worst part was that he did nothing to stop it. He unleashed his chakra. The four-sound ninja that being support of the barrier froze in fear. The ground below him has cracked because of the amount of the chakra he releasing. He was covered in blue chakra and his eyes glared full of sadness and angry. Some people has stopped fighting when they feel the chakra full of angry and sadness. Chakra yelling and releasing his emotion, and it was coming from Hiruzen. The god of shinobi is back, the clean head said, and even Junin of Konohagaka, the professor they once knew, has returned now, showing his true power. Put down the barrier, Hiruzen demanded, increasing the chakra he releasing, making the four choke for air. They released the barrier, making the Anbu squad arrest him while Hiruzen went to Naruto. He hold his life body on his arm. He feel the cold body of Naruto, tears coming down his face as he looked the child. I'm sorry Minato for failing to protect your child. I'm sorry Hashirama sensei and Tobirama sensei for failing you, and Naruto, I'm sorry for everything. Hiruzen apologized as held tightly his body, not wanting to let go. I failed everyone, especially you, Naruto, he said, looking down angry on his austere the village. I will change the Konohagaka for good. Time to end this. I will not let your sacrifice in waste, he said. Now he looked at invasion happening. The Sand and Sound teaming up to destroy their village, but his ninja protecting everyone, and to his shock, the Arcadia helping him out. The Arcadia has helped him again, first helping the Team 7, now helping their village. They might be have no intention to us, Hiruzen thought as stand up and look at his Anbu. Kill everyone, the Sand and Sound village, spare no one, expect a child or not a part of the invasion, rescue people. Who can you rescue? You dismissed now, he ordered. Now his Anbu is shocked for him to order to kill. Normally he will order to capture everyone, but he is angry and sad right now. He just lost the person who he saw, his grandson. The Anbu left to do his order. Hiruzen picked up Naruto from the ground and went to the hospital, laying him down to his usual spot before returning to defend his village. Naruto death will bring change to them, especially to him. Uzumaki Naruto funeral held after the invasion has been taken care of. People who close to Naruto attend his funeral wearing black clothes to show their sadness. Hinata is among them. He really sad and can't avoid his tears. She might have not close to him, but she have crush for him in years now. She rejects not saying his feelings to him and can't admit it because the person he loves is gone. Naruto-kun, I promise I will care your will, she whispered to the air as he looked at his grave. Their statue of Naruto standing behind his gravestone. He was standing with cross arm on his chest and a smile on his face. They're written on the circle stone he's standing in. The child who sacrificed his life to protect his village. This statue was requested by Kakashi for the people to remember him and for the next generation to know him. White flowers around the statue give by the person who cares about him. Naruto, why? Sakura asked, crying out her eyes. She might fight Naruto or keeps punching him, but she saw her as her brother. She only heard to scold at her. She scolding him like older sister to help him improve his attitude. She still have memories with Naruto after he changed, keeping their friends. Sasuke remained expressionless, but he said as well, just not showing it. He lost his clan from his brother, now he lost Naruto because of the sand and sounds, especially to Orochimaru. He lost the only person who understand him deeply, especially the loneliness, and the person who only he saw emotion. He doesn't want to admit it, but Naruto is like brother to him and his rival. He might hate the fact he growing strong than him, but his view to Naruto still the same, especially he has helped him with his loneliness and growth. The Ichiraku family also present to his funeral. They all upset since Naruto become family to them. Ayame is the most sadness since he saw Naruto like her own little brother. Kakashi remains expressionless, but his heart is broken. He lost everyone he cared for. He lost Rin, Obito, his father and his sensei. Now he lost one of his team members who happens to be his sensei's son. He doesn't want to do his life. He wants to cry but needs to be strong since Sakura and Sasuke are relaying to him. He very well knows how this affects the two. It will be harder to save Sasuke in darkness now, finding new goals to his life. The rain doesn't stop him from attending Naruto funerals. The rain is really hard, unlike the times it rains in every funeral, as if the sky itself is really sad about those lost of an innocent child. Hiruzen is crying not as hard as he looks at Naruto's funeral and does not really care what people think seeing him cry for a random child. Naruto is not random for him, but he is his grandson. Because of the sadness of everyone, no one feels the presence of the stranger who is watching them above the pole. He has silky and soft black hair that reaches his mind back, with neck-length side bags that slightly cover the edge of his eyes and two pieces of nose bridge-length bangs between his eyes. He has blue sharp eye that's slightly rounded. He wears a black shirt with high collar, black leather vest, Anbu-style pants, fingerless leather gloves and a pair of black ninja sandals. There is an Uchiha symbol proud display on the back, as well as small Uchiha crest on the left side of the vest. He despaired in the flock of bats head toward mountain graveyard. Part 22. Danzo Samurai blustered his way to the Hokage office to see Hiruzen sitting in the Hokage office. Hiruzen, why didn't tell us the Jinchuriki is dead? He asked. Hiruzen looked at him and the elder before saying, Danzo, you and others only my assistant. It's not my job to tell you everything, especially the Hokage mat. Your job to give me advice, not to boss me around. This shocks Danzo. This is not the Hiruzen who he knew. In fact, he was nowhere acting the person who he knew. Hiruzen put down paperwork in front of them. It was evidence of roots still running down. I told you to shut down your roots before, but you disobey me. Anbu killed him. He ordered the Anbu, who quickly did what he was told to. The Anbu took off all his bandages and saw all the Sharingans implanted to his body. Take him to Ibiki and Anko. They will have fun removing this Sharingan, Hiruzen ordered before he turned to face his old teammates, while the Anbu took Danzo body. Koharu Utaden and Homura Mitokado. I'm Sarutobi. Hiruzen, the Sandaime Hokage of Konohagaka, banished you two from the village. What? Koharu yelled. You can't do that. She screeched. Yes, I can. I'm the Hokage of this village. All my words mean to be followed, Hiruzen said, glaring at him. You two been controlling the village. Time to end this and bring the wall of fire in this village, he said with confidence. Leave and never show up again. If anyone saw you near the village border, they will not hesitate to kill you. This made the two walk away and left the village. Hiruzen sighed. One problem solved, he thought as he turned around to look at the village. The Konohagaka been raining since Naruto died. If the hidden rain see them, he sure they will laugh at them. It's only been 1 week since Naruto died, yet a lot of change happened, especially to the people who cares for Naruto and the village. Sasuke doesn't he glad or not about it, but he changed a bit and started communicating to the others and showing his emotion. He even reported a new group from Sounds nearly kidnap him if he didn't kill them and even show their body to him. He changed. He sure Naruto said something to him before he died. 1 week before Chunin exam. The team been doing D-rank mission to have break from their recently mission from Land of Waves. They just capture Tora, who run away again, but this mission's become more easy than before. Turns out, Naruto know how to tame cats and tame Tora. Both been closed and only him Tora been listened to, allowing them to have break whole day. Sasuke, what to eat lunch? Naruto asked, surprising Sasuke. Why? Sasuke asked. Naruto never asked him to eat with him even before. Before he always asked Sakura, not him. I'm feeling lonely to my apartment and I know you are as well, Naruto said, making him look away. I don't feel lonely, Sasuke lied to him, making Naruto shrugged. Alright, but you want to come or not? Naruto asked. I will not eat in your dirty apartment, Sasuke said, glaring at him, making Naruto slightly laughed. This is first Sasuke heard him laugh after many months. Don't worry, I'm not leaving to that apartment anymore. I earned my payment to the mission to afford apartment in Shinobi apartment, Naruto said as he gestured him to follow. If it's ramen I will leave, Sasuke said as he followed him. You really think I can only cook ramen? Naruto asked, slightly amused at this. Sasuke just nodded as he muttered, that only food you eat. Not really, if I only eat ramen I will not survive this long, Naruto said as he leading their way to his new apartment, keeping his eyes on the road. If you want something just tell me, he said as they went to apartment. They went to the 3rd floor and Naruto opened the 2nd room in that floor. Get in, he said as he entered the room, Sasuke followed behind. The first room is living room, it's quite simple decorations. Their white sofa and 3 white armchair in the side of wooden table that have vase of flowers. A hanging chair is visible to the glass door of the balcony. The hanging chair is large and black color and big enough to sleep there, even black futon inside the hanging chair. He followed Naruto in the kitchen. There was a wood chair and 4 chairs, 2 each side. The sink is really clean and everything is organized. He can see his bedroom next door of the kitchen. It's simple room. Double bed, a drawer, closet, bookshelf, reading desk and chair. Their lamp color of grey next to his bed above the drawer, and the other drawer on the left side of the bed is their team picture. What do you want to eat? Naruto asked, breaking his trace from looking around. Anything, Sasuke said as he sit down in one of the chair in the kitchen. Your new apartment is very clean unlike your first apartment, he commented. The apartment is ruined down and always get destroyed by villagers. It's very unless to clean if every day someone going to mess with it, Naruto said as he started to cook. He decided to cook onigi, Sasuke favorite, along with dango and steak. Where do you get money to buy everything? Sasuke asked. The house decorations is from all I earn. I'm still earning to add new furniture and the food. I just hunt down animals and made small farm below this apartment and sell some to my neighbor, Naruto replied, making him nodded. Their silence as he cooked their food before Sasuke decided to break it again. How did you get strong? He asked. Naruto looked at him before thinking about it. I train hard. I always train every day until I can't train anymore, he said as he turned to the food he cooking. You know you are strong as well. Sasuke smirked. Of course I'm strong. He stopped smirking as he continues talking, but not strong enough to kill him. You mean the person who killed your clan? Naruto asked, making him nod. From what I gathered, Itachi is prodigy, he said, making Sasuke gritted his teeth as he looked at him, but I believe you can defeat him. Sasuke wide eyes before going back to emotionless. You think so? He asked as Naruto placed the food in the table. I didn't think but I knew it, Naruto replied, sitting across to him. However, your skills holding back because of your pride, he said. Ha! You didn't accept failure and always looking up because the fact you're Uchiha, you think no one can defeat you, Naruto explained. Of course only Uchiha defeat Uchiha, Sasuke said with pride to his clan. You forgetting Uchiha lost to the Senju during the war states even Hashirama Senju defeat Madara Uchiha during their battle, Naruto commented, making him glare at him. You have to stop looking up and let your arrogant the best of you, he said before smiling. Accept failure and use this failure as inspiration to grow strong, he said. I don't need inspiration, I only need hatred, Sasuke argued. If you follow your brother path, won't you replace him? Naruto asked, making him take back. You allow him to control your emotion and not realizing you moving the same path he took. Even you kill him, his will still live on to you. Don't allow him to control you and choose your own path. Calm your emotion and your mind. Don't let your emotion control you, but don't hold it back. Let it out to have clear mind and come with plans to defeat him. Show you can defeat without being like him. Remember, you have friends can help you, unlike Itachi. You have advantage, Naruto explained. Present. Sasuke looking down at Naruto gravestone under the reins. Yes, he did change himself for his best friend and he can see his own process. He defeated Lo Chunin in one day but didn't brag about it, but continued training hard to be stronger than Itachi. You said you will help, yet you let yourself get killed by those people, Sasuke said as his fist clashing. I'm promised I will get revenge for you, and I know you want me to protect Sakura, and I'm promised I will protect her. Sakura also grown strong this week. She refused to get break and training hard under Anko help. She has begged the woman to train her. Sakura went to her because she is the person requested by the third Hokage. Her skill in genjutsu grown and her physical strength has grown a bit, but she's slowly catching up to the gen and wanted to prove she not weak and protect her teammates. She doesn't want to lose another teammates, especially lost Sasuke. Since they are only 3 squats, they are able to do missions with other teammates who need to back up or want to adopt them to their teams. Sakura was placed in Team 10 under Sarutobi Asuma. Her rivalry with Ino helped her grow stronger, and with the help of Asuma her skill in kenjutsu and ninjutsu grew a bit, even starting learning her affinity. Turns out Sakura has affinity in earth and wind. Despite the fact she is from the citizen clan, she still has chakra affinity, which rare for citizens to have. Meanwhile, Sasuke is placed to teammate while still looking for new member. He has nothing against him except Kiba, who loud more than Naruto, who used to be loud but not this loud and tired many times to be boss. His new sensei, Karenia, helps him master genjutsu where his clan master. The girl will be a lot scared if she has Sharingan. Turning, he decided to leave before he catch cold. It's odd to see the sunny village raining no stop, but it's match everyone feeling right now. In the middle of mountains somewhere in the east, a beautiful kingdom almost finished building their empire. Beautiful building has built in the land, and even house, river are connected to the lake in that have beautiful waterfall following from the mountains. There are a lot water coming down the mountain creating beautiful landscape. There are also farm and others in the kingdom, but back of the village, a large building being built. The castle itself is the only missing in the kingdom. Naruto standing of mountains as he looks down at the Arcadia. It's very beautiful kingdom he ever see or only he seen. The wood style help a lot in building the kingdom, people starting to come to the village and live in here, but he let his people build his in Madara castle. The person named K designed his castle and he loves the design and accepted to be his castle. K is a beautiful painter. She has bright blue hair and green gem eyes and has fair skin. She normally wears blue small shirt and black shorts showing off her beautiful body, but no one really tired to mess with her since she's strong. Oniji, isn't you proud? He asked before hearing loud engine. He turned around to see aircraft landed in the airport in front of the kingdom. He saw Ayaka with Fu Jinchuriki of 7-tailed. He can easily guess the adult Jinchuriki will not come because of their loyalty to their village, and Jinchuriki of 8 treated differently since he is brother of their cages, but this is enough to slow down Akatsuki plan. He smiles before despairing in yellow flash. Part 23. Hitaki Kakashi sitting in the Hokage office wearing the Hokage uniform as he stare at the rainy night of the village. He was chosen to be Godime by the clan leader since they need a leader, seeing the third Hokage too old to do the job. It's been 3 years past since Naruto died, but nothing has changed, the village still raining and never seen the light of the sun, almost like they become the rain village. Now he remembers how the sun bright whatever Naruto happy and cheerful, but the light of sun lost the bright when Naruto becomes sad and break his cheerful mask. He thought he only imagined things when he noticed the change of the sun, but now he doubt that. It's really seeing the sun behavior matching the feeling of Naruto now he is dead, the god itself is sad. He hears a knock in the door. Come in, he said before he heard the door open slowly before closing. He turned his chair to face his visitors. It was Hiruzen. Despite wanted to have vacation, Hiruzen decided to help him to rebuild the strength of the village and help him improve the village. Hiruzen made his mind to help his village and the chosen Hokage to not waste Naruto sacrificed. How can I help you, Lord Third? Kakashi asked. Despite being the current Hokage, he still respect the retired Hokage. I told to call me Hiruzen. I'm not the Hokage anymore, Kakashi, Hiruzen said with chuckle as he sit in the chair in front of Kakashi's desk. Sorry, can't help. It's alright, I'm here to discuss the incoming Chunin exam for this year, Hiruzen said. I almost forget about that. Are we going to do it in sooner? Kakashi asked. No, we are not anymore. All cages decided to do in Arcadia because they wanted to know where their empire build, especially their power growing. They become a part of 5 great nation which now seeks and thinks it's right from them to know where their empire, Hiruzen explained with side. The Arcadia is more stronger than Konohagakure current strength and Kumogakure strength combined. It's really bother the Kumo and him as well, but they can't do anything because they have no information to their village. Only team squads from their village they have information. Since none of team did illegal, they have no right to capture them for information and might cause a war if the Arcadia find out about it. Did their leader agree? Kakashi asked. They also doesn't know the leader of the empire which they call king. There no news about it, we still waiting for their reply. Hiruzen replied to him. How the village going? He asked. Jiraiya-sama has done his job. People stopped targeting us thinking we have another vessel for the Kyuubi, Kakashi said as he remembers how many times they've been attacked by different villages after their Jinchuriki has died. There's still 2 years before the Kyuubi reborn again, but they will have find him. Even they find him, it will hard to seal it since Jiraiya is the only seal master living and none of parents willing to give their child as a vessel, especially what happened to the last vessel. And more important, they need Uzumaki. Uzumaki is the only few people can survive of the sealing process and adjust to the Kyuubi chakra. The only Uzumaki left is not living to their village, instead in Arcadia. Their other choose is Uchiha. They also can survive to the sealing, also control the Kyuubi with their eyes, but Kakashi doesn't trust Sasuke with this power. Speaking of Sasuke, he has grown up in very strong man. He also changed but still emo, at least he made friends and becoming friendly. He also hardworking and aren't a pride to himself. He has changed but has same ambition as before, only this time has ambition to kill all people responsible for Naruto death. Sasuke and Sakura started dating this recently year. They've been dating for months now. Sakura also grown to strong kunoichi, her skill in genjutsu almost Kage's level and her skill in ninjutsu growing at such amazing speed, her physical strength almost same to Tsunade Senju, and that was thanks to Tsunade and her kenjutsu skill only Jonin level. Either way she changed and become hardworking kunoichi. He can't almost unrecognize the girl who used to be weak and hopeless. Speaking Tsunade Senju, Jiraiya has somehow managed to return her to the village, but she will not become ninja again but agree to help the hospital, especially Rock Lee who lost the ability to walk because of Gaara. Gaara, the Sand has requested them to find him after the invasion. He suddenly went missing along with his siblings, but no one can find them. They assume they die or kidnapped. Are you entering the Team 7 in Chunin exam? Hiruzen asked, making him break his thought. Because of the invasion, the Team 7 along with others Genin they didn't become Chunin that time, only Shikamaru able to become Chunin exam. Kakashi has given him own test to be Chunin, but the two refuse and wanted to be Chunin in the right process along with their friends. I think I will, Kakashi said after thinking about it. He's sure his team can easily race through the exam and confident enough for them. How Sai is he getting along with Sasuke and Sakura? Hiruzen asked. Sai is one the children found in roots and try to help him with his emotion. If someone good with it was Sasuke. At first he keeps distance to them, but now friends with them. Thought his communication need improvement, but I'm sure Yamato can deal with them, Kakashi said with eyes smile. Yamato is his replacement teacher since he is Hokage now and team can't faction without a leader. Hiruzen nodded before turning in the open windows of the office because he spotted a bat flew inside. The bat flew down the desk and dropped a seal storage before flying away. He gazed Kakashi who looking at it with curiosity and alarm. With puff a scroll appeared in the seal, a scroll with the Arcadia symbol. Kakashi opened it up and read it loudly. Dear Godime and Sandime Hokage. We gladly welcome you to our empire and open our gate for the Chunin exam. However, we don't have Chunin. Our ranks called difference. I'm informing you this to avoid confusion. Follow our rules to not chaos problem. Please sign the agreement of the next letter and read to the contestant and audience of our rules. You can bring anything you wish because you will stay for long time in our empire, and anyone who wish to watch can come as long they will follow the rules. Tomorrow in sharp 8 feet cloak someone will pick up with aircraft and will flew you towards our land. I already send this same letter to others cages. Thank you so much for reading this. Yours sincerely. Haku Yuki. Assistant and headmaster of Arcadia. Haku Yuki. Kakashi asked, raised an eyebrow. Aren't he is the ice user in Chunin exam? He asked. He is, but I'm curious why Arcadia send his team if they have different ranks, Hiruzen said. Maybe they have same process to promote their ranks, Kakashi said, making him nodded. He opened the other scroll in the table. I'm allow the Arcadia to capture my people who break any rules written down in this letter, and if necessary allow for them to be killed if they fight Arcadia guards because they have broken the rules. Regular rules. No killing, punishment 100 years in jail. No stealing, punishment 50 years in jail. No insulting, bullying, harassment, or discrimination, punishment 1 week. Suffer in genjutsu. No fighting without submitting an agreement form of the training ground guard, punishment 1 week in jail. Don't use technique in public, punishment 1 week, and if someone get hurt, punishment 3 weeks in jail. These rules are reasonable and common, Kakashi commented as he signed the letter. Their last letter, Hiruzen said as he picks the last scroll and decided to read this time. Dear Hokages. I'm waiting to see along with Cages. We are happy to let you in our village, and I'm happy the Cages has decided to do the Chunin exam in my empire. I'm assure you the safety of your people in our empire. Who gets injured not arena or battlefield is my responsibility, and if someone went missing I will do best to find them, but we hope that nothing will happen. My name's Ru, the Prince of the Arcadia, and act the king since the king working in the shadows, but he can't wait to watch the exam unfold and wanted to see what all the generation can do. I hope you safe flight. My personal guards will make sure that. Have great days and see you soon. Yours sincerely. Ru. Prince of Arcadia. So the prince named Ru, aren't he the person pop out and been doing mission? Why royal blood doing mission when he is the most important? Hiruzen asked. Ru the Black Dragon, the person who defeat many members of Akatsuki, who will thought he is prince but he probably allowed to fight since they have different views in ninja ways, Kakashi said. Maybe, Hiruzen said. A tall man standing in the dark hideout. He has silky and soft long black hair. His hair is tied in a low ponytail with shoulder-length side bangs, and 2 bridge noise bangs fall between his blue eyes that sharp but slightly rounded. He wears black long sleeve that have high collar and black anbu pants under the black armor that made out of mental plates covered his stomach, backs, shoulder, and legs, along with the custom bracelet of the Arcadia. The bracelet is metal plates serving as hand protection. He also wears black sleeveless hari that have black flame on edge and purple dragon head draw on it. The dragon have katana on his mouth and have sharp claws. Beside him is also a tall man, but much taller than the first person. He has long spinky hair and black eyes. He wears black suit and black pants under the red armor he wears. He have few cracks on his face and body symbolize the jutsu wants to revive him. Impure world jutsu, why did you use this instead? Shinigami reanimation jutsu. The tall man asked the younger ones as he looks at the mirror. Ayaka is out in Empire to pick up the Konohagakure, the younger ones replied, looking the tall man in the eyes. The tall man nodded in understanding. He acted his Rinnegan and did hand seal. Samsara of heavenly life technique, he said before he glows in green chakra that heals his cracks on his body. His eyes crumble away, however the younger man handles him a pair of eyes. Who is the eyes of this? The older ones asked him. Fugaku Uchiha eyes, I heard he can control time and have many abilities. The tall man just nodded. It was enough to replace the eyes he just lost because he used that technique, but it can do for time being. He implanted the eyes on his empty socket using the medic technique he knows. He doesn't need to adjust to his new eyes since he already did this before. Now tell me everything I missed out, Naruto, the older man said to a young man named Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha. Naruto chuckled at his grandfather, Madara, who missed a lot of things. I will, grandfather, I think I have time to tell you everything while we wait for our visitors. Genins perfectly line up in front of the Konohagakure gate while the teen genin who failed the last exam. People who wanted to watch also there, but there are only few people, mostly the parents of the children. Hiruzen smiling at Konohamaru, his grandson and his gang are joining this exam this year along with their generation. Konohamaru acts similar to Naruto when he used to be cheerful. Konohamaru has met Naruto and trained under him for 1 week. It's saddest Konohamaru when Naruto died. He saw him as his big brother and boss as well. He looked at Konoha 10 who failed the Chunin exam because of the invasion, but this is another chance for them to be Chunin. Will expect Shikamaru who become Chunin despite not even fighting. Everyone has changed, especially now entering the adult life. Hinata Hyuga, the girl who always shy, is very confident to herself and becoming strong as time passes. She no longer shy person like he used to be. She wears sun clip in hair since Naruto died. It's remembrance of Naruto. Choji and Kiba, who used to be Naruto friends, also grown mature and strong but still held childness. Shino doesn't really change much. Shikamaru as well didn't change at all, but still sad about Naruto death. After all, he saw Naruto as his best friend even though Naruto saw Sasuke's best friend. Ino and Sakura, the most people who changed a lot, but work hard to catch up with their generation. With hard work they become the person they are. Ino and Sakura become best again since now Ino dating Sai while Sakura wins Sasuke. Sasuke on the other hand, completely different person. He becomes close to his teammates and Rookie 8, but he knew Sasuke still have his ambition but doing it in different ways. He remembers Sasuke once said, "Even I defeat the evil but I walk to the same path of the evil, I will just replace them." This is exactly words Naruto always said. The reason why Naruto haven't thought revenge of betray the village after every day done. A loud engine has broken his thought. He looks at the sky and sees an airship landed outside the gate, the door on the back opened and created a stairs. They saw a tall girl standing inside the airship. She has brown hair that is tied in a braid bun with a skull clip, she has fair skin and her purple eyes are visible through her skull Columbina mask. She wears long sleeve, black pants and black pants under the silver armor she wears that oddly similar to the armor used during war states. The girl come out the airship, her armor making should and the mental boats she wears as well. She stops when she stands right in front of Hiruzen and Kakashi. "Good morning," she greeted. "I'm guessing you were sent by your prince to pick us?" Kakashi asked, he standing straight and not showing his laziness. "Yes, I'm Death on the Arcadia Guards and captain of senior guards," the girl said before bowing in respect and stand straight. "I'm very sorry if we arranged this meeting this early of the morning," she apologized to them. "It's quite alright," Kakashi said, almost quite amused. Death smiles slightly before speaking. "Thank you for understanding Godime. Is everyone is here already? If not we can wait for another hour." "No need, everyone is here already and prepare. We also make sure they will follow your rules," Kakashi said. "Very well, everyone get inside, please don't run to avoid to slip, the floor's bit wet," Death said. All the kids followed their sensei inside the aircraft before the teenager Jenin went inside with the audience. Death turned to look at the Hokage again. "Please come with me," she said, gesture the two to follow her in private sit. Part 24. They have been flying for about hours. Children and adults have fallen asleep in the flight. There are only a few people still awake, among them are Kakashi and Hiruzen, since they are uneasy to sleep inside a ship that has been guarded by unknown people. Death has been moving from public seats and private seats every 5 minutes to make sure everyone is doing alright. She is not surprised if someone got sky sick because this is their first time reading aircraft, but it's quite surprising everyone just fell asleep instead. The private seat is decorated like a living room, with a comfy sofa in the middle of the area with a table and TV. There are even futon folded in the side and she will serve them foods and the people behind them. After a minute they landed on the ground. Since both Hokage are awake, Death went to the others and spoke loudly, "Everyone please wake up, we reached our destination. Come out carefully and don't push each other, thank you." Everyone was awake and slowly went outside the airship. They were inside an airport. There are 7 aircraft landed in the airport and one just flew away heading somewhere in the south. They can't see any building, only mountains, making them doubt they are in the right place. Once they are outside the airport, Death leads them to the Empire. They can see ships stuck and noted they are in the middle of the sea. They stopped in front of the gate. Now they are sure they are in the right place, seeing the symbol of Arcadia in the Golden Gate. "Arcadia is built in the middle of the mountains," Kakashi said to himself, noted these facts. Death turned them as he unsealed a box. Before opening the box, they saw a bracelet inside the box. Unlike Arcadia special bracelet, this one is normal bracelet made out of silver with bird carving, only this bird to have ribbon on the neck. "Please take one of the bracelets and wear," Death said. "Why do we need to wear it?" Sakura asked. "It's sure beautiful but finds unnecessary. This bracelet is special. Our gate and the mountain follow a seal. If the seal sense unrecognized chakra, it will alert everyone, and this bracelet made the seal recognized our visitors," Death explains. "I see, but aren't you afraid for us to take this and use it to get back?" Kakashi asked. "No, this bracelet will burn when the limits of time over, or if our prince or king decided to break it," Death replied. Everyone nodded and picked their bracelet. They can choose what bracelet they want, even though the color of the ribbon is different among others. When everyone has a bracelet including Hiruzen and Kakashi, Death opens the gate and leads them inside. Everyone amazed at the beauty of the empire, especially the landscape. "So beautiful and majestic," Sakura commented out loud. Death has turned around to face him again. "Does anyone want to rest and book into hostel or keeps touring the kingdom?" she asked. Almost everyone except the Konoha 10, Sai, Hiruzen and Kakashi raised a hand, making Death hum. "Should expect everyone will be tired after long trip," they heard her muttered. It was supposed to be unheard, but she muttered it bit loud. "Ow!" Death yelled before someone body flicker beside her. It's as tall man with black hair and black eyes. He wears Al Columbina mask and same uniform as Death. "Yes, Captain," Al asked. "Please lead our guests to their hotel while I give the rest a tour around the Arcadia," Death ordered. "All right, please follow me," Al said, leading them in west side. "Now let's go," Death said as gesture to follow them in the middle. "This is market section, you can buy whatever you want. I will wait here, please come back after 1 hour," Death said. "Let's Sasuke-kun," Sakura said as she pulled Sasuke to the jewelry store. "Lady Death, where the weapon shop here?" Tenten asked with stars on her eyes. She heard the Arcadia have advanced weapon and wanted to buy everything. Death stared at her before putting the building she looking for, making her run that way. "What a weird kunoichi," Death commented before sitting in the fountain in the middle of market section. She looked up at 2 Hokage who left behind. "You don't want to buy anything?" she asked. "No, we are good," Kakashi said, sitting beside her. Death hummed before pulling a candy and begin eating it. Hiruzen also decided to sit down, not really knowing what to do. They sit in quiet and peace until two kids runs towards them. Death stare the two kids before face palming herself and standing up. What you two doing here? She asked, crossing her arms on her chest. We heard their visitors will come, so we come to see it ourselves, Miss Death, the girl said. She has pale skin and black messy hair and black eyes. She wear white kimono that have beautiful waterfall on it. And Miss Hannah knew about this? Death asked. Yes, she knows it and told us where we can find them, the boys said. He has pale skin and black messy hair and black eyes. He wears black sleeveless hoodie and black shorts. Both children look like twins. Good, Death said, uncrossing her arm and stopped glaring the children's. Hello children, Hiruzen greeted with soft smile. Hello, I'm Ima, the girl said. And I'm Jun, the boy continued. We are a twin, both finished. Twin in trouble, Death added. Hey, don't be mean, Ima said, looking angry at her. Last time I remember you almost eaten by a bear when you mess with the family of bears, Death said. That was accident, Jun argued. You almost burned down the orphanage when you tried to cook, Death added. It was Isuma's fault, Ima yelled. How about the time Prince Ru caught you two sneaking inside the place to do pranks to his guards? Death asked, making him quiet. That what I thought, she said, chuckling. It's not like you never did pranks when you child, Ima muttered out loud. Death shrugged. I never did something embarrassing, she said. Al told us that you're responsible for the prank happened 3 years ago, Jun said, smirking at her withered expression. I will kill that stupid Al, Death declared. Hiruzen and Kakashi sweating drops at their conversion before coughing to gain their attention. I forget about them, Death muttered. Your memory's getting old, you should see a doctor because I think your age finally get you, Jun teased, gaining thick market playful smack his head. I'm only 13 years old, idiots, Death yelled. Wait, what? Jun and Ima yelled. This also shocked Hiruzen and Kakashi. How are you in the senior military, especially a captain? Ima yelled as Jun nodded along. Aren't the seniors military people above 25 years old? You should be a minor military like us. Jun yelled. This gained interest both Hokage. Simple, Death said with a smirk. I helped the prince build this kingdom and I'm one of the first citizens of Arcadia. Prince Ru skipped our level in military force. This is also why Red is the junior captain, she said, making the two face palm. I totally forget about that, Jun said, making her chuckles. Everyone does, Death said. Wait, Kakashi spoke. How to help in build this kingdom in such a young age? He asked. We have helped with others, plus when Prince Ru found Arcadia already being built, Death replied. How old are when you live in this empire? Hiruzen asked. 10 years old, why? Death asked. Nothing, Hiruzen said. Death turns to face Jun and Ima with thought of which she voices out. Are you two joining the incoming exam? She asked them. We can join even we are underage. Jun asked excitedly. Everyone can join the exam, our military force rules but changing to tag along with the rest of the world. As long your leader agree then you can participate the exam and Beckham Jr., Death explains. Oh, I hope Sensei allowed us, this is our chance to do cool missions, Ima said with grin. You really excited, but you should know the reason why we have age limit because outside of our empire, your safety is unsure even to us. Prince Ru doesn't like kids being killed because a dangerous mission and created the age limit within each level, Death remind them. We know, but our teachers make sure we remember of the reality of the world, Jun and Ima both said in unison. Do you know what will happen in exam? Ima asked, giving her famous puppy eyes that no one can refuse, even the guards of the kingdom. Not really, back then the test for each level is quite different from now, especially we gain information about the Chunin exam of the villagers, Death replied. Wait, what? Hiruzen shouted. You send a spy? He asked. Not really, we just let on of minor team join the exam to know how it works, but we don't really gain information about the village, it will useless to us, our desire to be part of the world, nothing more, Death said. I wonder who they are, Jun said as Kakashi remembered the 3 genin sent by the Arcadia. Ayaka Kamisato, Haku Yuki and Karen Uzumaki, students of Yumi Uzumaki is the only person joined the exam, Kakashi said looking at the Hiruzen. I remember him, Hiruzen said looking at Death who's sweating drops while under the gaze of 2 kids who's staring at her with wide eyes. She glared at him making him turn away. What wrong? He asked. Nothing, Death replied chuckling in nervously. He can detect the nervous on her tone making him suspicious more. They are back. They turn where Death is looking and saw the rookie 10 approach them. Sakura is wearing different clothes. She wears white soft kimono that has beautiful cherry flowers on it while Sasuke carries a lot of bags. Ugh, this is heavy and useless. I want refunds, Tenten complained. She wears something heavy on her right arms. It was rounded and made of gold, they're clear crystal under the middle and 3 rings on the end with who in front. You using indifferent, Death said as she helped her take it off. This is crystal gunshots. I will show how to use it because someone forget to do it, she said as he lead them in clearing. To adjust the weight you need to unlock this rings, 1 ring the most liftable, she instructed. She saw how to unlock the rings in the end of the weapon. To use it, you have to gather your chakra in the clear crystal. When the crystal is full means your weapon is full change, Death explains before she gathered her chakra on the crystal. Next open your first to open the hole and press the green button. She did exactly what she explaining. Blue beam shot out from the gun and explode in the water. You can increasing and decreasing the impact by pressing the orange buttons, she said not showing them this. Lastly you can add your affinity in the weapon to change the attack, she said before removing the arm shotguns and give it to Tenten who has stares on her eyes. They stopped in front of hotel. It's almost nighttime. They all tired in the tour. They didn't imagine the Arcadia this large, especially when it's founded in the middle of mountains, and to top of all, they have skipped many unimportant places such the farmland and the mines which visitors aren't allowed. Alright, this is the end of day. We will see you in 2 days in the exam. The location of first exam will be in School of Military. Death said looking at them. They learn the Arcadia has two schools. School of Citizens where citizens don't wish to be military or ninja, in their case study, while military school is basically ninja school. Kakashi now planning to create such a school. When they return at least the civilian won't bother them anymore. I will leave now, hope you enjoy your stay, Death said before despairing in flock of black butterfly. Part 25. Kakashi standing in the military school. He was sitting in soft comfy chair among the other cages in front of the classroom. All genins has sitters they chatting around, mostly active or Arcadia who first person to enter the exam of the Chunin or junior military. A lot of children has participate, this is not surprising, Hiruzen said who sitting beside him. Kakashi look at children's join the exam and it was true there to many of them and most ninja from Arcadia. I wonder how this exam will work, he muttered but loud. Aren't we all? He turned to face the new Kazagake of Suna. He has brown hair and black eyes and wears the Kazagake uniform. His name is Toyo. After all, this is our first time to see Arcadia in our eyes, Toyo commented. May the cages of Hidden Mist nodded in agreement. It's bit surprising they let us watch the exam in person, she said as she looking down the students. They bit high from the ground. They wonder if it's always built like this or just built now. The door of the room opens before a tall girl walks in. She has bright red hair and wears plain red Columbina mask on her face, but her red eyes are visible through it. She wears red shirt and black shorts with black boots and gloves along with black Harry that has red chains drawn on it that seemingly tied a beast that been drawn in the jacket. What up with women being tall and muscular? May yelled, it's almost unbelievable they are women since they have body of boys but still hold beauty. The girl walked towards the board and stand in the middle of now quiet room. Good morning from all villagers gathered here. I'm the protector of this first exam, you can call me Red, Red said as she looks around the room. In this exam you will do a mission, Red said. Now this gains everyone attention. A mission? Sakura asked. Red unsealed a table that is full of the box of scroll. This scroll holds the details of your missions. You need to do the mission before the time runs down. Each mission has time. If you earn 15 points before the night falls you will proceed in the next round. Each mission has points. Defense the hardness of the mission, she explained. However, their twist on this, Red continues explaining the exam. We will place you in a team who will help you complete these missions, she said with smirk on her face. But we already have teams, one of Suna Genin commented flatly. You will not have the same team, instead we will create a team. Your teammates will not be the same team village of you or can your enemies, Red said. Is this teamwork test? Kakashi asked. It was obvious his teamwork test, but instead of testing a team from the same village, they are creating a team containing a genin from different villages to test their teamwork, which will be hard. There is no way I work with strangers. Yeah, they might betray us. Genin started to argue except for the few genin, but Red just smirked. I don't really care, you can quit or deal with it, she said, but no one quit, instead grab numbers to see where they will place the team on before leaving the school to do the test with their new team. A tall man walks out the shadows. He has black hair that is tied in buns and has black eyes. He wears black suit and black pants under the blue armor and white Harry that have snowflakes and ice dragon draw on it. No one really recognized him except Kakashi and Hiruzen. The man turned to face the cages with a smile. Good morning, sorry if our leaders aren't here but they are busy. I'm Hakuyuki, the assistant and head leader of Arcadia. He introduced himself with a bow. He turned to the Junin sitting in a chair inside the room before clipping. A screen appeared on the table like a TV and saw the entire city. We have a drone's camera flying across the kingdom. If you wish to watch your students then follow them, Haku said as he teaches them how to use it. Meanwhile, Sakura walking with two completely random genins in odd quiet. The only person he recognized is Ima, the girl from the market section yesterday, and the other genin from Mist. She has long straight black hair and brown eyes. She wears black plains kimono with a katana hanging on her left side. Her name is Kiara. So what will be our mission? Ima asked as she looked older than her. She was only 12 years old and the team contained 15 years of kunogi, but she was still happy. She never works with other people except her teammates, so this is new to her. She doesn't see any problem with this change. After all, they train to work with each other no matter what they come from. It's a basic knowledge to teach them an important lesson. Sakura untied the scroll and unrolled it to read it. Mission number 1, takes the Chaka sword to Arcadia in the castle. You have 8 hours to complete it, she said as she smiles. This will be easy, she thought, but wonder why such long time just to take a sword to the castle. Chaka sword, which ones? Ima asked as went near the scroll to look at the sword picture. Chaka sword, which ones? Ima asked as went near the scroll to look at the sword picture. Oops, this image does not follow our content guidelines. To continue publishing, please remove it or upload a different image. What a pretty sword, Kiara commented. Ima stares at the picture with horror. Not this sword, she yelled, making the two look at her. You know where we can find it? Sakura asked. This will make it a lot easier if they know where it is. Yes, but it belongs to the most dangerous military captain. She will not let anyone touch it or let alone give it away easily. It's a dead wish, Ima said as if she wants to give up now. Sakura and Kiara stare at her, but aren't afraid, instead they are confident. Who owns this swords? Kiara asked. Death, Ima replied. You mean the ANB captain brought us here and give tour? Sakura asked, remembering the girl who has mask like Anbu only cover their eyes. Ima nodded as she bit her lips. Even the fact she the youngest captain in Arcadia, she the most dangerous among them. In fact everyone even adults saw respect to her, even they are older than her. She got the death codename because she brings death to her opponent and love toying them. Everyone who dies on her hand has to go's torture before death, she said as she clashed her hands. I know the fact she will not kill us if we try to get the sword, but I know she will give it easily and will make her toy, Ima said with fears on her tone. Kiara spits before speaking. Don't mock me, I will defeat her easily. Ima stares at her as if she crazy. She killed 100 million people in 3 years and some are wrong. In fact she the person almost killed Itachi Uchiha, she said, stared at her eyes. This shocked Sakura and Kiara. Everyone heard the news. Itachi has seen badly injured and almost in brink of death because he been attacked by the people from Arcadia, but no one knows who it is. Can you ask her to brow it? You seem to close to her, Sakura asked her. Ima only shook her head. I can't, she will not give the sword even you are related to he. We can only do is steal from her, for that we will need teamwork, she replied. In their school, it's normal for the teachers to tell how strong the captains or the prince, so she knows they will not stand a chance even they work together, but they can outsmart death. Teamwork, Kiara asked as she thought of it. To be honest, I think it's the point of this exam, so I think I will work with you, plus we have one goals for time being, she said with shrugged. I totally forget other villages hate each other. To be honest, I kinda wondering why you always against each other when you build your village for peace, Ima commented as she shook her head in disappointment. Let's just make plans, she suggested. Okay, we should ambush her and catch her off guard and take her sword, Kiara said. That will not work, Sakura said, making her glare at her. Oh please, you don't have any plans, Kiara said. She is actually right, ambushing a captain won't work, Ima said before thinking any witness a death. For what I knew, death should be not in mission and in the kingdom, she said before looking at the sky. 8:30 o'clock since on protocol now. Ima, do you have plans? Sakura asked. She smart and know the smart things to do is let the person who knows their target better created a plan. Ima nodded as unsealed a map and lay it in the ground. Using red mark she created X around the map that they guess Arcadia map. She X the south, east, west and north part of the kingdom. Death always protocol in this area and around 8 feet o'clock she will be in east side, Ima said before explaining their plans. Death doing patrolling around the kingdom while eating candy. There no reason to patrol this time, especially today since everyone inside their homes knowing the exam will held around the kingdom. The busy rounds is very empty like it's a bounded area, but she's still doing his routine. It's her duty to make sure everything is alright. Hey you bitch. Death stares at Kiara who's standing with smirk on her face. How can I help you? Death asked, but annoyed. She hate being called names without reason. I will take your sword, Kiara said with confidence as if it was easy to do. You mean this? Death asked as she unsheathed the chakra sword. Sorry, can't do. I wasn't asking, Kiara said before dashing to her, holding her katana as she runs. Death channeled her chakra to the sword, making it glow in blue chakra. She easily blocked Kiara's katana with her sword. The katana has shattered into pieces because of the force she used, despite the fact she didn't use force at all. Death grabs her arms and held him up before tightened her grip on her arms. Kiara yelled in pains, feeling her bones crack. She tried to struggle away, but Death gripped really tight. Death threw her in the ground before punching her in the stomach, making her court blood. Kiara watched Death tied her hands to prevent her from doing handseal before she pointing her swords on her neck. Ima, come out if you don't her to die, Death said as she looks at bushes. Kiara has witted her eyes. There no way she detect the two who hiding their chakra, but she level of Anbu, they have underestimate her. Sakura come out from their hiding spot with Ima holding kunai on her hands and trying to cover the younger in their team. Let me guess, you the one think of this plan, Ima nodded, making her shook her head. You really thought this work on me? You truly aren't ready to be junior just yet. Ima stares at her serious. No, I'm ready. I will become strong and protect my kingdom, and I will show you I can do in such a young age like you. Death chuckles. Then let's play, she asked with smirk on her face. Ima gulped as the firm voice of Death reached her ears. She doesn't like fighting her at all, but she will show no fear. She's not a kid anymore. She chooses this path. She will need to be brave. She took deep breath before looking at her eyes. Let's play, Ima said, making Death smirk grew. Sakura, seeing she needs to do first action, decided to do high jump to break the ground, but to her surprise her punch didn't nothing. That will useless. This kingdom full of protection and can't be destroyed. Believe me, we tried ourselves to protect our kingdom both outside and inside, Death said, knowing what she trying to do. Yes, but still best to bring this fight in clearing, Ima said before they suddenly reappeared in the middle of the training ground. Ima blocked the attack. Death suddenly delivery using a blue chakra sword that covered in water. Water style, water blocker, Ima said as she created handseal in such a spend using one hand. Oops, this image does not follow our content guidelines. To continue publishing, please remove it or upload a different image. Water style, water blocker, Ima said as she created handseal in such a spend using one hand. Water of the barrier blasts out from the sword, but Death has jumped out of the way. The water pushes everything on his path before Ima dismissed the technique. Never let down your guard, seems you always listen to your teacher, Death commented with a smile. Death created handseal before saying, wind style, wind howling wolf. She blew her finger making a gust of wind that forms the shape of a wolf that howling. Sakura widded her eyes because she remembers Ayaka used the same technique during the exam and has done a lot of damage. She picked up the two and hid as 3 wolves destroyed everything. Stay here and free Kyra, I will distract her, Sakura said before running in the battle again. She created handseal before yelling, earth style, earth dragon technique. Earth style, earth beast jutsu. Death slammed her hand on the ground where a giant beast made of land came out the ground. It was big as a tree and the head of the giant has grass and small trees and has foot and arms, which makes someone think it's a summon. The beast's destiny, the earth dragon, coming towards Death and ready to attack him, but Sakura has saved by large shouts. Fang over Fang. Death, Sakura, even Ima and Kyra look at roads where chaos has started. Sakura saw Kiba fighting a handsome man like everyone widded the kingdom. He is tall and has silky and smooth long hair that tied in long ponytail with shoulder-length side bangs, and 2 nose bridge length bangs fall between his blue eyes. He wears formal black clothes and pants. Instantly Death in front, the man holding Kiba with her sword on the neck and her left arm held a kamaru to prevent him to attack. Kiba-kun, Hinata shouted as she rushed to the scenes, let him go. Can't do, miss, he breaking the rules, Death said. I did not, this man has the thing I need. Kiba argued. Prince Ru doesn't hold anything the genin need to deliver to the castle, Death said, shocking everyone before looking at the young man standing behind her with cross arm. You also attack the leader and non-participants. She said this crime is dead punishment, especially attacking the most important person in their kingdom. I didn't know he is the prince or contestant of the exam. Kiba yelled, which making his station worse. Arcadia contestants wears white ribbon on their waist, it's been mentioned earlier, Death said with blank look. You are also lying, he doesn't have any object genin need for all the mission, she added. Liar, he has the ruby we need. Kiba yelled, pointing at the black necklace around Ru neck. Death stares at him in eyes before speaking. That a black ruby, and from what I read, the ruby you need is red, orange, blue or white. She tightened her grip, feeling his struggle. Let him go, Ru spoke before looking at Kiba on his eyes. Mr. Inuzuka, you have first warning. If you caught breaking the rules again you will punishment, he said before turning around and leave, but stopped when he sensed Death following him. You forgetting something? He asked, looking at Death before the sword. Right, Death suddenly remember what she's supposed to do and created clones to continue the fight between her and the genin early. Ru, who is actually Naruto, walking inside the school with Death followed behind him. Do you have plans revealing any your information? Death asked him, breaking the silence between them. No, unless necessary, Ru replied. I'm going to call him Ru until he reveal his identity. They walk inside a room where all Junin and Cages watching everything playing out. Everyone has look at him when he walk in. Hello our lovely visitors, I'm Prince Ru, the Prince of Arcadia. I'm deeply apologize for being late, but I have to take important business, Ru said as he looks everyone. He noticed all the cages in the ground floor instead in their sit and now approached him. It's alright handsome, can I ask, are you single? May ask as she's showing off her beauty. Yes I'm, if you want to be in date I'm politely refuse. I'm 25 younger than you, Ru said. You're only 15 years old. May said in disbelief, also disappointment. Ru decided to ignore her and look at two Hokage before speaking. Please keep watch your genins. If someone, especially that boys, break the rules again I can't promise his safety, especially if the kid attacks someone else instead me, he will be dead now. Sorry about him, Kakashi apologize, we will talk to him after this, he said. Thank you, Ru looks at Death who raised eyebrows. Death, I have mission for you. What it is, Prince Ru? Death asked. Make sure none of genin went to the orphanage, I'm bit worried of the kids, Ru said. What happened? Death asked. Smoke. Death widded her eyes and kneeled down. Prince Ru allowed me to have day off today, she said, not caring she been order a few seconds ago. I just ordered you, but since you will need it later then I'm allowing you. Please give me your mask, Ayaka Kamisato, Ru said. Death, who turned out to be Ayaka the girl from the Chunin exam, removed her mask and gave it to him, not even waiting to dismiss her. She despaired in Black Butterfly. She will never change, Yumi commented, who changed nothing even her clothes. Surprised you still take advantage her absence mind and take off her mask in front everyone, she said looking around. Military identity is not really important, we just give mask to my personal guards to avoid so much difference among the world, and nickname was Haku Ideas. Ru said before shrugged, all the kids know her identity, special the twins. True. I will go to the castle, inform me if everyone within the apartment is safe or not, Ru said turning to leave. Part 26. Sasuke is walking across the street of Arcadia with annoyance on his face. Out of everyone he can be teamed with Waisuna and Iwa he ends up with. The two decided to part on their own since they hate each other. Suna blames Konoha for the loss of their Jinchuriki and Iwa basically hated them because the Yellow Flash defeated them easily. They decide to at least split the mission they have to do since they will not be able to pass if they end up alone. Sasuke sighed very loudly as he looks at the road of the kingdom. He haven't realizes how peaceful the roads now he thinks of it, it's always quiet and very peaceful. The only thing he heard yesterday was people taking, sealers yelling and kids playing around such a peaceful kingdom that he remembers how the leaves vs to this kingdom. Sure, the Konohamabuko is peaceful but the people have hatred and one of unlikely people will be their target just to feel better, not caring who will be it or what their age, Naruto among them. He smiles at the memories he has with the youth's bright and kind-hearted blonde. Naruto, it was amazing how he never hated his village and continued serving it, and even though Naruto wanted to die he never tried to kill himself because he knows it's a sin and he will never commit crimes. Even thought Sasuke used to be selfish and to focus on his ambition and push other away to him. He has gone notice how Naruto is kind and caring, even end up forgiving the people who hides a lot things from him, but he didn't forgive the villagers, who can blame him. They almost kill him many times and cause him to lose his bright smile. He sighed at the memories before looking up. The sun is so bright and warm, but not hot, just warm like a warm hug. This is the first time he has seen the sun after many years. It's very questionable why the Konohagaka always rains like rain village after Naruto dies. It was like the god crying with him at his death. It's very funny why it only rains around their village but never at the nearest villages, as if it rains the main stop in Konohagaka. He shook at the thought, returning his gaze to the roads. Naruto, I'm sorry for being rude to you. I hope wherever you are you should know I will make the person responsible for your death suffer, Sasuke said to himself with single tears on his eyes. He might not have good memories with Naruto, but he is still his best friend. The person who helped him a lot especially becomes the person he is. He might want to destroy both sooner and sounds for killing him, but he learns to not involve the innocent in the matters of evil. I will not hate my village even they hate me. I will never destroy the village because I know better than involving the innocent. Even I kill the evil, I will just become evil in them and prove I'm the monster they all fears. He heard the long death voice on his ears, Naruto voice, as he remembers the times Naruto said those. It was like being scripted because he always says it like repeated lines in the movie, but Sasuke likes hearing him give him a lecture on life. It helps him calm his mind. Sasuke stopped when he saw a building on fire and decided to check out what was going on. He doesn't need to be involved with the matters of people, but he learns to help rather than ignore makes him a lot happier. Helping people always makes me happy. He heard Naruto said that once when he saved a little girl from a bear but got beaten in return by the child's mother. Sasuke had to be tied just to stop him from attacking the women. Once he reached the building, he saw many adults escorting kids outside the burning apartment, and one of them oddly familiar to him. He doesn't remember where he saw the face but knew the fact he saw her before. She has fair skin and brown hair that is tied in a braided bun and has purple eyes and wears the clothes similar to the guard who has a mask like Anbu. He decided not to think of it because of their problem here, and it wasn't time to pour something useless. What happened? Sasuke asked, making one of the adults look at him. A beautiful woman looked at him in eyes as if she looking at his soul. Something sent shivered on Sasuke's spines. No one dares to look at him at his eyes except for few people, and that was Sakura, Shino, Sai, Kakashi and Naruto. Now this woman with light blue hair and gem green eyes, she was extremely beautiful and can make all men fall in love with her, but not Sasuke. He is not like type of person who fall in love in women's because of their looks. In fact, he doesn't interested in their looks. He took a while to fall in love with Sakura, and she is beautiful especially with her unique pink hair, but Sasuke fall in love with the women because of her personality growth that changes over these years. The women stares at him in the eyes without blinking for long time, which kinda freaking Sasuke. He wasn't used getting look at his eyes expect to his friends. One of kids play with candles and drop it now the orphanage on fire, but don't worry, all the children is safe. The women finally spoke. The kids all safe and uninjured and the flame almost out. Many people helping to put out the fire using their water chakra affinity. Shouldn't you be your teammates and do your missions for the exam? The women asked as she cares a child who seemed to be 1 year old on her arm and embrace him to make the child stop crying. My teammates place hated each other, so we decided to split the mission to pass the exam, plus it will be a lot faster to finish, Sasuke explained his stations. The girl muttered something about ninjas, making him frown. Why muttering something about ninja when they are ninja as well? Then you should stop wasting your time here and do your things. Time running if you forget. This made Sasuke realized it. He only has 3 hours to capture animals that has name Flame, but that scroll didn't mention or has pictures of the animals. He only knows it's a bird with golden fur. He wasted his 1 hour just looking for it, now wasting more time. Without saying goodbye, he run away. Night has come. All the genins gathered in the middle of castle. Everyone has stares on their eyes as they look at beautiful throne room where they all gathered for the results. All the genins in the lines based on their village and the cages being in front of them, while some of people counting their point. The people was called senior and checking all the scroll mission in the middle of the room. The scroll in the table really a lot to the point it maybe break the most stack paperwork. There 20 people checking all the scroll to make it a lot faster than it should be. The throne room has white walls and wood tiles floor with black banners hanging in the wall. There is a long red carpet leading towards the 2 obsidian thrones. Behind the throne is a large white banner that has bird embroidery using yellow thread. The throne are black with red cushion making to sit comfortable, and there are even black chandeliers in the ceiling. Haku, who's standing in, looks at clipboard he holding on with the thought, wow, a lot has failed. He can announce the results now if he wants, but their unspoken rule within the kingdom, you can't start without the prince or his permission. As he said that to himself, Ru walked in the side of the room and walked towards his throne with Death and Al following behind him and stand in front of him like a guard always with their leader. Alright everyone, please pay attention. Haku yelled quietly, the room that full chatter especially among the girls. The topic is about how handsome their princess is and wondering his strength among the boys. Tonight we will reveal the people will proceed in next round. Whoever failed this round can wish to stay or leave. We will escort you back to your village, he said as he make his voice loud so everyone can heard him. There's something we didn't tell you about this exam, Red said, who's standing beside him. This exam is to test your cooperation in your teammates, even they a stranger, and who able to do it automatically gets 10 points to pass, she said, smirking as she said that. It was not surprised for them to see a lot Jennings has failed, since they knew how this villages can selfish and uncomparative to others villages since they hate each other. Wait, what? A lot of students shouted these two words is confusion or shock. Some students decided to be quiet, especially the older Jennings that failed the exam last time, or the fact they know it already, or like Arcadia don't see a problem. Why would expected us to cooperate with a stranger, especially from the village hate? Iwa most have asked this because they are glaring at Konoha. Red look at Rue with only looks. Rue can tell what she trying to tell. He only nodded gesture to go ahead, making the Red smile before looking at Jennings. If we can work with each other, why would you can't do it too? She asked, making everyone question. What do you mean? Hinata asked, who's standing in Seacon in the lines. We are from Rice County, the twins, Ima and Jun said with their teammates named Kia, who has black spinky hair and black eyes and wears simple ninja suits. I'm homeless and has no village, just a serve that been sealed to a man until I was saved, Death muttered bit out loud. I'm citizens of Kumo. This shocked the Kumo when Al said this. I'm from Whirlpool, Red said, lifting her mask revealing her identity as Karen Uzumaki. What we trying to tell that we are from different villages that decided to live in one island and we can work with each other without a problem. Look around, we build this kingdom without knowing each other, she said with smile, proud at results of the kingdom they work so hard. We decided to leave our village because we are tired living with people who only saw us as weapon or a monster, Death said with sad expression on her face. This is exactly reason why I build this kingdom along with my grandfather. This time Rue spoken. I wanted to create a place people from different area of worlds can live happy and peaceful, because I know a lot of people ties in endless war. I build this for the people to have change to live with the people from different villages, he explained, smiling slightly which unnoticeable. Teamwork is common practice in here, Ima spoken, joining the explanation. We used to hate each other but end up becoming friends because we don't bring the hate of villages towards the other villages, and with teamwork we become unstoppable. You all wonder how we get our strength, but believe it's from teamwork and love in our hearts, she said with large smile on her face. If you can work with teammates who used to be stranger, why can't do it in completely stranger? Haku asked. You can work with your rival or hated person in your village, but why can't do it with the village you hate? Everyone becomes silent as they being scolded or lectured by the Arcadia and has look ashamed now. You have same goals yet can't work with each other, Red said, shaking her head. Your goal in this exam is to pass and your village goals is peace. Why continue to fight when you have same goals in life? Was because they are better? Or because you wanted to be the most powerful? Rue held out his hands, quitting his people. Okay, that enough, it's almost bedtime, kids should be asleep any time soon, he said, chuckling when loud groans and complaint coming towards the middle of the line where bunch of children from Arcadia line up. Poor children can't escape the bedtime rules of their mother, even in front the prince, who very well knows kids always tries to stay up, making their parents mad. It was obvious the prince want peaceful night today. Can we at least stay up today? A random kid asked beg in front the prince. Now everyone broke to their thought or sulken, now confused, not knowing what the hell happening here. Can't do it. Last time one of children sneak out the house our kingdom become chaotic. I don't want our poor visitors get involved on this, Rue said, making them groan even more. If I caught any of you doing something idiot, I will deal with personality. Death said firmly, which causing all the children nodded. Karen caught to catch everyone attention who deep confused. Now where are we? She asked. Telling him the points rules, Haku remind her. Karen muttered a thank you as he continues where she stops. Each individual will gain points for their performance in case they didn't manage to get the team points, which automatic 10 points. Hope you did well doing your missions if you decide to split it, because it only costs points on each mission you have done, Karen said, now putting on her mask. It was not necessary for the guards to wear a mask like the Anbu, but Rue decided to at least let his personal guards wears it to symbolize they are higher than normal guards they have who doesn't wear it all. Wait, how will you figure out how many each individual has done mission? Sakura asked because she completely confused. Good question, Karen commented before pulling something that looked like a remote. In one click, holographic TV has appeared in the walls and the window turned to wall of holographic TV. They can see the kingdom, every single paths and every single corner. It's like the Arcadia full in camera, and make it worse, some of them saw the drones flying around. Not only we have cameras but also the people you fought for the object actually job to watch over you, Karen said before gazing at Death. Mostly you have encountered is Death. Death lifted her mask revealing her face once again before she untied her hair revealing her curvy long hair. Hello, I'm Ayaka Kamisato, my code name is Death and 10 of you has seen me, she said with smile. Ah, this is why you familiar with me, Sasuke said bit loud as he remembers the girl in the exam. Ayaka stared at him before realization hinted him but didn't voice it out. Is the fire in orphanage a part of this exam? Sasuke asked, remembering the event early. No, and we don't really involve others on this matters, Ayaka replied as Rue stared at her. What the hell happened while I'm gone? He asked her. It's your fault, Ayaka said, trying not sound rude when she said it. Ash tried to do the magic trick with the candle and cause a fire, she said. Rue sweat drops before sheepishly grinned. Sorry, but the kids has begged me to do magic and you know how annoying they can get when they didn't get what they want, plus I don't want to be their target, he explains himself, other quite amused to see the prince act like he wasn't the leader. Other hand, Sakura suddenly remembered Naruto when she saw Prince Ru grin sheepishly like how Naruto used to grin when he is nervous or did something that can get him trouble. Sakura shook her head mentally. Why, he reminds me Naruto. She asked herself before Side decided to shrug it off. I just miss him that all. Karen and Haku switch turns at telling the points of the Genins. A lot has failed, which not surprised at all because their 9 mission on each scroll earning the people separate ways 3 points, but their only one member has got 10 turnouts. Some people doesn't want someone else expect and pass and take it all credits. Sasuke Uchiha 10 points. Sasuke shot a surprise looks as well. The people on his team who got 3 among with other mostly confused. You the only person did the side missions. Side missions? Everyone asked. Their mission aren't written down the list because we know how the everyone will not cooperating to their teammates. We make plan B to give the people who deserves to pass a chance, Haku said before playing a video. They all watch Sasuke help around the kingdom, which makes him slowly do his mission. First he help an old lady move furniture and help her decorate. Second he help a lost kid who oddly looked like Ayaka find her mother, and turn out it was Ayaka using transformations and shadow clone making the girl laugh and she muttered the girl who's supposed to do it fall asleep in boredness. And last he help a kid, which makes everyone especially the person recognize him. He helped Gaara who didn't change at all expect height and seem health as well. He helped Gaara with his bullies who is Kankuro and Temari who also didn't change at all, but Sasuke seemed didn't recognize them. After all he is late and didn't pay much attention. Gaara, Toyo yelled as he stood up in chair. You know me? Gaara asked, who suddenly appeared in the room and leaning in the pole. Of course you are the son of former Kazugake. What you're doing here? Toyo asked. They have saved me from Akatsuki that tries to take me because of my lock abilities to walk. I was forced to stay. When I able to walk again I choose to stay because this area is my dream place. No one hate me here, even they knew I'm Jinchuriki and they didn't see me monster. I will not leave. If you force me a war will happen. The Arcadia might seek peace but they will to start a war if they have to, Gaara said before leaving the room in sand. Karen coughed to gain their attention. You get 3 points on each side missions, in totally 9 points plus 1 points for capturing Flame the Phoenix, she said. Toyo totally mad. He pulled someone katana and pointed it to Jun next, stopping everyone from moving. Jun. Give back Gaara to us or else this kid will die, Toyo said. Now he find where they're Jinchuriki, there no way he will let him go away like away. He doesn't care what it caused but he will get their weapon back one way and the other. I can't force someone go with you especially when they want to, Ru said, who's standing up now and staring at Toyo. Toyo standing behind Jun and hold him hostage. You don't care about this kid life? Toyo asked, closing the katana on his neck. I do, but he doesn't need my protection. As soon Ru said that, Jun step on his feet and kick him between his legs making him groans in pains. Jun spin fast and kick him hard and to everyone's surprise Toyo flew across the room. Why you? Toyo yelled and about to rush forward but he stopped and went on his knees and choking for air. Among everyone expect few people who know how to deal with Kai. They all look at Ru who has now covered in blue chakra and glaring Toyo with his red eyes that has 3 tomo shocking everyone. Part 27. Everyone is staring at Ru red bloody eyes that are full of anger in their white eyes. They all have exactly the same thought. Sharingan the Kekkei Genkai of Uchiha clan that have been slaughtered by Itachi Uchiha. Only Sasuke Uchiha, the only Uchiha left, expect for Itachi. Kakashi is the only person who has a Sharingan even though he isn't part of the clan and he didn't steal it. It was given by his dead compared to Obito Uchiha as his final gift. You dare to harass my people in my land, I will kill you. Ru threatened. His voice is a lot deeper and holds seriousness on them. His chakra completely surrounded him and even created large crack on the floor because of the force he is releasing. The castle is surrounded by metal as it alert warning, thinking someone attacked the kingdom but none went to the action, probably knew why it's in lockdown or can't get up because of the force. You little thief, who you steal desires? Sasuke demanded with anger on his tone. This man just stole his clan Kekkei Genkai without their permission. Ru stared at him with expressionless as he spoke. I active this eyes meaning it's mine and wasn't transplanted. Impossible, all the Uchiha is dead, expect for me. Sasuke yelled. Sasuke, calm down, you making the stations worse, Kakashi said looking at him, putting hand on his left shoulder, but Sasuke pushed his hands. No, this man just stole my clan Sharingan. Sasuke yelled as he stared at Ru who's staring back. Are you dumb? Ima asked, everyone well aware implanted eyes can't deactivate and our prince just activates his meaning it was his eyes not implanted, she explained. All the Arcadia minor are perfectly fine, they all aren't affected by the Kai he was releasing because they're releasing their own chakra among the captains to calm the atmosphere around them, making it easy to breathe for them. I'm Ru Uchiha. The reason why no one knows me is because I didn't grow up in the village. In fact my grandfather is banished from the clan and left the village, Ru said, only saying few truth on his sentence. What, but no one has been banished from the clan? Sasuke yelled, making Ru raised an eyebrow. Are you sure about that? Ru asked. What about Madara Uchiha? He smirked seeing their shocked face. That right, I'm Madara Uchiha grandson, he answered the unspoken question. But he died during his fight against the Shodan. Sakura yelled. Are you sure about that? Ru asked, looking towards the door that opened. The people who recognized the person who walked in a completely shock also fear. It was a tall man with black long spinky hair and has red eyes with 3 tomo. He wears black suit under the red armor he wears. Gunbai hanging his back with scythe. They can't believe it as they says the person name. Madara Uchiha. Everyone now looking shocked at Madara who walking towards the throne. The Arcadia has moved out the way creating a path for him. It was impossible because everyone knew he was dead, but seeing him in person doubt the history. What going on here? Madara asked as he stand beside Ru who's still glaring the unmoving Toyo. Someone harassing our people. I told you it wasn't good idea to let the in, especially a lot our citizens from their villages, especially Gaara, Ru said, not showing any fear to the god of shinobi. HN. Madara. Hiruzen yelled, making the man looks at him. Ah, the student of Tobirama. Why I even surprised that idiots made you the Hokage, Madara commented. How are you alive? This everyone questioned. Even he did from his fight against Hashirama. He should be dead in old age, but here he's alive and young. He looks exactly the last time Hiruzen saw him in the village. I have my ways, Madara replied before looking at Ru. You will take care of this, he said before sitting his throne which beside Ru thrones. Ru doesn't need to be told twice. He closed his eyes for a second. When he opened it again, his Sharingan has morphed into Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. His Eternal has 3 circles that have been connected to the line. Opposite the small circle has 3 sides with 3 blades. This exam is over now and sooner are forbidden going near our land for harassing our people. Ru roared to their shock. Ru eyes morphed into Rinnegan and opened a portal to send them back to their villages. Hiruzen and Kakashi was sitting in council meeting with clan heads. The citizen has been removed from the council for a long time, so that clan head is the only present. What is this meeting for Sensei and Lord Fifth? Tsunade asked as she sits down the Senju clan head chair. She was brought back to the village to help the hospital because a lot of people getting sick because of the continuous rains in the village, but everyone slowly getting used to the weather. She decided to return as a doctor but not as ninja. She just attended the meeting because she is now the clan head. Madara is alive, Kakashi said, shocking everyone in the room. How? Everyone yelled out in their shock. We don't know how he is alive, but he is the king of Arcadia, Kakashi replied. This is really troublesome, Shikaku said. We knew nothing about Arcadia, now we know their leader has same strength with Shodan. We just hope they don't have bad intentions, which I doubt. Madara is very heartless. There's something else. Ru turned out to be Uchiha and Madara grandson, Hiruzen added to the information he just discovered early. Jiraiya, who's sitting in the corner, looked shocked when he heard them. It was impossible because the grandson and son of Madara has died unless Madara married another woman. He doesn't whatever to tell or not because he been hide this for long time now. He took deep breath before saying something he been hiding for years. It's better to tell now than never. I have something important that will useful, Jiraiya said, gaining everyone attention. He looks at Hiruzen as he continues. I know Madara Uchiha is alive. What? Tsunade yelled, looking at Jiraiya with glared as if she quietly asking, why did you hide this? Why didn't tell us? Hiruzen asked him. Because I didn't think he's still alive because it's been so long when I found his son, Jiraiya said, earning confused look. Minato Namikaze is actually an half Uchiha and the son of Madara. Wait, what? Tsunade yelled. He doesn't like an Uchiha, Sum the clan head of Inuzuka commented. That because I seal away his bloodline and Uchiha DNA among his memories. I also did the same with Naruto, also used genjutsu when he's still in Kushina's stomach, Jiraiya explained. I did this to protect him and I don't want anyone made them as weapon. Does Madara knew about this? Kakashi asked. I don't think so. If he finds out his son is alive and living in Konohagaka, he probably will take him already, Jiraiya said before looking everyone. However, I don't know who this Ru. I don't think it's Naruto since we all knew he is dead and Hiruzen watch him die. Either he manages to escape his death like Madara or Ru is cousin of Naruto, Kakashi said, figuring the two possible thing. I don't think Ru and Naruto will be the same person because if Naruto knew he has family, he probably went with him since he doesn't like living here, and I hope he wasn't fooling us again. It's not Naruto that all I'm sure. Ru and Naruto is not the same and I beating my own life on it, Hiruzen said. Do you think the Konohagaka will find out who really I'm? Ru who actually Naruto asked Madara, both sitting on their throne as they watch Haku, Karin and even Hayaka arrange the exam again for their people. They have decided to continue it only for their people but has to do it after a week since they have to rearrange everything and reschedule it. I doubt they will figure it out even if they have Jiraiya with them. They will all assume you are my grandson from another child, Madara replied to him before looking at his blue eyes. How to awake the Rinnegan? He asked because Naruto haven't told him having Rinnegan. When I meet Hashirama, he gives me your power and show me your past since I gain your Rinnegan because of it also has wood style because Hashirama give me his chakra among some his memories about the wood style, Naruto explained as he drinks the tea he was drinking. Madara looked shocked at him for split second before returning to expressionless person he is. You really impressed me and keep impressing me, he commented as he looks forward to gaze the three that rearrange and planning new layout for the exam. I know Obito will get the news very shortly. We need to make our moves before he find out I'm alive. We started to tracking down their base very shortly. We will begin killing the Akatsuki members one by one but not for now. We need to find them first, Naruto said as he thought something. It will be a lot easier if the statue in our land, don't you think? After all no one can find it, even Zetsu. Madara thought for it for a while before nodded. We will need a place for it to slow them, plus if they're looking for us because we has their toy it will be easy for us to find them. Very well, Haku lead the clan while we gone and tell Zabuza to find us, Naruto said making Haku nodded before they despaired. Sakura walking to the Konohagaka with black umbrella to protect herself from the rain, she holding white flowers on her hand as she walks towards the graveyard. Hinata is with her, both has same person to visit in the graveyard. Hinata, Sakura called out, making Hinata look at her. Do you like Naruto? She asked. Hinata blushed really hard, her entire face became red before nodded in response. I like HMS since we are child, Hinata said and wanted to continue but she realized she is. He saved me from the bullies back then and fell in love with him at first sight. I got my strength and confidence from him. I wanted to tell him I like him but I can't even talk to him properly and I'm not fainting and now it's too late, Hinata said with a reject. She really rejected not telling Naruto what she feels. You should move on. I don't want to break your feelings but Naruto doesn't like you because he has told me to tell you to stop stalking him. It's obvious Naruto knew you like him but doesn't want to tell your personality to leave him alone and break your feelings, Sakura said, making Hinata look down, heartbroken. Naruto will be happy if we all moved on and let him go, she said. I know it's just hard to move on, Hinata said as they slowly went to the specific gravestone. Both girls walk into the gravestone of their friends that has statue of him. Hinata smiled as she read the craving name on the stone. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. It's used to be only Naruto Uzumaki because some village refused to accept he is the son of Minato Namikaze, only today they changed his name. With DNA test they did today has proved the villagers he in fact Yondaime son. Hello Naruto-kun, I know you don't love me and want me to move on but I wanted to let you know I will always love you. I hope you are happy with your parents up there and watching over us, Hinata said with smile. A single tears escape her eyes but she quickly wipe it. She made a promise to never cry again on her life and will make people she care happy. Hello Naruto, I and Hinata is here to visit again and brought you fresh flowers, Sakura said looking down at gravestone before she replaced the dead flowers in the vase. I hope you know you always going to be missed but I know you are happy with your parents up there and watching us. You probably saying right now, Sakura don't cry, move on and live the life you has and don't waste it. I'm sulking. She chuckled because she swear she heard Naruto voice as she said those words that Naruto surely would say, we will going to miss you forever. They decide to leave because the rain starting to be heavy on fast and even their thunder but they're no storm today, probably the god being sad again like always. They didn't pay attention to it and went home not recognize someone else with them in graveyard. The person only show himself and went to the gravestone of Naruto. He wears black hoodie cloak and his hood is up with masks, only the strand of black hair and red eyes are visible but left in black flash when he feel another chakra as he left the white flowers wither and dead. Hiruzen went to the Naruto grave not seeing the person who is before him and replace his dead flowers. Hi Naruto-kun. Part 28. Zetsu doesn't want to do or how he gets to these stations. He heard the rumors but assumed only fake. After all he doesn't know Madara has a wife before and thought Madara would find him if he somehow got revived but Madara has somehow figured out his plan and betrayed them. Madara attacked them in the middle of the night. He destroyed the hidden rain in a split second and he is letting his people destroy or kill everyone within the village. The village exploded and was decorated with blood and bodies. If it wasn't raining it would surely burn but since it's raining only explosions have damaged their village. Everything is destroyed since their enemies know their strength and weakness and use it as an advantage. To top it off, Ru has wood style which is weaker than Hashirama wood style along with natural awaken Rinnegan and natural awaken is stronger than transplanted. They use the demonic statue to destroy and fight then. Using 6 paths to fight against 6 paths while the real one finds the other one, it's just a mess and disaster in hidden rains. Arcadia only spare innocent children that has chance to change. Now he is trapped in stranger ceiling in the ground that has circle and diamond shape in the middle. In the circle has written for sacrifice. Golden chains spring out the small circle connect to the bigger one and keeping him in place and this chains is Karen chains. He can't morph into the ground or manipulated his body to change into weapon, whatever the seal on his ground making him weak and powerless. Madara doesn't care at his station and wasn't going to help him, in fact he is enjoying himself and torturing him. He knows Zetsu can't be killed but can feel pain, that was for sure. Madara stabbing him many times, enjoying his scream in pains and pleading to let him free while the people he brought destroyed the village except for Naruto, Ayaka and Karen. The two can't leave since they are keeping the seal active while Naruto enjoys his self. You have no idea how much trouble you caused to me, Madara said, stabbing him once again. This pain of yours won't reverse all the hard work and sacrifice I had done, he said with a blank look. We shall pierce him with lightning, Ayaka suggests as a lighting blade forming on her hands. Good idea, Madara commented, making Ayaka smirks. She pierced Zetsu on the chest, letting the shockwave run to his body. Zetsu can only scream as the electric shockwave runs to his body. He can feel on limb getting destroyed by the lightning and can feel his skin getting burned because of this. If he was not immortal, he surely died. Lightning is the most dangerous affinity since once you get struck by lightning you are dead. It was not a joke and everyone knows it. Assume I can't play with your organs if you have one, Ayaka said, creeping everyone. They don't know how she grew liking taking off her opponent organs and sometimes their bones, but she has done it a lot and it's getting concerning. Madara doesn't creep at all. It was common for Kamisato to remove their opponent organs and bones just to make them suffer. They love the scream of people begging for their death just to escape the suffering from them. They act like this because they gain this behavior from Shinigami. Once they give them the more soul, the more they become the god of death. It was the ultimate wish for Kamisato to be the student of Shinigami and her successor, because if she gifted them her ability they will be the Shinigami itself and can transfer to her if they wish to. In the Ayaka case, she might become the prophecy of the Kamisato clan. The child became Shinigami. It was a common prophecy in their clan since Ayako only Kamisato left. It was no doubt especially Shinigami liking her since she gives her a soul every day without exchange. We should end his suffering now and let the Shinigami play with him, Madara said looking at Ayako who is still stabbing Zetsu with the lightning blade. Fine, Ayako unpierced the blade and went in hand seal. Wait don't, Zetsu pleaded knowing what she was trying to do but was too late. Ayako has summoned the Shinigami, no get away from me. Zetsu yelled trying to struggle away but won't work especially now Shinigami floating above him. What do you want Aya? Shinigami asked catching everyone guard. She never called anyone a nickname especially giving them one. Ayako never had a nickname for herself, she used to get called by her name and Shinigami knew it. Ayako smiles as she kneels down. My lord I have brought you a gift, this creature below you is my gift and I have requested this time, she said still happy Shinigami gifted her nickname. Shinigami look at the creature below her with raised eyebrows. What you look at that, you finally on my grip you have no idea how much we're trying to get rid of you even Kami helping us to get rid of you, she said smirk forming at her lips then she looks at Ayako who lost right now. What can I offer for this one? She asked snapping her. I apologize for asking you but why do you want Zetsu? Ayako asked wanting to know what Zetsu to make the god snap even Kami the most innocent and forgiving god ever existence. This one exists to bring challenges to the world but he is crossing his border and now a lot of things should not happen, Shinigami said glaring at Zetsu. A lot of things happening are not written down in the path of people. He changed the world and they can't do anything. I assume it's bothering the gods especially Kami to make her snap, Ayako commented making her nodded. It's really trouble us but we can't do anything even if we fix the past he would change it again just to make his plans work but his plans switch turns and serve him rights, Shinigami explained. What can change he did? Ayako asked. It's something you can't know or someone can't know but back to the topic, I will trade anything for this one, Shinigami said looking at Ayako in the eyes wanting for her request. I just want you to make sure he suffers a lot, Ayako response making her smirk. We gladly do that, Shinigami said turning her attention to the struggling Zetsu before bringing him in afterlife who knows what torture on her mind. Everyone in the room is speechless even Madara doesn't know what to say, it's very weird to see the Shinigami act like that. That was something, Zabuza who suddenly there commented breaking the silence. He hasn't changed over the years except he gained height and wears different clothes. He wears black suit under the grey armor with gloves and black boots along with an Oni head Columbina mask on his forehead. My lord gave me a nickname, Ayako commented with eyes on her eyes and big grin at her lips showing how happy she is over something simple. Karen chuckles at her childness. It was not very rare for Ayako to act on her age but still good to see her act like that and wasn't completely removed her childness. I guess you want to be called Aya from now on, she said. Now what to do with this? Haku asked to look at the demonic statue in the room making everyone look at it. We will use it for the war, Madara said. What war? Naruto asked not knowing what he means since the threats are gone now. We will destroy the hidden villages, as long as corrupt villages exist, war will continue, Madara replied making him frown. I thought we will not kill a lot of people and save the world, Naruto commented. If the villages don't exist anymore, we will destroy them, Madara said. He has a point, if the nation exists war is going to continue whether we like it or not. They will continue to be at war plus everyone preparing to attack us especially knowing Madara alive and with us, Haku explained. As long as they are in a bad term war going to continue and will involve us, Ayaka said. We will need to destroy them to protect everyone and live in one place and that will be the Arcadia, Naruto putting the conclusion. That's right. This is going to be nuts but we can't do anything about it, Ayaka commented. Let's get ready, get the senior to prepare for the war, Madara order. It's been 2 years since the event in Arcadia happened, everyone is not chilling and can't sleep knowing Madara is alive and young and possibly much stronger than his prime. Kakashi walking in the raining village towards Naruto grave, it's been a long time since he visited him. He has decided to visit him today. He has sent Jiraiya to find the Kyuubi but no news has come from him for a long time meaning he hasn't found the Kyuubi that should reform now. Even if they find the Kyuubi, no parents will sacrifice their child and be a prisoner after what happened to Naruto. On top of that, only Uzumaki has a large chance to survive the sealing and quickly adjust with the Kyuubi chakra. Only Karen Uzumaki and Yumi Uzumaki are the only Uzumaki left but they live in the village that can't be found. A lot of people have tried to find the Arcadia but can't find it like its ghost kingdom. He sighed and looked at the graveyard. He noticed the Naruto grave has been dug out, what the hell? He looks at the rookie 8 who present and saw what is wrong. Who the hell digs his grave? Kiba asked furiously because it's not right to dig someone's grave. Sasuke who just defeated Itachi but didn't find out the truth saw him. Kakashi, do you know about this? Kakashi shook his head. I wasn't informed about it but I'm sure they'll have better reason, he responded. They better be, it's really disrespectful to dig someone's grave. Sakura yelled. Why, we all figured out why. Hinata suggested. Good idea, let's go. They all went their way to the hospital, the rain's getting hard and heavy and there was thunder and lightning in the sky only their umbrella is protective of them in the rains. They arrived in the hospital and went to the nurse in the disc. How can I help you Lord Fifth? The nurse asked Kakashi about to reply when the door gate was kicked open by an angry yet worried Hiruzen. I wanted to know where the Naruto body was. Hiruzen yelled, pushing everyone to face the nurse. Tsunade-sama took his body to examine his body, the nurse replied. Why? Kakashi asked. I don't know, but ask her, she is on the second floor in the first room. Without saying thank you, everyone rushes towards the room they are told to. They didn't knock, they let Hiruzen destroy the door because he is furious. Tsunade, why the hell you stole Naruto's body? Hiruzen demanded, increasing his kai, everyone back away, not wanting to mess with him. This is not Naruto's body, Tsunade replied before moving out of the way. They saw a wooden in the coffin where Naruto bones should be lying down and their small tree inside. When I was looking at his death report, his blood changed into O instead B, so check why is that, and it seemed this is not first his blood changed, she explained before taking Naruto's stacked medical report. She puts down the report on the floor and they all notice the change in his blood, and it was started after his 3rd birthday. I want to test his blood again, but this is what I found on his grave, Tsunade said, looking at a small tree in the coffin. His bones should be left behind, not some wooden tree. What happened to his body? Kakashi asked. That we will find out, Tsunade said. She took one leaf in the small tree and scanned it in the machine, but the machine only said error. This is strange. Wait, doesn't the nurse remove someone's dead blood? Hinata asked. Wait, that's it. Tsunade took the plastic of blood and scanned it in the machine. They all watched the blood being removed into existence. Genjutsu, Sasuke asked, sensing the chakra being released. We need answers. Lords, they all looked at the door and saw an Anbu panting. The Arcadia has declared a war to every nation. What? Part 29. Everyone went outside and watched their village getting destroyed by the Kyuubi itself. Everyone grew fears watching the strongest beast destroy their village once again. Hiruzen standing in the front and frozen in shock seeing the Kyuubi destroying the village. Kakashi was also shocked and scared of seeing the Kyuubi again. What we will do to do Lord 3rd and 5th? The Anbu asked. We have nothing against the Kyuubi and Lord Jiraiya aren't here. You won't see the Toad Sannin again. They turned to see Ru standing in front of them and drop a head between their legs. They all shocked and wanted to cry seeing Jiraiya head in their foot. Sasuke glared at Ru before speaking. You controlling the Kyuubi to destroy the village? What a monster. Are you sure I'm controlling him? Ru asked with titled head. His eyes are dull blue, not showing red bloody eyes. As you can see, I don't have my Sharingan actives. He just controlling his own self, and everything he doing is his doing, not me or my grandfather, he explains. Hiruzen looked at his eyes with anger before asking, why you doing this to our village when we obviously did nothing to your kingdom? I personally don't involve my personal reasons on my plans and action, but my grandfather is whole different story, Ru response which shrugged. What we did to him? Hinata demanded. A lot, Hyuga, not only to him, to me as well, Ru response with blank look at his face. What exactly we did to you, huh? Kiba asked, wanting to attack him. We don't even know, everyone agree at Sakura. You don't me as a Ru, but you do me Haruno and Uchiha, especially you Sarutobi and Hitaki. You can't just recognize me, Ru said to them, crossing his arm on his chest. What do you mean? Sakura asked him. Are you telling your name is not Ru? Kakashi asked, its only conclusion come out his mind. Yes, Ru replied with blank look at him. Your job to find out who I'm while dealing with them. After Ru said that, the army of White Zetsu came out the ground before he left in Black Flash. Flying Thunder God. Madara enjoys using the wood style to destroy the hidden leaves, also known as Konohagaka, with Kurama who destroys it with claws and Bijou Bomb. If they want to, they can destroy the Konohagaka pretty quick, but Naruto wanted to rescue at least the innocent child in the village. He understood that innocent people can't be involved with adult problems, but the children here are already corrupt, but since Naruto has people he cared about, he let him save them, which is not hard since it's barely people. A black flash got his attention. How does it go? He asked, not even looking at the person behind him, knowing who it is without looking back. They are safe, you can do what you want, Onijisen, Naruto response, walking beside him before sitting down. They are above the wall of the village and watching the chaos together. Onijisen, Madara asked because Naruto never called him that, he always called him grandfather, but can't help happiness on his heart. Did I grew attached to this boy? He asked himself. It's been long since he had grew attached to a person. The first person he grew attached is his brother Izuna, and next his wife and his son, now his grandson. Maybe, just maybe, he should let his love for the last time and let his grandson feel the love of grandfather. After all, only him Naruto can rely on, expect his friends. Naruto only have him how he only have Naruto. He should let his emotion towards him but fear losing him get best of him. All he love and care dies, and afraid if show his love and care towards Naruto he will lost him as well. He afraid to lose someone else. HN was only Madara can say, brushing everything on his mind when he feel Naruto head rested to his foot. What you're doing? He asked him. We are in middle of wars, he reminds him. Please Onijisen, let me have this moment, Naruto said, resting on him. Is this love feel like hell? He asked himself, feeling the hot on Madara, feeling sighing. He moved his head. I'm still seeking for love. Maybe this is the reason why I'm loyal to Onijisen, because I hope he cared about me. He looks at Madara who went back to destroying the village. I hope he actually cares about me, because I will end up killing myself if I'm being used. And he hopes and prays that the last person he cares really care about him. Hiruzen standing in the Uzumaki temple that has Shinigami mask in the walls with 4 white zetsu tied in the floor. The rest watching him in concern. Are you sure you will survive this? Sakura asked, knowing Hiruzen too weak to survive. I appreciate your concern, but I will survive, and if I don't it's sign it's my time to rest, but hopefully not now, especially everyone needs me, Hiruzen said before anyone can protest again. He made hand seal to summon the Shinigami while he wears the mask. Using the Shinigami sword, he rip open her stomach. Free soul come out of the stomach before the Shinigami despaired. Summoning, impure world reincarnation. Paper form around the tied zetsu except one before Hashirama, Tobirama and Minato standing in room. Tobirama is the first person to realize what has happened. Saru, why you use the reincarnation jutsu? He asked. Hiruzen, who panting, replied with soft and weak tone, sorry sensei, but I need your help. Sakura went to him. Let me heal you, Lord Third, she offered before he can even reply. She healed a large open in his stomach. With what? Tobirama asked. Something is wrong, Hinata said, looking at the last zetsu. Where Naruto? Minato withered his eyes at mention of his son name, fears running on his body. What you mean? He asked as he silenced cry for Naruto life. Sorry Minato, but Naruto died during the Chunin exam. He used the Reaper death seal to seal away my senseis. Hiruzen replied. He can see tears forming his eyes but didn't let them drip. Ah, the blonde boy, I remember him. Where he is anyway? Hashirama asked, looking around trying find him. He should be with us, he commented. He should have if he died, Tobirama commented, making everyone look at him. What do you mean? Hinata asked, hope forming at hearts. He is alive, can't you sense his chakra? It's much stronger but same, Tobirama commented, looking at specific said before he raised eyebrows. While I'm sense him near a chakra that's somehow similar Madara chakra. Shock brought to everyone, especially to the people know the truth. Madara is alive how? Hashirama asked. Impossible, Hiruzen commented. Yeah, it's impossible for Madara to be alive unless brought by impure world jutsu, Hashirama agreed. We know he is alive, he has been alive for a long time but wasn't brought by the same jutsu, Kakashi said. We put in conclusion Uchiha is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. What, but how? Minato asked. Yeah, Ru is Madara grandson. Sakura yelled. Madara has grandson, Hashirama asked, happily, smile forming at his lips. Quit it, he probably same as Madara, Tobirama said. Shut up, Toby, let me have this moment. The two cages who been looking at each other spoke. Actually Minato, this gain everyone attention, there's something Jiraiya has hide to us. What it is? Minato asked. He seals something, the seal on your back neck, Hiruzen said. Minato touched the back of his neck before saying, I noticed it before but decided to not remove since I don't know if it will kill me. Sensei, I suggest you remove it to find out what going on, Kakashi requirements. Minato looked at him and decided to trust him since he is his students. He removed the seal. Everyone in room watch his blonde hair become spinky black hair. What the fuck? Kiba cursed. Minato gripped his head as headache made his vision blurry. Memories of his childhood rushed to his mind. Once the memories finished, he looks at Hiruzen. Did you about this? He asked. I just find out when we find out Madara is alive, Hiruzen responds to him with apologies look. Can someone tell us what going on? Hashirama asked, getting nodded to everyone except Tobirama, who crossing his arm with annoyance. Stupid, the Lord Fourth is an Uchiha and no one knows is even him because his DNA, Kekkei Genkai and memories is sealed away, Tobirama explained. What? Sasuke yelled. And my father is Madara Uchiha, Minato added. Wait, if Ru is grandson of Madara and Naruto is alive, which only means Ru and Naruto are the same person. Someone from behind complete Sakura's sentence, making everyone look back. They all withered their eyes seeing Ru, Death, Haku, Karen, Yumi, Zabuza and Madara all together in the room. TCH, why did you brought me here, Naruto? Madara asked, confirming everyone theory. What will you do outside, destroy the hidden leaves again? Naruto asked. Naruto, Sakura asked, tears coming down her eyes. Pleasure to meet you again, Sakura, Naruto replied. But how? Too many questions, Naruto commented. It's annoying, don't you all agree? Karen asked, making the rest expect. Madara nodded in agreement. Son, Minato called out Naruto. Don't call me that, you choose the village over me. You had no idea how much I suffer because of you, you destroy my life, or you even consider me as your son. Naruto snapped at him before punching him in stomach. I hope you die again and again. I can do that, Ayaka said, smirks on her lips. Not now, Shinigami might be tired or pissed what happened to her, Naruto said, making her chuckles. True, but my lord sure loves sweet revenge. HN. Naruto, why? Hiruzen asked, after everything we done you repaid us this. What exactly you done to my life? Naruto asked, releasing Kai unconscious. All you did is ask if I'm okay after almost dying for many times but didn't punish who tried to kill me or put a law for my protection. You only care about me because I'm your weapon. That not true, Hiruzen said. You say what you want but you will not fool me. Shut brat, it's not like you can trust Madara, Tobirama commented. Naruto bit his lips knowing it's true but ignored it and decided to trust Madara. Shut up. Son, I'm sorry but please don't trust father, Minato pleaded. Madara looked at him with emotionless look, but behind the stoic mask, he was hurt. After I have done to you, you only say that to me. Father, I'm glad Hidden Leaves has found me because you might use me as well like how you're using Naruto. Shut up Minato, you had no right to say that to my Onijin, Naruto yelled, hurting Minato feeling. Naruto eyes morphed into Rinnegan, shocking Minato, Hashirama and Tobirama. Chains spring out the ground but wasn't gold, instead black chain, and coming towards Naruto as he glow in golden chakra. Time for you all to rest. Using the human path, he absorbed everyone's soul and memories. The rookie 8 drops in the ground with Kakashi and Hiruzen while the newly revived Hokage crumbles into paper. I will go now, you know where to find me, Naruto said, despaired in black flash. It's been weeks since the world was destroyed because of the 4th Shinobi War. The aircraft has helped them destroy the village among their summoned dragons. They also managed to convince the rest of the beasts to cooperate with them, and with the demon statue, they are defenseless and can only die on their hands. No one, even a child, survives because everyone is corrupted. Only Arcadia has left and everyone is living peacefully. Children are excited about the junior exam that has been rescheduled. But Naruto is not happy. He hates to admit, but he thinks Madara only uses him and he hates that. He loves Madara as his grandfather and wants to do everything for him, but he doesn't know whether Madara cares about him or not. Thinking if someone cares about you. He turned around to see Ayaka before turning back to the Arcadia, looking at happy children playing with their parents. Ayaka sits down beside him before speaking again. Madara might not show it, but I'm sure he cares about you. You don't know that, Naruto said. No one would care about me, he muttered, but Ayaka heard him. She shook her head and hugged him, catching him off guard. Naruto, don't say that, we all are here for you. We care about you, you like my brother to me, she told him in a soft voice before releasing him from the hug. We all love and care about you, Anaja, she said with a smile on her face. Naruto smiles before bringing her in a hug. Thank you Aya, I always hoped you were my sister. I can be your sister if you want to. Naruto smiles at her. Of course I would love to, he told him as he ruffled her hair. I will need to talk to Madara. Before Ayaka can ask why he called Madara on his name, he despaired in black flash and appeared in front of Madara. Did you need something? Madara asked. Naruto looked at with him as he took a deep breath before asking, are you using me? What? Madara asked. Is something catch him guard, but it's only reason why Naruto avoiding him. Naruto looked at him with tear on his eyes. He haven't cried for long time, but he crying now and doesn't care about it. Please tell me the truth. Madara sighed, looking at the broken child in front of him. Madara-kun, let out your emotion and love everyone you care before it's too late, he heard his wife, Akane's voice whisper on his ears. Maybe for the last time, I let someone feel my love and care. Naruto is the person I have. If Izuna or Akane are alive, they will want me to let him experience the care of someone, he said to himself. Taking a long breath, he stand and went to Naruto, bring him in to hug, shocked him on his actions. I'm sorry if I made you feel unwanted and being used. I just hate expressing my emotion after what happened to the person I expressed my emotion. Madara apologized, tightened his embrace. I care about you, my grandson. Sometimes I wish you were my son instead. Naruto lay his head on Madara's chest and hugged back him before saying, I'm sorry for doubting you. It's alright, get rest now, you deserve it. Naruto smiles at him before saying night to Madara and head to his room.